Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join our cult. Yay! Pacini joined in because he's the best.
It's what we want to happen. Straight off the bat.
Come on.
Yes, you're hearing the fake laughs already. It's the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. You're listening to dulcet tones of myself, Maffew, joined by the illustrious guest stars. Wow, it is Saudi Arabia. And Mr. Adam Pacini and Tom Campbell.
Hello. Merry Christmas, one and all.
How you doing? How you doing, boss, who already looks like you'd rather be anywhere else other than this?
I'm really good. How are you?
I'm all right. I haven't slept.
No?
Nah.
Literally not slept? Or...
Yeah.
Why?
Literally, because I've got a playlist of stuff to listen to and listen to all of it, and I go, oh, it's when I haven't listened to all of it. I know that I slept.
Wait, what?
I didn't. It's good news in my life, and I'm just too excited.
What is the playlist
Oh,
of?
so it's a good not sleeping.
Well, this week, it was Billions, the TV series that my mate lied to and said it was worth watching.
Right.
Rubbish.
Oh, but it kept you up all night.
Well, you know. It's had any taste. Hey, Tom, how you doing?
I realised that we look like three completely different Grand Theft Auto 5 loading screens.
Oh, yeah! I keep getting that. Nico, when I wear this
Nice.
tracksuit top.
We look like Disco Elysium. We put GTA. Yeah, right. Oh, sorry, Tom. Yeah, whoosh. Take a shot. But yes, we're filling in for the tired and worn out, bless them, Jack and Ross.
Yeah, they've
God bless
worked.
them.
They've worked so hard, and they're taking a well-deserved break. So it's me and Adam filling the void. After I promised some people that I'd never guest on the podcast again, I'm here once again with the ill behaviour.
Did you promise that?
And one person who was very upset with me being on, I made a promise I would try not to come on unless I can help it. So
Right.
sorry to you.
Thanks for filling in.
You're welcome.
There you go.
They'll get over
Says
it.
here you were the first to volunteer. Oh,
I couldn't wait, man. I stuck my hand right up. Up you.
Thank you, Tom. Hey, some news. Sami Zayn versus Damian Priest becomes the least watched WWE Raw main event ever. Ever? So ever. Since January 93, no other match has done as low as Priest and Sami, which had 1.2 million viewers. And it's weird because people go, hang on, some crappy match in 95 and 96 must have done badly. They were doing really strong ratings in 95, 96, even though the show was bad.
Yeah.
I have no idea what word I tried to say there. The shock was bad.
And even when, like, in like the mid-90s, you had the main event of Raw that would be on first, and then it would just be sort of preliminary matches for the rest of the night. Back in like 95, that was certainly the case.
No other way to digest it back then, is there? You either watch it on TV or you don't watch it.
You eat the main bit first, and then you just pick around the plate for the rest of it.
That's right.
Rather than saving the best bit for last.
Which clearly wasn't that main event.
No.
Fox revealed that they've lost money from the WWE SmackDown deal, which I thought was interesting because it was amazing how much they paid for this. SmackDown was aired on Fox in the United States since October 2019, but the show will head to USA from October 2024 in a deal worth $1.4 billion over 5 years. Fox has since noted that they opted not to renew SmackDown as advertising revenue did not provide a return on investment they found acceptable. Oh.
It's just bonkers amounts of money, isn't it? I'd struggle to get my head around it. Like, I'd like to sit here and analyse it as best I can, but when it's that kind of figure, and they were losing money, I can't work it out.
Yeah, and neither can Fox apparently.
No.
Oh well.
I think it's just a change in habits. I think people do forget, like, we consume, even based on 10 years ago, we consume stuff very differently.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, you're never gonna get those big numbers back for a show like SmackDown. And it's not for lack of trying, but it's just the fact that now our attention is pulled 400,000 different ways.
People like listening to podcasts, for example.
Yeah. Hey, exactly.
Wrestling fans' mentality, they still tend to use the ratings, the TV ratings, as the biggest indicator of popularity. Wrestling's so hot right now. So hot, and people are just consuming it in different ways.
Yes, they are. I was going to do some sort of segue into, speaking of consuming something, and do a James Mitchell joke, but I don't want to get the podcast in trouble.
You can say white powder, that's how we've been doing it. So
I don't say that, that sounds like someone else. He had some fun with his nose.
He did.
Yeah, there you go. The most babyish way of saying it.
Was sniffing out truffles.
Yeah. But instead of truffle, he found trouble.
Oh.
Because there were reports that James Mitchell in this segment, which, again, I do love people, but a lot of people seem to message me going like, how embarrassing. Like, you know it was planned, right? I'm not, obviously going to talk about
Whoa,
it.
people thought that was legit and they cut
At
to it.
least
and
a
he
few
was-
people
Oh,
like,
you
whoa,
kidding.
whoopsie daisy.
Oh, we best linger on this for a long time.
The people who talk to me are great.
Oh my god. Hope someone got fired for that.
Oh,
blunder.
no!
They caught him doing the thing. Oh.
They didn't know the camera was on. Anyway, so, and people were speculating, they're in trouble over that. And I went, well, lads, like, let's not get too worked up about this until something happens. Well, NXT's going to the CW network. So it sounds like they've done what happened to ECW with TNM. That TNN got ECW just to get WWE. Or they went, man, it's really tough. Billy Corgan and the lads he can scrape together that haven't signed with AEW or WWE.
And those
Damn it, if only something would happen to make this decision a lot easier. Oh, cheers, Mitchell.
those talks are already happening, right? That doesn't take a week and a half, 2 weeks to come together. They
No,
were
let's put
already
these two
chatting to
events
WWE.
together.
It is really funny that it's happened to them. It's
That's
Isn't
the
it
best way
great?
to describe
thinking,
it. Funny.
how stupid can you be to go, let's do a quick cutaway of some bloke snorting white powder. Like, the value, it's a good laugh. People will talk about it. Maybe people will tune into NWA. The downside is we've got sponsors. We've got a TV deal. Maybe we'll lose that. Now do it. Go on, crack on.
Billy Corgan's defense was brilliant. But the thing is, it's on pay-per-view, not on the television. They won't watch. They're not bothered if
That's
it's
what
on the
Mitchell did as well, mate. Right?
Yeah, that's true. He did touch his toe.
I disagree. People go, that's a good segment. I'll watch more of it. No one who watched that bloody segment's going to watch the end away because of that.
I'm clutching at straws. I'm trying to explain
Oh,
their. I'm trying to explain.
Hey, nothing but jokes here.
Clutching at rolled up £20 notes. I'm trying to explain what their thinking might have been. Will that have piqued curiosity to get people to watch the weekly TV show? Of course it wouldn't. But it has got them. It has lost them a deal, a very profitable deal with a broadcast. What bunch of tits! What a moron!
They can do
How
it loads
stupid.
now, though.
Yeah, because nobody can watch anymore.
The thing is, right? I'm genuinely you might scoff at this. I'm genuinely pulling for NWA because
Scoff noise.
Because in 2019 when they came back and they did the stuff on the soundstage in Atlanta, I was like, yes, this is so different and so removed from what wrestling is. Nowadays, it's a nice throwback.
Yep.
The wrestling's good. The product's easy to consume. And, like, I'm really pulling for them. So when they went back to the soundstage and started doing stuff there, I was like, yeah, we're going back there again. There's a TV deal. That's great. Like,
Great
Yeah,
aesthetic.
Tom, you're just saying that because you're dressed like someone who's about to interview someone on the soundstage.
Well, I've done TNA now. I'm working towards the job at NWA now. I feel like it's
very on brand.
Based on some of the rumors on this podcast, it'd be very on brand for me.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the minister. Fantastic,
Where
mate.
do you think you got it from?
He's moved on from user to dealer. I like this.
Tom-
Character development.
Got to hustle.
You're like Chris Jericho. Always coming out good.
Tom had something to give because he was full.
Just to the gills.
Danhausen appears to express frustration with AEW. Wow, how unique of the AEW wrestlers. I was like, what did he do? He retweeted a CM Punk post from late 2013 that simply stated, "This poop just ain't fun anymore." The post in question coming about Punk's memorable walkout after 2014 Royal Rumble. It may just had a steak and shake, in fairness. I mean, this could be quite brutal. That's it. Wow, that was not even worth repeating, was it?
He was pissed off because he was meant to go on was it the Halloween episode? It might have been a day
Makes sense.
after Halloween. And it would have been perfect for a character like Danhausen. And then they went, no, we won't do it then. We'll do it next week. So I can understand why he was annoyed. People were waiting for him to come back and do things.
Do you reckon AEW were like, it was that pesky one-woman's match we booked? Damn it. Those taking up the time. They're so selfish.
Well, I hope they've learned their lesson.
Today's podcast is all about promoters learning lessons. We're getting them all this week.
Why?
You're
Who's
all
that?
big. You're all being hunted down.
Who's this on the NWA soundstage? It's Danhausen in casual attire. He doesn't work here.
What's Handhausen doing in the NWA zone?
What's he injecting into his arm? I don't understand.
Fun.
It's fine. No one's watching the pay-per-view. We're fine. Genius.
Gunther, unable to leave the United States for the next 6 months. Bloody hell. It's a punishment worse than death, that, isn't it?
You watch him put all that weight back on.
Yeah, that's the news, yeah. Give me that bit. John Cena says he can hear, quote, the silence of apathy when Austin Theory would perform. Whoa.
He done him good because like
He's absolutely skewered him.
Theory, right? He obviously got the win over Cena, but didn't Cena do that promo where he went, even if you win, you'll still be the loser? Great. Right, I'm done everything.
And
he hates him.
He proceeded to give him nothing in that match. Sorry, he obviously gave him offense. I mean, just no effort.
Cut it super short. It was meant to go on like another 7-8 minutes or something. Cena was like, oh, it's only WrestleMania. Can't be asked. Cut it short.
He, quote, my biggest fear was apathy. That non-focused silence. There's even the sound of focused silence, but that non-focused silence is when you're dead in the water. Shout outs to the mug. Nothing I said to Austin out there, I wouldn't say to his face. We still talk on a Austin, come here. You crap. We still talk on a regular basis, and I still try to bestow whatever, on him advice. Quit. I think he's working more towards connecting with the audience. Go sell hot dogs.
Go get a seat in row A5.
But I could hear the signs of apathy when he would perform. I know it's because I had plenty. I single-handedly ruined the Ruthless Aggression era by completely failing, being the Ruthless Aggression guy and failing. I know what apathetic silence sounds like, and that was my one fear.
How can he ruin the whole era, but also people be apathetic towards him? Like
You remind me of a young me. I used to be crap and all.
What a pep talk Austin Theory had at Mania.
Well, that's what. Is he trying to light a fire under him? Or does he just not like
Yeah, and he's
the
hoping he
bloke?
stays there and just roast.
WWE must be so annoyed. It's like one of their biggest stars ever going, oh, this new guy's rubbish, shouldn't he? Don't watch him.
Why aren't you doing anything? Because I've not given anything to do. Do something. I can't. You know. Why can't you cook burgers on your hands? Because they're not high enough. Well, that's just a failing in you, isn't it? No, it's just I haven't got grills for hands.
Wow, Theory, you look like you have something to say. Hands on the mic, you. Ruthless apathy.
I mean,
Slap. Silence.
I mean there's something in that. Ruthless apathy.
That's good, isn't it?
Actually, there's
No.
something in that. Ruthless apathy.
Yeah, this is what it is. Wait. There we go.
Focused apathy.
Well,
Bored to tears. Slap.
could you do like a Lance Storm, I'm the boring guy gimmick with it? Do you go all in on it?
It's got him Buzz
Probably
Killington.
not. Yeah.
Wasn't that? I have looked up apathy in the dictionary, and this is not true. Apathy is defined by Webster as something that isn't get people booing. And the big news this week is, of course, TNA Wrestling re-signs Tom Campbell exclusively amongst Cultaholic and everybody else who can have him for 2024 UK tour. Us, they're coming back.
They're coming back indeed. Scott D'Amore told me exclusively for Cultaholic that they are back next year. No date has been finalised yet. They say once they catch their breath from the UK tour, and obviously they've got the TNA rebrand to launch, but they are coming back next year. And in Scott D'Amore's words, when we have those dates, we will send you the dates, circle them, because if you can't do them, we will kidnap you and you'll do them anyway.
You and Grado, right? Are the two
You and
hot.
Grado are the must-haves for 2024.
That's pretty cool.
Impact
isn't it?
President Scott D'Amore.
Yeah.
I know, right? Just over the moon.
It's going to be bloody TNA Wrestling starring Tom Campbell. In small writing, also CM Punk.
Oh, imagine me and Punk rock up on the same day. I would go out first and just do all his taunts. Come out to cult of personality before he does.
I do all the stuff he doesn't do.
Please, I'd like to introduce my new manager, Father James Mitchell.
It's Sega referencing time.
I feel online going, go on, Tom, get the bag. Oh, don't worry, I did. Let's talk about Sonic the Hedgehog. TNA. Thank you. Genuinely, I've said this several times, but thank you to the wonderful roster of Impact and the locker room Impact. It was lovely.
They were nice.
You hear those stories about like, the Impact roster and the locker room are just like they're really supportive and they're really engaged and they're really locked in. I can tell you firsthand they were lovely. Honestly, not a bad egg amongst them. We all had a lovely
good,
time.
isn't it? I really want them to do so well.
I think next year there's a real opportunity for them just to storm it.
Sort of
Come on.
goodwill with AEW is at an all-time low, and this is the moment for TNA to strike. The rebrand's going to massively help with that, but I actually think they could pick up a fair few of AEW's viewers off the back of what's going on in AEW right now.
It's a shame because I thought AEW could have had a good idea by changing their name to TNA. But now Impact Wrestling have done it, so they can't do it.
It feels like a kayfabe news headline, that does. AEW, in an attempt to re-engage fans, rebrand themselves as TNA.
Well, when the TNA contract hits you in the eye, something, that's Scott D'Amore.
Hey!
Got there in the end, didn't we? That's the news.
That's all the news this week. It's been really quiet.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame!
Now the prestigious Hall of Fame. And in condescending order from last week, Halloween being over, finished. It says here, as opposed to being over popular. 17%. I think that was the miser Jack the Jobber there. Not a big fan of the Halloween. Tajiri, the most underrated wrestler of all time, 23%. That was my pick. Underrated even in the...
Tajiri?
Because Kurt Angle had said he reckons he's the most underrated wrestler of all time.
Yeah, fair play.
Now, well, Kurt Angle says it. Yeah. But, of course, the number one winner is Maffew's laugh during last week's Hall of Fame segment.
I've not seen it. Can you give us a rendition?
I don't think I can without the visual aid of what Ross was showing us.
The box set, right?
Oh, my God.
Go on.
Yeah, but it's going to sound like I'm laughing on command, but it's just because Joe's got this favourite. Joe just opens up his... Stop it.
I've heard a couple of your laughs. I'm intrigued as to which one it was because I haven't
This hit
seen
me
it.
hard. This was a Muttley being kicked to death style laugh. This.
Is that Von Wagner?
He's looking good after the operation.
It does look a bit like him. Who is it again? It's a football person, right?
Kieran Trippier.
Kieran Trippier.
Kieran Boxty, am I right?
Look at that Tom and Jerry gene.
I've heard that laugh, I've heard that laugh. It's where you start convulsing, like you're about to have
I was just like, what's
this
is going? So this is in the match, like, and you just hear me go back on. It's a good one. Must check out. We don't have it on form here, but I gotta look away.
Maffew's laugh is...
So Ross was the winner. You were sat in Ross's seat, so you can go.
Sure thing. I'm going to go for Big Brother.
Nice.
The television show.
I was going to say, but yeah, probably it's
not
the TV
my
show, not
sibling.
the...
more
because you are a bit of a
successful
Tory,
sibling.
not the, what you envision the future to be in an ideal situation.
We're already there. I've become absolutely obsessed with it. Are either of you watching?
Sadly not.
Good. On my own here. No.
Absolutely. No, but like I said,
it's
I am
good.
struggling to sleep, so I must bookmark this because it might help.
Wait, no, you need less things, fewer things to watch.
How is it?
Matthew.
How is it in comparison to like the sort of the
kicked in the face.
final Wales of the last season?
I didn't watch any of that, so I don't know. I watched the first and I think the second series of it, and I think it's some of the best TV ever produced. And I've been talking about it on my streams quite a lot, and some people are just like, nah, it's rubbish, isn't it? Reality TV. It is fantastic. If you like a bitch, then Big Brother is the place to be. It's so good. I've got my two favourites right now: Yin Run, and Trish, who I was a bit lukewarm on, but she's come out and she's doing great stuff right now. It's a fun thing. I've been chatting about it with Andrew a lot. Andrew's watching as well. And it's the first thing that I can think that I've got into. You remember when you used to go to the playground and everybody would be talking about I'm a celeb or whatever. Everybody's
What are you
watching
doing
it.
here? You're 23.
It's excellent. And you're too late to start watching it now.
Oh, because it's
Yeah.
nearly done,
No.
isn't it?
Oh,
Week and a half, 2 weeks to go, something like that.
Oh, damn it.
It's so good. I used to work with a guy who was the lead digital producer on Big Brother Series 1. You'll find this really interesting, Maffew.
Ooh, good.
Over 50% of the data transferred online in the UK was people consuming Big Brother stuff during season 1.
Wow.
When you say season 1, do you mean the very first?
Crazy.
The
The
very first season. 'Cause
Oh,
you
I
could-
believe that,
You
yeah.
could over 50%.
The hype was real. This was like, what, 90... Nine?
I don't, 98, 99, something like that.
2000.
Because there wasn't
One of
much
those.
internet consumption then, but obviously Big Brother was round the clock.
Jesus.
Big lots of data because you. I don't know if you could watch the live stream or you could do the catch up and you get a little .rm file, real media file.
Good God, yeah. What moved to the old video format? Yeah.
Up the RM.
It was so big. Nasty Nick was like
That's it.
the biggest heel. People wanted him dead.
Didn't he have a book called How to Be a Bastard?
Yeah, he really
And
capitalised on
he
it.
played the baddie in Panto for a few years afterwards.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Good, it's only a
Ride the
game
wave.
show. Put up a real good fight. It's really it's making me so happy. I've got something to do every evening. I tune in and I sit there and I just go, oh, I don't like that. That's not on, is it? Why? Well, two-faced bastards. It's great fun. It's not going to win, but I'm just having a
That's
whale
just
of
you
a
on
time
Slack
with it.
talking the stuff.
It is fantastic. I've got nothing to add apart from that. I'm just having a really nice time of it. So Big Brother, it's great fun.
Nice. Good shout.
for
Good Hall
you.
of Fame pick for Big Brother. Up the Big
I
Brother.
can't relate, but yeah. Hopefully people
Well,
will
you
go,
must have been
I
into
like
something
that.
like that before. You watch any reality TV, or are you above it?
See, I just don't generally like it, but I can't say, haha, that's silly reality TV, because me and my mates used to watch every series. We stopped doing it now, but The Apprentice.
Oh, yeah, fair.
Because it did at one point vaguely resemble a show where you learn a bit about business and go, oh, okay, they should have done that right. But now it's just like Lord Sugar arrives and goes, I want you to make a meme in 24 hours with these business analysts going, right, what are kids like? I don't know, cheese? And then just cuts to someone going, they don't know what children like. They didn't even ask a child. And it's just like, this is bollocks, this.
It's
isn't
all
it?
watered down to just the thickos who are just like, my first name is business now, and I am a shark in the business ocean. And they all
Yeah.
shoot out platitudes like that, whereas in the original series, The Apprentice, you had maybe one that spoke like that. And you went, oh, he's the arse. But now they're all like it because they realise that's where the money is in the idiots that are The Apprentice.
That was the problem with Big Brother, right?
Yeah.
It started off and it was a genuine social experiment. Really interesting thing. You stick 12 relatively normal people in there, and you've got the weird. You've got the, I don't want to say weird, but you've got the weird one, like Anna, the lesbian nun, all that sort of stuff. And then they just went, right, how many nutters can we cram in here?
There was one series,
Water it
wasn't
down.
it? Wasn't it like an albino, a blind person? It only been like, it's just set up to a bad joke.
Yeah, right.
But it was just like, look at all the atypical people, I guess.
Yeah,
Like, all right.
now it's people that you might meet in the street.
Uh-oh.
And
I'm definitely not watching them.
it's very good.
But you need that, I think. You need the sort of more bland people, for lack of a better term.
Well, we know
make
nutters
them-
are nutters, don't
Yeah,
we?
exactly.
How fun's that? It's way more interesting when you get some relatively normal people and just seeing them interact and how do people behave. It feels like a social experiment again rather than a freak show.
I like it.
Thomas.
It. I'm going to nominate my dad for the Hall of Fame this week, right? For one particular reason. No, it's only for one particular reason. You know, obviously, I'm very much like I sort of try and model myself after my dad. Like he's the best person I know. But there was but one factor that has always come through as I've sort of progressed in this sort of world. My dad's always gone, look, me and your mum will always keep you grounded. We'll always keep you grounded. You came along to my engagement party, Alex and I's engagement party, where my dad made a point to go around the room and go, hey, look, he's rubbish, isn't he, really? Like, he's not very good, is he? I mean, what?
It was just an old Tom.
But it was just like, we need to keep you grounded. And I got my mum and dad and my brother tickets to the Impact show in Coventry. They came along on the last night of the tour. So they've been to a wrestling show. I don't think my dad's ever been to a wrestling show I've done until then. And they were like, no, this feels like this is a big thing for you, so we want to come and support you. So I said, okay, I'll put you some tickets on. And there's nothing that quite like calms down. If any sort of fears or any concerns or any nervousness, anxiety about going out there and working for Impact, it goes away when you stand in the ring and everyone's cheering, having a lovely time. And then there's your dad stood up going, boo, get off, get off. A few times I looked over and I could see Dad going, boo! Mum filmed a few bits and you can hear on the side of the camera my dad going, boo!
That's great.
Rubbish! So thanks, Dad, for always keeping me grounded. On the last show as well, there was a bit where Eddie Edwards and I had a little bit, a little moment where I announced Eddie, then he called me over and he was like, you announced me again as being from the best place in the world, from the USA. You do all that. It was a bit of a classic house show. I was like, yeah, sure. So, and then my dad's looking over a bit like, My dad did a thing where he pointed and then did like the fists, like do you need me to come over? I was like, do you want me to deck him? And so we do the bit, and I announced it again in the car on the way back. He went, "Hey, you got one of them wrong, didn't you?" I said, "What do you mean? I don't think that." So I was like, "No, I don't think." "Yeah, you did, because he called you over and said you got to do it."
Oh, what a mark!
Mark.
Love it. That's great.
But it was great. So
your stupid dad for Hall of Fame. Is that what you're saying?
my dad's always been a big supporter, but he always knows how to make sure I'm grounded. There was one more story on that note. About 2 weeks before that, I was walking back from Tesco, and I was on the phone to my mum and dad, having a catch up, and then somebody walked past who watches the channel, and they went, "Oh, sorry, mate, can I have a photo with you?" So I said, "Yeah, sure." So I said, "Hang on a second, mum." And I was chatting with this guy, and we have a photo, and I have a chat with him and his kid, and then they go off, and I put the phone to my ear, and I can hear mum going, "Yeah, someone's asked him for a photo." So then I went, "Oh, sorry about that." And I heard dad go, "You prat! You! Oh, do you want a photo with me? Did you pay him?" I was like, it's like, who wants, people does that just happen? People want a photo with you. And I was like, yeah, this bloody hell. Oh, look at you, Mr. Big Shot in Newcastle.
God.
It was very funny. It was a lovely time. So cheers, Dad. All of fame bound.
Oh, so you're hoping he wins so you can embarrass him by going, "Look."
Well, I imagine he will be suitably delighted that he is on the internet. Am I on that YouTube now?
It's like, that's great, but I voted for Big Brother.
I remember the day I installed YouTube on my dad's old iPad, and because he wanted to, he said, "How'd you get someone showed me a video." This is years ago. He said, "Someone showed me a video of this guy crashing his forklift into a warehouse." I went, "Oh, that'll be on YouTube. I'll put the app on your phone." And he showed me it, and then I left the house, and then Mum texted me about an hour later, said, "Thanks to you, your father has shown me forklift accidents for 45 minutes."
What's this? Does he still watch? What does it? What does his homepage look like?
He doesn't watch. He doesn't know. He doesn't really watch the. Mum tends to watch. What do they watch? They watch a lot of investigative. You know, the guys who read body language and stuff like that.
Oh right, yeah.
Yeah, really into them. So there's a lot of those in there.
Like a criminal psychology sort of thing.
Yeah, where they'll watch an interview and they'll watch the body language and stuff. So they're really into stuff like that. And then there's obviously they have the grandkids around all the time, so you've got random episodes of Peppa Pig and stuff that pop up on their feed. Then every so often, they'll be scrolling through. I'll get a video of her going, "Oh bloody hell, he's never off the telly," and they'll scroll past and one of my videos will be there. And
I think it's a great way of figuring out if you'll get on with somebody or not. If you look at their YouTube homepage and the algorithm delivers a load of stuff, you can just work out exactly. Go on.
Nah.
It's going to
be all the barely sociable stuff about the US executive who died and
my watch history is off.
Yeah. It's going to be. Oh, no.
I can go through my watch later. Toughest villages in Britain. Toughest seaside resorts in Britain.
The Pemberton incident, an unsolved mystery. Dead Canadians. GoldenEye speed running, of course. I could have told you that one.
All right. Okay. Without judging, so mine, right, and this will intrigue some people. Mine is Dark Side Phil Detractor.
Nice.
Wrestling bios.
Detractor?
Yeah.
One on a farm, you mean?
One of them. Dark Side Phil Detractor. Dark Side Phil Detractor. Jonathan Coachman interview from Chris Van Vliet. Papa Meat is on there.
What's Papa Meat?
He's the guy who does these really freaky animations. He did the one with Bugs Bunny and Elmer Fudd. "Oh, it stinks nice and good." Like that one. Him.
Thank you for that.
Quick clips from the Kurt Angle show. Yeah. Chris Chan video. Yeah.
So, just going through mine. And
It's a dirt bike kid getting beat up by the great Sasuke. Parallel Pipes, he's great.
He's Paolo Pipes.
Oh, he does lots. He's not got 3 or 4 videos, but they're really well done. It's just crazy icebergs about scams and failures on Kickstarter, homemade weapons and stuff like that. This is a really good bit. What have you got, pal?
I have got Disney Parks Impressions, Star Wars and Marvel compilation. I think this has been it's been turned off. It's this bloke. He goes around he's really good at impressions. And I did watch it before, so I think this is stuff that I've watched before. Tim Minchin, Canvas Bags. Tom Scott, Boarding Planes Could Have Been Very Different.
I had Tom Scott one in mine.
I've got Vincent Price interview on Wogan. Nice. I'm not sure where that's come from.
Okay.
Shawaddy waddy under the moon of love.
Let's take a little walk.
Shawaddy waddy.
I was hoping someone's going to do it, aren't they?
I've got Derek Sandy, welcome to the Isle of Wight.
Of course it's Derek Sandy.
Bo Burnham, some dogs, Sega Camp, Travis.
Cool. One more and then we'll move on.
No, that's your lot, I think.
Fantastic.
I got into his story.
I got King Cobra JFS as well.
Fantastic.
Is that that long form one, which is like the decaying life of King Cobra?
That was just his stream from, I think, 2 nights ago. I'll watch him all, if I can.
Beautiful.
Go on.
I did mine, but no worries.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you got Dirt Bike Kid and King Saska.
Todd in the Shadows. Again, more belly sociable, just depressing, sad stuff. Madness at Sea by Horses. That's the name of the YouTube channel. What's this called? Horses.
Is it a horse just reviewing stuff?
Apparently, yeah. A load of adverts for bloody Domino's, which I don't eat ever. Trash Theory, which I think I like. And one more. Oh, Mama Muscles, of course it is.
Oh, there he is. What
Cool.
happened?
So,
That's way more normal than I thought.
Why are all so weird?
I thought it'd be all like clopping stuff, to be honest.
Clopping.
Yeah. Like,
Is it like a horse fetish thing?
My Little Pony. I thought that's...
You thought I was an MLP?
I thought you were a brony.
No. I was never a brony.
Oh, okay.
I had mates who were bronies, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch it with you because I like you, and I'll watch it going, oh, God. But no.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm friends with
impressed.
furries, but I think MLP was where I drew the line.
Right.
You
I got really defensive then.
You
didn't
think
I?
you doth protest too much?
I know, like everyone's gonna think I'm a bloody pony. I'm like, no, I'm a dirty furry. I'll take that instead of bloody pony. Jesus Christ. Anyway, moving on from this weird conversation we're having to an
Your
even
Hall of
weirder
Fame.
one. Speaking of stuff that I've been watching recently, because I'm obviously a bleeding weirdo according to my YouTube history, I've not been watching Big Brother. On stream it's something I know you're familiar with. I decided to watch for the first time because I've never actually seen it properly in full. Ghost Watch.
I knew you were going to say that.
Oh, isn't it brilliant?
Yeah.
When you said that, what was the guy's name a minute ago? I almost made a Ghostwatch joke when it was like, what was his name? Like Sanchez Pipes or something. I almost went, is that the
It's
Spanish
just
Ghostwatch?
Pipes is the one, yeah.
Right.
Sanchez Pipes, the Spanish version of Ghostwatch, obviously. Yeah, Ghostwatch. What's Ghostwatch, Matthew? Very briefly, Ghostwatch was a British horror mockumentary TV film, first broadcast BBC One, Halloween night 92, as part of the drama anthology series Screen One. So we watched it and we went, this is really well put together. It does go very unsubtle towards the end, sure, but the way it builds up to it, to make it look like a proper real show, with even being deliberately boring and having nothing happening for like seconds upon end, it's like, oh, I was really impressed. And so the people on Twitch watching it, who were probably watching this, hey, how you doing? So it was then funny to go and read how the BBC was sure, because they put guys like Michael Parkinson, Craig Charles, who was already in Red Dwarf by this point, like Sarah Green, Mike Smith, people who were on the TV regularly. One of them was on Blue Peter. And it was part of that drama anthology series, as well as it being advertised in Radio Times. And with a little intro saying, hey, get ready for Ghostwatch. It's a drama. They thought people would be in on it. However, people were just not ready for that style because it's made to look like a proper documentary. And it's very effectively done. Because even got Craig Charles realizing the camera's on going, it's a bit rubbish this. What am I going to do if a Headless Horseman comes in? How am I supposed to interview him? And stuff like that. And he's just like, just
It was
being
Parky
silly.
hosted it, wasn't it?
Yeah,
It was
Parky hosted it.
Parky that hosted
And
it.
just
He was
gets
magnificent.
Progressively, it's a slow burner, to say the least. It's an hour and a half. And it's also not just because of how well it's done and the little things with the mysterious pipes who they keep on talking about because the cat ate his face and that's why he appears with like half his face often just appearing behind people very, very briefly for a few seconds. It's also the fact that, famously or infamously, people around the country did not all get that it was supposed to be a drama that looked like a real thing. So it was such a new concept at the time. Nowadays,
one of the most complained about TV specials ever, I believe.
Yeah, it's
to this very day.
A huge media poo storm hit. They did have, because they kept on saying, please ring this number, blah, blah, blah. Parkinson, that's my impression of him. And that was a real number. It was the old one they'd have for going live and live and kicking and stuff like that. And the idea was if you rang it, it would be a tape recording saying, don't worry, it's not real, there's no one here at the end of this. But they take real calls, so people assume, oh, it is real. However, because so many people were watching it and ringing to say, have you got any ghost stories? Or have you noticed any goings on during the show? That it just completely crashed the board, so no one could get to it. So people go and and so I'm saying we're getting lots of calls at the minute. So they're thinking, oh, all right, yeah, it's pre-recorded months ago. Oh, okay, I'll stop ringing then. So lots of people thought it was bloody real. And there's so much stuff about it. But my favorite fact is the fact that allegedly a wifey sent in a bill to the BBC for dry cleaning.
No.
Because her husband had pooed himself watching the show.
That's the best press coverage you can get. Isn't it?
Except the fact they went, oh God, we have mentally scarred so many people. We're never showing this again. And it was only like, 20 years later that they put it on DVD? Because due to demand, people going, what the hell, reading about this, going, what the hell? Like, yeah, we need to see this.
It's one of the best pieces of TV ever made. It inspired Inside Number 9 massively. They did a basically...
They did, didn't they?
Ghost
People
Watch
told me to
rip-off
watch...
thing.
I've seen a lot of Inside Number 9, not seen that.
They did a live episode, and it was all put together like the live feed had crashed. And I remember going online and going, "Oh, I'm gutted for them that it's gone off air." And then you go, "Oh, you've got me! You've got me this far down the line of the internet. You've got me."
They're that
Fantastic.
good. They're that good. I think the
I
best...
love getting got.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
You know?
In fact, when it happens in wrestling, I still love it. When we're all sat there at the news
Get
desk
more,
going...
plenty in the tank.
It's like when work shoot is done effectively, and especially like if they do it in a clever way, utilizing digital. I just think, oh man, this is why I love it. This is so good. I think the best horror is stuff where it builds and builds and builds. One of my favorite things ever, and I know it's also a favorite of the Inside Number 9, is it Shearsmith and Pemberton, isn't it?
Yeah.
Is Woman in Black. I don't know if you've ever seen the original ITV. I think it was broadcast on ITV. Before Daniel Radcliffe did it, the bloke who plays Daniel Radcliffe's father in Harry Potter, James Potter, I want to say, he plays the lead role in Woman in Black, and it's it's absolutely excellent. It's all about the build, isn't it? When you get something where nothing happens for the first half, except for little bits. Yeah. And I probably went through the same thing as you. I was watching it on stream, that Ghost Watch, a couple of years ago, and I was like, oh man, this isn't right for the audience. Not enough is going on here. And then something happens, and it's a roller coaster. Yeah. It's amazing. Great bit of telly.
Oh, and again, shout out to when I talk wax lyrical about this, but again, just one of the great things they did. And we're looking at the footage here of the girls in the bedroom, like that, and they're just seeing any ghostly goings on, and you can clearly see an outline of a dude, and no one's paid attention to it. And then they're like, "Oh, we just got a phone call from someone says they said they saw someone by the curtains there. Let's go back and look at the footage." Nothing there.
So good. So good.
It sounds so simple, but you're like, and then people are watching this going,
No, I saw it.
Imagine watching it in the dark of the home. We just hear your wifey going, oh, "Can you get me some new pants?" Wow,
the BBC will pay for this.
It's good Hall of Fame, isn't it?
Yeah, a lot of that.
Yeah.
TV weirdness. We've got
Big Brother.
Big Brother.
My dad booing me.
I probably should have picked another family member thinking about it like that. But and Ghost Watch in brackets, my mum, whatever.
My mum,
just give the
whatever.
family feel. Doesn't work at all, does it? I dropped the ball there. If you would like to vote for any of those magnificent picks, and why wouldn't you? Please go to patreon.com/Cultaholic.
This is This Week in the Wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling, SmackDown, a.k.a. the Night of Night.
I get them all titles.
It's good, that. We haven't had those for a while. Jack can't be bothered. LA Knight and Roman Reigns have a war of words to kick off SmackDown. Knight said he was a step ahead of Reigns at every turn. Reigns said Knight was a redneck cosplaying as The Rock. That's right. Their back and forth concluded with SmackDown GM Nick Aldis and referees breaking up a shoving match. About what we expected for this, huh?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it was decent on both sides. LA Knight came out on top, didn't he?
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah.
It's one of them where never thought for a second that LA Knight was going to win. At no point in this build have I thought that. I thought the promo was really good, and I left going, that was really good. I mean, he's not winning, but it's really good. Like to contrast it with Sami Zayn just before Elimination Chamber in Montreal, and he cuts that promo, and this part of you, a part of you that goes, actually, maybe they'll do it.
Yep.
I've never got that at all from the bill for LA Knight.
No, but we're so sort of disillusioned with it now. We
Yeah,
know
that's
he's
true.
not dropping it before WrestleMania. I do think overall this whole Reigns thing has helped LA Knight, which is the most
To
important
be
thing.
in the mix with it. is
Yeah, for
important.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't feel out of place, did he? It was
No.
like he deserved to be there. Yeah. He's not winning, but he's come out of that looking pretty strong.
I agree. By the way, the SmackDown was pre-recorded, so
Yes.
they could get to Saudi Arabia on time. Kevin Owens defeated Austin Theory with a pop-up powerbomb and a stunner. Owens also hit a lovely fisherman's buster off the ropes too. I do like that twisting thing he does. It's just like that. It feels like that bit in the roller coaster where you're just about to go, and then you go down, man.
Theory's toasted. He's just.
That's not fair. Toast is nice.
It's so funny to have a guy who, like, just 2 years ago was so. And I think it's a big example of like the power of one man, McMahon, in terms of who goes where and where happens when. And because Austin Theory, who was very much the center of attention when Vince was in control of the booking and the politics there, now he's not. He's just floating around.
Yeah.
He just feels like Grayson Waller, I think, has surpassed him.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, like, and he was like, he's Grayson Waller essentially where Austin Theory was a few years ago, but he's already just shot past him. You see what I mean?
I've never ever cared about Austin Theory on main roster WWE TV, and they've given him so much. They've done. He's always on the show. They've given him massive wins. He could do anything at this point, and I'd just be like, oh, God. I'm not especially entertained. You're totally right. Grayson Waller is way more entertaining, and actually pairing Austin with Grayson Waller has just shown some of Austin Theory's flaws.
If only
Like
there
Mark
was.
Merrow was Sable.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. What they could have done with really is a heel, like that could go in the middle of the card or above the card, who can work with anybody, who can talk really well, who doesn't need the wins and still looks good. If only they had someone like that. Oh wait, they did. It was Dolph Ziggler and they sagged him. Like this is it. This is exactly the role that Dolph Ziggler could be fitting and doing better at it. You know?
Yeah.
Just
Couldn't agree
Instead, he's
more.
going to be on Desert Island Craps with Tom in a few months' time.
If he responds to my email, he will. But yeah. Come on.
Just show up.
Looking
We'll find
down the
something.
camera as
Come
if
on.
he's watching now.
Come on,
Come
Nemeth.
on, Nick.
Come on, Nick.
Nemeth.
Get on over here. The water's fine. Come on in.
Please. My dad is Nemeth. Yeah, the only highlight of this was Austin Theory, again, it was pre-taped and going, Kevin Owens, he's so ugly. He's not even need to wear a Halloween mask. And then the commentary going, and then Corey Graves, one of the saves of the century, going, wow, that's a lot of damage to do. An entire year. Good lad. Backstage, Kathy Kelly interviews Bianca Belair. Belair says it's
Personal.
personal. There we go. But is quickly attacked from behind
It's
by Damage
person.
Control. It's person and gets hit. Damage Control says
It's person, it's dog, it's camera, it's woman, it's TV.
it Damage Control. Pow. Later, Bailey says that after she beats Bianca tonight, it might just be her, the CEO at Crown Jewel. But she's only messing. Or is she? Wow, it's like Big Brother. Aldis bans Damage Control from ringside. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just happened.
Aldis might be the best dressed man on television right now. I love his suits.
Yeah.
Until you pop up on TV.
And then when when that happens, obviously. But
It's
like,
Partridge. I've just seen it. It's That's what Partridge wears,
Is
isn't
it
it?
a
It's the
Partridge?
pink shirt. It's Partridge.
Yes!
I've just got like trendy 55-year-old Partridge.
yeah, that's pretty much around trendy 55-year-old Tom
Yeah.
Campbell. Prattridge
What,
representing.
Partridge in general or a specific thing? Because think I'd like
Tom's outfit.
Yeah.
He looks like Alan Partridge.
And I have an oast house.
Where's an oast house?
It's a house you keep oasting.
Okay.
well, please keep on extending this podcast length. Logan Paul bumps into Lashley's stable, and the three men celebrate Logan dropping Rey Mysterio. Logan says he'll do the same at Crown Jewel. No, he won't. He'll catch him. B-Fab approach Lashley and ask for a bit of a chin wag.
Oh, there she is.
Jeez, every episode you go on. New stablemate, question mark.
I think so.
How
I
are
think
you feeling
B-Fab
about it?
Great fit.
Yeah, I think
B-Fab's
so
not
as well.
doing a lot. So and B-Fab's a great mouthpiece and like potentially like a big character if they invested in her.
That's
and I
it.
think this is the opportunity to.
She's got a lot of work to do, hasn't she, still? But being in a stable with Street Profits, who have been there for quite a while, Bobby Lashley's been doing it forever at this point, that's how people grow. For sure. I think B-Fab will be a really, really good fit in there. And I think people are writing her off a little bit unfairly
Big
already.
style.
But I think she's got potential.
I don't think she's done enough to have much of a assessment. It's like
It's the
what was
Hit
last
Row
time she was
Association,
doing?
isn't it?
Yeah,
But
yeah, that's what I'm
unfortunately,
saying,
it's come from that. And Hit Row came up, got sacked, came back, one got sacked. People aren't especially optimistic about it, but with B-Fab, I think she'll be a really nice fit there. And Judgment Day have got a woman. Why can't Bobby Lashley's unnamed stable have one as well?
There you go. You've
Equality.
resold that.
Yeah.
Charlotte Flair and Shotzi defeated Piper Niven and Chelsea Green in a non-title match. Once
Was
Charlotte...
that your Samantha
It was an
Irvin
attempt.
impression?
Can't do it fully because then she'd be out of job. Once Charlotte got in, it was curtains. What, Pipes was there. Flair hitting Green with a big boot to the face for the win. Yeah, I'll just put, oh, okay, great. It's the Charlotte Flair push. She's OP compared to everybody else. Whatever.
I do love
Next.
I do love a good tag champions getting beat story. Always works wonders for the champions, especially when there's no unless they're planning to really invest in a Charlotte Flair and Shotzi team. It just feels like giving Shotzi and Charlotte something to do.
You wonder what they talk about afterwards?
What are you doing later? I'm just going to polish my tank. What are you doing? I'm just going to go back to my big house.
How do you maximise your minutes when the booking's like that? What can you possibly do to make people care? Do you know what I mean? It's booked a certain way. What can they do?
Yep.
They're put in a rough position there, I think.
I agree. I've got anything more to add.
I'd have
It's going
Shotzi
to
come out in a tank and Charlotte come out in a helicopter.
Yeah.
At the same
Oh,
time.
like the Centurions. They're getting away on boat. Don't worry.
Wheeled warriors just coming out. There we go.
So Sikoa finally talked in order to taunt John Cena. There we go. Heyman says Roman has turned to Solo and that Solo will one day be the tribal chief. Solo says they're here to talk to Cena face to face. Quite softly spoken. John Cena unleashed a 90-second verbal assault on Sikoa, asking him if he knows who he's in the ring with. Cena says the only reason Solo got a job is because of his cousin. Calls him a bargain basement Taz ripoff, saying he'll shove his thumb up his bottom.
I put 2 Zs there on Taz.
You
What would you prefer? I use this WWE.
That would
name.
make sense, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Okay. You happy with
Because
that?
that would imply that he's still there in AEW. That's Taz with 1 Z. Whereas Taz with 2 Z's just disappeared in 05 quietly, I guess.
I think they should have kept him quiet, to be honest. Like Solo's promo was fine and everything.
Fine speech.
He didn't say much. It should have been a really, really big deal. He's finally talked. And he was softly spoken. It was fine. Nothing offensive about it or anything. But that, I think, should have been a really, really big moment. And they tried to sell it as such. And then it was just like, oh, and then John Cena comes out and wrecks him. Immediately, it's just like, don't talk anymore.
Yeah. I've got to, like, my voice is all knackered.
No, he was softer than that.
Hello.
No, his voice,
Hello, it's me. Hiya.
my voice is shagged. I'm still going to beat you.
Can I hit you with my thumb?
Oh, no, I was doing Cena. I realise now the communication issues.
so
right,
was
sorry. Sorry. Yeah, that's it. Solo should have been like, just be like a Shakespeare actor. Ah,
Do you want a dramatic voice? No, we once acquired boring voice.
heavens
Father.
above, it is Cena. Yes, but
It is
no.
Jonathan Cena from Off of the Wrestling.
That's what he's taught before. This isn't his first time speaking.
Main roster, it is.
I heard him order from Tesco.
I don't really want him to be like, yeah, here's a big promo or diatribe or like that. Someone's like, yo, I'm going to beat you up.
I think he's just better do the Goldberg thing, right?
You got Paul
Don't
Heyman
have him
next to
talk-
you.
Yeah.
as well.
Kick
right.
Bret Hart in the head.
He sounded a little bit unsure of himself, didn't he? But I
Because
guess
he's going
it's
against
new
the
to
greatest
him.
of all time, don't you know?
Yeah, well, he is, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, Cena came out all croaky, sound like dial-up, and like a real media file. Hey, hey, hey. And just like, yeah, shut up, you bum.
Sound like dial-up.
I'm going to Saudi Arabia. I'm going to go to Saudi Arabia. I'm going to thumb your ass. And Solo says, you can do that here, you know.
I'm going to Saudi Arabia to stick your thumb up your ass.
Yeah.
Go to Saudi Arabia, stick your thumb up your ass. Saudi Arabia, stick your thumb up your ass. Lads.
Pretty Deadly defeat the Braun and Brutes in a good old-fashioned Donnybrook match. I nearly said that without laughing. We saw Shillelagh's broken glass, flying trash cans, bar stools. After Ridge Holland was thrown through a pile of barrels, Elton Prince hit Booch with a bottle that helped Kit Wilson win the advantage on the ropes. This paved the way for the tasty snacks to drive their tough opponent through a table with spilt milk for the victory.
That's your lot.
That's right. That's right.
I loved it. I just think it's so bloody fun. I really, really, and it's like a holiday special, sort of throw together. Like it's a pre-tape, so give the fans something to get excited by. I love watching Pretty Deadly. I think everything they do, they show such tremendous chemistry. I just sit there having loads of fun. I love them so much. I think they're great.
Because Ross isn't here, I'll do an honorary move of the week. I don't know if Joe wants to do his thing here, because it's not really my thing, and Ross might sue me.
Oh my. Oh, baby.
Pretty Deadly come out, and as you know, they do the John Morrison style slow motion thing as their amazing theme plays. The Brawling Brutes attacked them during this bit, and when they started hitting them, the slow mo stopped. I thought that was brilliant.
It was really
That was
good.
very simple and effective, like Ghostwatch. And I'll say this: I was a bit numb to it because we just had several weeks of it's Halloween, moo, get ready for the candy cane pumpkin blah 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 match, which you had NXT, AEW, SmackDown, whatever. But yeah, it was well done considering. I'll put down here really rough spilled milk on Butch. There, see how you like it, fridge man. And then I put Prince got folded in half. All my dreams have come at once. I've also put Crazy Blonde One took a powerbomb off the apron through a table, then got up the glass shot. No, sell everything. AEW sucks. It's a good match, wasn't it, Tom?
That's great, isn't it?
Rey Mysterio hit Logan Paul with a microphone during the United States title weigh-in because there was a yellow pages he found. I try to stop myself saying it. Wait, look who I'm with. Yeah, they'll get it.
They apparently filmed this the week before, like 2 weeks before.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, last time Logan Paul was on SmackDown, they filmed it then.
Oh, I thought it was done out in Saudi Arabia, and then they just sent
No.
footage over. We transfer it.
Really?
We transferred it.
I just put, lol, look at this fake press conference.
I'm the moron. I didn't even pick up on that. Because I was like, I don't remember seeing any of the press
like
conference
two lads here
stuff
with
out
like
there.
doing the like jingle jangle thing with the phone to microphone there off like slightly off camera, and it looks like there's people there. Where was this? What press conference?
A1 picture of the Saudi Arabian landscape behind them. Like, well, it's definitely Saudi Arabia because you can see behind them.
I wasn't looking out for it, and I was just like, I remember thinking, it looks a bit low budget, but I didn't think for a second it would be fake. I got worked!
Oh my god!
Happy with that. I'm happy with that.
How do you feel?
Yeah, great.
Yeah, good lad. Pull the wool.
Ghostwatch all over again.
Yeah, right.
It was really boring. Nothing happened, but you got worked by it.
Nothing happened. It was great. Bianca Belair defeated Bayley. Damage Guitar were banned from ringside. In the final moments, the EST of WWE stopped the role model from using Belair's ponytail against her and blasted her with it to set up the KOD for the 3 count. Mein Gott, as the Germans may say. Then post-match Belair KODs Bayley through the announce table to end the show. Okay, yeah. I'll have that.
Yeah, good stuff. There's a lot more to talk about Bayley, but we should probably do the pay-per-view first,
Yes, of
shouldn't we?
course, that makes sense. Do we have to? Oh, no, we don't. AEW Collision. Don't you forget about Keith. Again. That's good. Because hot start after AR Fox attacks Swerve during his backstage promo. A lot of that happening.
Really,
today,
I like that. I really like that. I thought it was good, especially with the pyro going off as they brought down the ramp. I thought it was a
I
nice
was going
touch.
to say, as you don't know, on Collision, they started differently to Dynamite. We don't blame you for not watching. We've seen the views that they're getting. That they go like, tonight, I'm going to beat you in the ring, blah, blah, blah. And then someone else goes, no, I'm going to beat the other guy. And then it just goes to Swerve going, well, and then just get a word out before AR Fox attacks him. And then because the show intro is still happening, they go, Saturday, and then they come out.
It's good, wasn't it?
Great that was.
Brilliant. And then, boom, 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 boom. Welcome to AEW. Oh, there they are. So,
Loved that. White hot start for Collision. Nice.
But Swerve picks up a clean win in the opening contest with a double foot stomp. The Gates of Agony, oh no, joined Swerve to attack Fox until FTR showed up to make the save. Ricky Starks and Big Bill came down to the aid of the Mogul Embassy. LFI sprinted down and helped clear the ring of the AEW, still with me, AEW World Tag Team Champions and the Mogul Embassy. FTR offered to shake LFI's hands, but LFI declined and left the ring. The House of Black have been waiting on the whole time too. It's like the last season of Game of Thrones.
There was a lot. I tried to make that as concise as possible.
You did,
But
mate, you did. That
it's a
is
tricky one.
exactly what happened.
House
so.
of Black were watching, but lots of bodies, lots of moving parts there.
Yes.
It was all good. Enjoyed the match.
I put Swerve is killing it right now. Put unsure why they're doing the Hangman rematch. Why bother? Well, that opinion will change later on anyway after Dynamite. So, and I put why are all these people here? Because they've done this for the last few weeks, like, and they're all out here. And you're like, yeah, but why? Whatever. The Kingdom came out, wheeling Roddy Strong into the ramp. The Kingdom squashed their opponents, then Roddy. Oh, yeah.
Big turn. It says on to. It says on to.
We'll park you here so we know where you are once we finish the match.
Glitches through the ramp.
Roddy no clip Strong. The Kingdom squashed their opponents, then Roddy rolls in and hits a big D before heading back to his wheelchair. Poor guy.
Yeah, bless him. Glitching into the ramp that way.
Oh, God. Yeah, no, I'll just keep on being hammy little gets, don't they?
Yep.
Right. Darby Allin faced Lance Archer. and beat him with the Destroyer from the top turnbuckle. Bloody hell. The referee stopped Jake Roberts from using Allen's skateboard against him and ejected him from ringside. Allen hit a Destroyer. It's so hard for my brain to process Darby Allin. I think I'm going
reading all in.
Allen.
Just think of the name Allen.
Yeah, it's just Allen, isn't it? Allin.
Darby Allin.
Yeah.
Just think Allen.
DA hit a Destroyer from the middle rope to pin Archer and win the match. Roberts came back out and said he had more guys to fight Darby with and brought out the Righteous. As Lance takes this opportunity to batter Darby in the ring to look strong, even though he just lost.
Yeah, I don't understand Lance winning and then the Righteous not getting involved. The beatdown would have made more sense if they just walked down the ramp and helped him out. I think Lance Archer's a bit done for, isn't he? Like,
Well, this feels like a final roll of the dice for him, really, to put him in with the Righteous and Jake and all that.
Exactly. I almost went, well, that's a fresh start, isn't it? Final roll of the dice is better. Way better. Yeah. And I really like Lance Archer as well. I just think they could have given him something a bit better. Well, the whole time, in fact.
I don't mind Jake Roberts with the Righteous as a setup. I think you alter Jake Roberts' ring attire so he's more in line with the Righteous. Like aesthetically, you could make it work a little better. I think
That's a good shout. I hadn't really thought about that.
give him something give him some long white robes or something to make him more aesthetically in keeping with the Righteous.
Because he doesn't have a costume, does he?
No,
He just
but
comes
could
up
have
what he's
one for
wearing.
this. It's like a.
Yeah,
you could
I like
almost
that.
you could almost do what they wanted to do as Jay Roberts as the higher power in 1999. You could almost do that sort of thing there. It's just like a soft-spoken guy who just goes, "Now, my children, off you go." Yeah.
As opposed to what we've got now, which is Jake Roberts ready for a car boot sale.
Yeah, it came up the other week. It was the anniversary of him turning up in ECW in like a Wigan Warriors shirt.
Yeah,
Like,
I've seen that.
have you
not?
When they were
Can you
sponsored by
please Google
Norweb.
Right.
But Jake
God, no,
Roberts-
I've not seen this.
Jake Roberts,
Wigan.
ECW 96?
It's November 98 because I had it on tape.
Yeah, November to November 98. And he just turns up as Tommy Dreamer's mystery partner.
Just
but
put
he's
ECW November.
He's
I
wearing a
think it's
Wigan
way, that'll work.
Warriors
Yeah.
top.
Sorry, I won't tell you what to do. You're very good. I'm a bit of a control freak. I'm apologise. Yeah, go on.
See if
Wait till you see this.
November to remember. No, it's ECW,
Yeah.
not WCW. Correct. There you go. There it is, the top left picture there. There's a perfect one. Norweb.
That's so
Norweb.
sad. He wasn't living in the UK by this time, was he?
No.
I think he
I
must
don't
have
know how
been
he
given,
had it.
He must have been given it.
Why he's
He must
wearing
have done a show in Wigan and then must have, like an old wrestling boy from Wigan must have gone, "Here, this is for you, Jake. Do you remember your trip back?" He went, "Oh, whatever, on Sunday."
I'm at ECW. It's a Wigan to November. What? But is that the thing's been going around? Is it the? I don't know who they are. Some duo who've gone over to play. I think it's in Texas, and they got told the name of the team was the Texas Rangers. They went and got Rangers gear, and it was Glasgow.
Oh, God.
They look cool, but they're like, why is no one reacting? They're like, just texting people like, oh, good.
We just typed in Rangers.
Anyway.
We didn't think there'd be another one.
Yeah, Glasgow, Texas, whatever. Darby took a big beating, but in fairness, he takes us every single match. So I'm like, okay, good on you for taking another beating. Yeah, it's hard to care at this point, mate. Sorry. Lexi interviews Alex Abrahantes, but is quickly interrupted by Swerve and Nana. Our match is set up for Wednesday's Dynamite. Swerve versus Penta. Because Penta won on Rampage, and another three-way, please watch Rampage, please, luchador match. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass had a special celebration for reaching 69 days as the Trios champs. MJF appears on the Tron to give props to Max Caster as Caster almost spunks his pants. That's what it says here. As they were preparing to wrap it up, that's the segment, not the pants, Dalton Castle and the boys appeared. Castle smashed a 69 trophy the Acclaimed had made to initiate a fight, which turned into a match for the Trios Championships. The Acclaimed and Daddy Ass beat them in about 3 minutes. Attacked Daddy Ass and it's Scissor Me, Timbers to Boy 1, Fame Asset to Boy 2. The arrival and the mic drop finished the match. Largely happened picture in picture. What a big nothing burger this was. I'm glad that the Acclaimed are selling a ton of merch, but it seems like since they won the titles at Wembley, all we've seen them do is, we're the Acclaimed.
Isn't it?
Come buy your tickets to see us exist.
It's weird how winning belts has made them less visible.
Yeah, I feel like they're an act that I would love if I was there live, but I don't want to watch as much on TV. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's really fun joining in with all the stuff if you're there, and they're still like super hot. They're super over. Crowd are really into the whole cheap 69 days thing, and I think that's great. And it should come across better than it does on TV. Maybe I just thought, oh, that's all right.
Yeah, I'm happy. Like I said, they're over wherever they go, and obviously they're selling loads of merch. But it's like, cool. Can you do something now? It's been months since you beat House of Black. Oh, well, look at me moaning about my wrestlers wanting to do stuff. Backstage, Andrade says he will give his answer to CJ Perry face-to-face as he continues to do even less every week. Cheers, Andrade. Mark Briscoe, Dustin Rhodes, and Keith Lee defeated the Sex Stallions. I love these subtle wrestling shows. The match was set up earlier in the night when Kip Sabian and the Workhorsemen are super underrated, and Briscoe should find some partners. Briscoe got the pin for his team in a short but spicy match, and after the match, Briscoe says he wants a match against Jay White with Jay's title shot on the line. Okay, mate. Yeah. I can't imagine I have anything more to add to that.
Just a nice 6-man that was a match.
It's so good watching AEW Dark on a Saturday. Then, thank God, Willow Nightingale defeated Emi Sakura, giving us a reason to watch this bloody show. Getting the W with the Dr. Bomb, pulling a back-and-forth contest. Thank you.
Really good match. Too. Yep, great chemistry.
Always enjoy Willow Nightingale's work. Like, very intrigued to see like the story that sort of rumbles on with her and Julia and the mist that is poisoning the mind. It's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good.
Yep. Backstage Samoa Joe says he's beaten everyone. Keith Lee disagrees, and the match is set up for Wednesday.
You haven't beaten them.
God,
You haven't beaten them. You haven't beaten them. You haven't beaten him. Haven't beaten her.
That'd be great. Keith Lee mentions everybody but him. Saying,
Yeah.
no,
He's so
just saying.
humble.
Actually. All right, Keith Lee. Oh, God, that's his new gimmick, Actually.
Actually, it's probably his name on Twitter at some point.
Then LFI and FTR.
Oh, so we're getting Keith Lee and Joe Neck on Dynamite.
Oh, more on that to come.
Can't wait for that.
Put in that because, oh boy, howdy.
Right. LFI and FTR defeat HMV and
And DFS.
DFS.
DIY SOS.
DIY SOS.
REM.
And the FBI. So Guido and Big Sal.
MFI.
Defeated Ricky Starks, Big Bill, and the Gates of Agony. Roosh scored the win for his team, but LFI refused to shake FTR's hands. Then all of a sudden, House of Black appear on the screen, going moo.
I wish they were just going moo.
When the lights come back, they're in the ring and attack the top guys. Fortunately, Claudio and Wheeler make the save before a murder occurs. It's just run-ins and run-ins and run-ins and run-ins.
They keep running and running and running and running and running.
This is the reason I struggle a little bit, sort of dipping in and out of AEW, is it's really, really hard for me as somebody that gets to watch maybe every fortnight properly. I'll catch the clips every week, but like following who's friends with who. I really, really struggle with that. And I think it's one thing that WWE do really well, and different audiences totally get that. You can dip in and out a lot easier. I think they're really good at like recapping things and just making it clear where allegiances lie.
Yeah.
But everybody's got mates in AEW. I really struggle keeping up.
I feel like
really
I
do.
feel like AEW almost punishes you for having the audacity to not watch every hour of content. Because you go, actually, you'll find on Rampage and being the elite,
there's actually
this
again.
happened, and that's why this is happening. Like, okay,
right.
sure. I had a job, so I didn't watch everything this week.
That must be such a turn off for people who aren't able to watch weekly and catch all of their many, many hours of shows. Because yeah, for sure. Because there's lots of subtleties. No,
Oh,
I didn't.
sorry.
No.
It sounds like I sound like such an idiot.
No.
Oh, okay, cool.
No,
Because you're not one.
Oh, thank you. Cheers. But I
It's very kind.
I was thinking the podcast.
cheers, Matt.
So you just casually swore.
No.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I just I struggle to dip in and out a lot more than I do with WWE. And it's great if you're a big time fan who is catching everything, you'll love the subtleties because there's a lot of really clever stuff going on and little references to things that happened however many months ago on that show, and that's really great. It really rewards you if you do that, but maybe it punishes you a little bit if you're unable to do that.
Yeah, I was saying this before the week, and obviously Jack hated it. Like, WWE emphasizes the stories, and AEW emphasizes the matches. If you want to like see the cool matches, AEW's got an abundance of them. If you want to remember what just happened, then you don't have to watch WWE.
Yeah.
And Jack went, "Oh, don't do that." And I went, "I'm going to do it. I'm going to say it."
It's true though.
And he said I was standing up for Vince, and I went, "That's right." He didn't like that, so he didn't detect sarcasm. So, speaking of which, Crown Jewel, which I'd like to emphasize, I only watch because I'll do this bloody podcast. Crown Jewel, Lynn, I've pierced me foot on a Samoan spike. Okay, thank you. Oh, Samoan spike.
That's it.
Yeah, do you want to go do the
It's me
delivery
on a
better?
Samoan spike.
That's way better, thank you. Sami Zayn defeated JD
Oh,
McDonald.
it's a good paper. You got your fun packs.
Good
Well,
luck.
of course, JD's part of the Judgment Day. Lynn, these are sex people.
The sex people.
And it says a kickoff match. A match on the kickoff show? What are you doing here? That's good. Zayn was all smiles as the crowd cheered and chanted for him throughout the match, culminating with a devastating haluva kick into a big-time blue thunder bomb with JD's Funko Pop head devastating the ring canvas.
One of the best matches on the card. I know. I actually just the whole thing I really enjoyed, and obviously we'll talk about the main event, and that's the exception to the rule there. I thought it was a really good pay-per-view that people are pooing on because we're so tired of the Reign stuff and knowing exactly how it's going to play out. But I thought this was great. It was so good to see a kickoff match again. And I really hope that's not just a Saudi Arabia specific thing and some prince has asked for it.
That would be hilarious. We demand a match on the kickoff show.
It wouldn't. They wanted bloody Yokozuna, Maffew.
He was already booked. Every time they come around, they go, "Oh, you just missed him. I'm so sorry. Could we give you JD McDonald
the heart
me?"
to tell him that he's brown bread. So like they just have to keep making up excuses, and they're too deep in the lie. They'll go,
Yeah.
"Is he here? Yeah, he's there." And someone's like silhouetted behind a curtain. Oh, there. Oh wait. Oh no, he's just got to nip home. He'll come. He'll be back next time. He says.
He's just left.
Yeah.
Hey, they
The
did.
one plane with just him on. That's right, because he's fat. Yes.
Hello.
Right.
That's right. It's me, Yokozuna. I'm sorry I can't be there, but have a lovely Christmas.
You're
boys
very
and
well
girls.
spoken for a Japanese person.
Yes,
They did manage to get Howard Finkel, to be fair. Looked a little bit different. Byron Saxton sounded exactly like the Fink. Did you not pick up on that?
What?
They started saying it in the chat, and I think we were blabbing all over it on the reaction thing. And I went back and listened. I was like, "Oh, he's doing it. He's reincarnated."
No time.
I want to see more
he-
Byron
he-
Saxton.
He gave it
was,
a bit of diaphragm.
He was
Oh, I
great.
didn't-
He was
Yeah.
so good.
I
Wasn't
thought he did a
I want to see him on
fantastic
TV.
I think he did a good job, yeah. I'm a big fan of Byron.
Yeah, me too. Lovable nerd.
Thank
He
you.
really is. And
Not so bad yourself, Pacini. And then we open proper. The WWE World Heavyweight Champion Seth freaking Rollins defeated Drew McIntyre. And despite Drew supposed to be he's a bit bad, really, isn't he? Is he a bit? He's a bit grim, miserable. Stories didn't care. They loved McIntyre. And after the bout, Damian Priest sprinted to ringside, attempted to cash in the Money in the Bank. Before he could do so, however, Sami Zayn emerged from the crowd to send Priest face first in the ring post before snatching the briefcase and escaping through the WWE Universe, which had people going, but the referee did see that he had it. Is he like, "Look, I just had it. You haven't got it here now." You're like, "Oh, you saw me having it." No,
Nah.
you've got to have the literal briefcase. It's like, okay,
What
fine.
if you're paying money into the bank? You can't just go, "I've definitely got the money. It's at home. Can you just credit my account with £100? I'll go home and get it." No, I need the money physically here. No, wait, I promise you've got it.
It's not a real bank and it's not money.
You tell that to the case holder.
Yeah, you're right.
They need the paperwork to do it. Otherwise,
that's it.
otherwise they win the bout. They haven't got the paperwork. It just becomes a mess.
Ref's like, "Look, it's above me pay grade." I didn't see any briefcase actually.
Yeah.
It could be anybody's briefcase, but yeah, did a lovely little match here.
Brilliant match. It had me wanting Drew to win.
Yeah.
It really did. The crowd felt the same way.
I think a lot of us thought Drew was going to win.
I thought he was going to do it next time around, and he still may well do. I think he might be the guy to take the belt off of Rollins, and I think it'll be great for Drew because he totally deserves it. And Drew as a heel carrying that belt, I think, could be fantastic. But no, they really had me believing. Every near fall got me on this match. I thought this one was probably the best match of the show, in fact.
I'd say so. Wade says Drew did the Ronaldo taunt.
Yes.
who apparently was at one point scheduled to be there, which why Grayson Waller made a joke about him, but then it turns out he just wasn't in the country or something. Or
What is the Ronaldo taunt?
I didn't catch it.
If Jack was here, he does like a big jump and goes.
Oh, is that what that was?
Yeah.
Right.
It was
He
so
did-
generic, I didn't realize it.
He
at
did a
first.
talk, but he
Like,
did a talk
that's
that
his.
Drew wouldn't normally do. And this is another reason why, like WWE is in comparison to AEW, so much easier to consume because it's a bit paint by numbers sometimes, granted, but you know people's taunts and how they move. So when they do something that's out of character, you go, "Oh, that stands out." You know,
Oh, yeah, that when Drew said, I'm Ronaldo.
goal!
And then all the kids went, he did Ronaldo's taunt.
Whenever I see Ronaldo on telly, I'm always reminded of when my brother had FIFA 98 and I was playing the career mode and I couldn't afford to buy the player Ronaldo, but Redondo was like £200,000 cheaper, so I just bought Redondo.
The non-union Mexican equivalent.
So Redondo was Redondo was a striker for Ajax, which is even better because he was a defender. But I was like, no, you're a striker now. And then Mike went, you're not allowed to play FIFA anymore. You're not playing it properly.
I was really confused for a second there because I thought you said I was doing it and I was playing the Korean mode. I've not played one of these games in a long time.
The career mode is really good.
No.
Women's World Champion Rhea Ripley defeated Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Raquel, and Zoe Stark in a fatal five-way match. Ooh. In the final moments, Ripley landed a devastating riptide on Zoe Stark from the turnbuckles, slamming her on top of Raquel and Shayna before pinning Baszler. I thought this was a completely meh match, but with a nice finish.
Oh, I enjoyed it. I thought it was pretty non-stop. I thought everybody, chance to shine and all that. I enjoyed it.
I'm glad you enjoyed it.
And it kind of sets the pace for what happens on Raw the following night. It gives a bit of reason for them to go again. There was no doubt in my mind that Ripley was coming out as champion. It's weird when they have these matches where it's like, we're deliberately stacking the deck against the champion. You go, well, it's more likely than ever that they're going to leave a champ when you stack the deck.
Yeah.
Isn't it weird how wrestling is fun in that way? You go like, oh, the biggest challenge they've ever faced. They've done it.
Yeah. I'll just put, well, obviously they had to work with what they have, the limitations of the country, and Raquel had to flex her back, despite being fully clothed. Doesn't quite work the same way, does it? No. Obviously, Rhea Ripley, they fully clothed her in the tightest black leather, and didn't think anything improved during this
Not
match. So
even.
well done, lads.
Good morning, mother.
Also, someone put the match having more women in one match than the entirety of the next AEW pay-per-view, despite being a heavily restrictive country, is certainly quite the job. Moving on. Obviously, to really simulate the effects of watching one of these wonderful shows that I'm going to just not watch next time because I can't be arsed with them, was after every match, just pretend that we've said, boy, oh boy, lads, have we had a time in Saudi Arabia. Gone to the Saudi Arabian shops and bought some Saudi pops. Yum, yum. Have you tried the Saudi Arabian flights? I thought it was quite egregious considering some of the major, well-publicized issues they had that no one's be able to publicly comment on.
That was interesting decision to go. Let's talk about how wonderful the flights are.
And also, at one point, Michael Cole was promoting the eagle, the mighty, majestic eagle. Wow, it's so majestic. It could only be the animal of Saudi Arabia. It's bollocks, this, mate.
It's weird what they were saying. Like, they were saying, I had a great time. It's just, one of the most luxurious airlines I've ever traveled on. Their eyes said different. They looked so uncomfortable. It was like a hostage video. It was gross.
I like flying this plane. It is good. I like stuff. Yeah, it was good. No, it's very natural. Solo Sikoa defeated John Cena. Sikoa unleashed an unbelievable assault of 11 Samoan spikes that put the legend down for good. He's got a big enough bum for all that. After finally regaining his bearings following the match, Cena received thunderous cheers from the adoring WWE Universe as he exited.
Looked like he was saying goodbye. He is for a bit.
Yeah, he
Well, the strike's hour.
He put on Instagram.
Will you stop it? I bury you. Your composure shouldn't be like leant over a table like that. Hi, I work in IT. You should be back chair like that.
I'm not taking posture advice from you, Maffew. What is this? I saw you in Ice Age scuttling about all over the shop.
Oh my God!
You ruined me, sir. Down goes Maffew.
Sorry.
Down goes Maffew.
That was unfair. That was
sit
really.
up, think of your posture.
Your political views are from the Ice Age. There he is. There's a banter.
That was cruel, and I'm really sorry. We'll
not.
cut that. Don't. It makes me look good. What was I saying? Ibrahim Al-Hajjaj.
It felt like a goodbye for John Cena.
Oh, sorry,
On
yeah.
Instagram, he put the Looney Tunes That's All Folks graphic, but with the end.
Yeah,
written in there
strike's
as well.
over.
Strike's over, back to work.
He just
People
watched
always-
Back in Action on the plane back.
Is that what it was?
They like six strikes always.
The planes are
on.
fantastic,
Bye-bye.
apparently.
Yeah, well,
Flights are amazing.
all the Brendan Fraser 2000s films are on there.
In fact, it's only Brendan Fraser films. It's a really
weird,
weird
that,
thing. Yeah, it's just only his
I
films.
want Yokozuna and Brendan Fraser on this pay-per-view.
It's weird. On the way back, I watched George the Jungle and the Whale.
You said Brendan Fraser was on the plane. I went, the mummy's on the TV.
But thankfully, there was a bit of a communication error. But they got the whole new series of Frasier on there.
Oh, those poor bastards.
Frasier and Rodney, as we call it in my house.
Fraser and Rodney.
Frasier and Rodney.
And not in my house, as we call it in our house.
But yeah, this feels like a goodbye. The SAG-AFTRA strike is over. John Cena was very open about the fact that when the strike finished, he'd be back in Hollywood, and that'd be that. He was very honest about it, and now it's over. He's gone, all right, okay, off to go make some films again. Ta-da, love.
He's done wonders. This run has been really great. He's really, he's massively helped out LA Knight, massively helped out Solo.
He buried him on the SmackDown,
And then he
but
was
then
there
got
for theory.
obliterated on the pay-per-view. So that's
Totally.
all that matters.
Yeah, for sure. And Solo just looked so good. I really enjoyed this match.
It was so good that the commentators were emphasizing this might be the last stand of Cena. And everyone who grew up, with Super Cena's run, like, oh, yeah, sure. And it's like, oh, he bloody lost. Yeah, they weren't kidding.
And they really
Yeah,
pushed
it is
that
up. The time is up. Time is now.
2,000 odd days thing. They pushed that super hard. And I thought, maybe Cena will get a win here because I know he doesn't need it. He's John Cena. But actually, they just made Solo look so strong. Brilliant. Yeah. God bless John Cena.
God bless John Cena. Yes.
I'm sure Austin Theory agrees.
And then some stuff happened.
That's right. That's how most wrestling shows go.
You skip that until the next match, or?
Well, we got Ibrahim Al-Hajjaj and The Miz.
Oh, we're actually going to talk about this, are we? Yeah.
Well, mention it.
Abraham Al-Hajjaj and The Miz beat down Grayson Waller after Waller invaded Miz TV. The Miz welcomed Saudi Arabian movie star Ibrahim Al-Hajjaj. Grayson Waller, people's elbow. Any thoughts?
Not massively. I was wondering why Grayson Waller was out there. There's your answer. Ibrahim's over with the crowd, isn't he?
I mean, I hope so.
What'd you say?
Yeah, Ibrahim came out to no pop whatsoever. Boo, we want wrestling, said the crowd.
It rinsed a bit of bloody Snoop Dogg, wasn't it? The old people's elbow thing again. So, comes out, does the Snoop Dogg. That's what it's called now.
Does the shades of the late, great Snoop Dogg.
Just without Shane McMahon smashing his quad into pieces, which is the highlight of that segment from Mania.
Yes, it was.
I'm just sad that had this been in the Newcastle Walker Dome, it would have been Jimmy Nail doing the people's elbow. But we're denied.
He would have nailed him. Logan Paul defeated Rey Mysterio to win the United States Championship. Santos Escobar emerged from the crowd to chase away Paul's ally. Yes, that's who I thought. Oh, yeah, that's one of Paul's mates, isn't he? He hasn't got a name.
Yeah.
But Paul found the brass knucks because Escobar just put them on the side of the apron.
Silly Billy.
Oh, they're right there. Cheers, pal. And using the clock and airborne Mysterio for the championship clinching pinfall. After bout, the new US champion had a word with Mysterio, but feigned innocence. That was, okay. Then around the match, just get the end bit there. Logan's like, oh man, it's so great to be in the ring with such a legend. It was such an honor to Ray's going, you know what you did? You cheating, you bastard.
Proper
I'm like,
disingenuous.
I hated that. I liked that much.
It was great.
It could be a double meaning.
Go on.
Because he says, you know what you did? There was that moment during the match when Mysterio did the springboard moonsault and Logan Paul shifted his body to catch him and literally stopped Mysterio from breaking his neck.
Yeah.
It was.
No. Wait. Hang on. The bit after the match was the character.
Oh, yeah, but I'd like to think there was an undercurrent of like...
But he was mad. How dare you save me?
Yeah. How dare you save my life?
You know,
it would have been better if I died than be saved by Logan Paul.
That's it now.
I'm one of the greatest of all times. I've been showed up here by a scam artist.
I'm going to get Final Destinations now. That was meant to be my moment to go. But I thought that...
Benoit, Malenko, Conan, Paul.
To echo a lot of sentiment online, like Logan gets a lot of grief, but I thought that particular moment showed that he was very ring aware to catch him just a little bit earlier than he should have done, and
he was out of place, but he remedied it, didn't he?
He fixed it.
Was really impressive.
Yeah.
Could have saved his life there.
That made up for the 45 minutes of Logan Paul hype we got up
where we get him seeing pretending to box his bloody match against that bloody other dickhead, where it was a combination of who had screwed who out of more money, of their fans more money, I should say. They then go on, have Ray appear on Errol Hawani's show, and the commentators be like, wow, that's a coup. What? The guy you pay, WWE, to have him on you. Wow, how'd you finagle that one? Bloody hell. You must be doing something
It
right.
works for
For the
press.
United States, to watch Logan Paul wrestle a match in Saudi Arabia in the sports washing thing, I was like, what am I doing with my life here? This is a real moment where I like the cold shower in the films where you're looking down at your life going, what am I doing here? And then, then he saved Rey Mysterio. So I can't even poo on him that badly because he actually saved Ray from breaking his neck. Yeah, great stuff here.
All right.
And then Wade, after he won the match, said, wow, the media are going to be all over this. The guys you pay, you mean. Wow, funny that.
Well, we have talked about this more than we talked about Collision. So, which was full of proper wrestlers.
Can't defend that, can I? Happy for another guy who's not here every week to have a title as well. Brilliant, this, eh? Brilliant.
You
Go,
say
Maff,
that.
go, Maff,
Sports
go.
washing, man.
He's going to be way more interesting than Mysterio's reign has been. His reign will. What's Mysterio? He's had some decent matches, but it
Yeah,
hasn't
I'm
been a
sure the
great-
Yorkshire Rip would be a more interesting commentator than Alan Shearer. Doesn't mean I want him on Match of the Day.
Not necessarily would be.
No, I reckon it'd be good for a few episodes. Like,
How many goals has the Yorkshire Ripper scored against in the World Cup?
I said if he could sing or box, he'd be on one of these bloody shows. He's still around today. WWE Women's Champion Io Sky defeated Bianca Belair. Belair looked poised to when I don't know how to say that word to win back. Is that how you say that?
Looked poised.
Belair looked poised to win back the title.
Poised. I always thought it was poised.
Yeah,
No, it's poised.
Is it?
It turns out, yeah.
This is bollocks. This.
Well, WWE.com writers should know.
Belair looked certain to win back the title.
That's where I got it from.
No, you showed my illusion.
I added some little. I added a sprinkle of
typos.
personality into it.
But Kairi Sane shocked the WWE Universe. Yeah, you said it by appearing and hitting the challenge of a spinning back elbow and a leaping knee strike for the ringside barrier. Belair narrowly avoided being counted out, but she was hit with Sky's gravity-defying moonsault and pinned immediately after re-entering the ring. After about Sky and Sane put the boots to Belair, and Sane landed her breathtaking insane elbow, all while a confused Bayley watched on from ringside going, whoa.
I know that the idea of like when someone returns, their pyro's ready, their music's ready, their Tron is ready, and they walk out, and everyone goes, "What is that? Why is this a surprise?" Clearly, the tech guys knew, but I think on this occasion we could have done with that.
Fans had no idea what was going on.
Just look like initially, looked like as far as someone concerned, it's like someone just invaded the ringside area.
Yeah.
It really sucked for her, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people have been clamoring for her to return. I was really excited about it when those reports started coming out. Love seeing her back and everything. Wish they'd done it on SmackDown.
Yeah, obviously, when there would have been a concern about a reaction for Crown Jewel. If there was a concern about it, maybe just hold off and do it another night. Does it have to be done at Crown Jewel if that is the case? And it was just, I think even if they'd done that on SmackDown, it would have been underwhelming for who it was.
Yeah, it should have been a bigger deal.
Riding on a pirate ship, for goodness sake.
Yeah.
Cody Rhodes defeated Damian Priest in classical Judgment Day fashion. Finn Balor, JD, and Dirty Dom all attempted to interfere, but main event Jey Uso appeared and tattooed all three with devastating super kicks before chasing them from ringside with a steel chair. Left alone with Priest, Rhodes delivered 3 ring-shaking crossroads to earn the victory.
Did the ring shake?
Boom, boom, shake, shake the room.
I hear your answer, but I don't think it truly answers the question.
I sung a song that vaguely sounded like the thing you said. That's what I have to say to you. Good day, sir.
I get the vibe you're very ambivalent to the breakdown of Crown Jewel.
My complete thoughts of this match was okay. How long are these shows? Jesus.
Yeah, this was a match that didn't need to be there necessarily. It was a decent match, though.
Yeah, I put Cody's knee hurts. Well, I'm sure he won't do anything like Springboard. Look, I do like wrestling. Just come on, man. And then finally, the main event that we all came to see. The Undisputed WWE Universal Champion Roman Reigns defeated LA Knight. Knight may have had the title won after spiking the head of the table with a thunderous BFT, but Uso placed his cousin's foot on the bottom rope just before the 3 count. The bastard. And after Knight brawled with Uso and sent him crashing through the announce table with a back suplex, Reigns speared Knight through the ringside barricade and landed another spear in the ring to retain the championship. It was about what we expected.
Yeah.
I can't say it was trick, but like, if you shut your eyes and imagine what the match looked like, you would be correct.
Completely. I'm so bored of it. I'm really, really, really bored of it.
The fear is now that it's going to go on beyond 40.
Nah.
Well, they brought up.
'Cause they want to get Hulk Hogan's reign in the bin.
Yeah, they brought up. Wow, only two
Depends if he
people have
signs
had a
with
longer
AEW,
reign.
doesn't it?
I've got a bit not wonder about this because I love my stats. They said only 2 men have had a longer reign.
yeah,
One
backwards.
single reign. He didn't word it properly. We knew what he meant. It wasn't even the title he's talking about, but still. Bruno's first reign. No, I'm not doing the notes here. Sorry, but Bruno's reign 2,803 days. Hulk Hogan 1,474 days. That's his first one from 84 to 88. Bob Backlund is ignoring his reign from 78 to 83. 2,135 days. What's Backlund done?
Right.
And ignoring Trish Adora as Pan-African World Diaspora Champion at 1,338 days. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Shut you up.
She's a wrestler. Yeah.
Get her.
But look, being positive for a second, LA Knight, I like LA Knight. I'm really happy he's done so well. He oozes charisma. I also like the fact that Ross is probably really happy about him because he's been singing his praises for a while and calling The Rock before Kevin Nash did. And so I was happy seeing him in the main event and people going, yeah, main event, LA Knight. Apart from that, yeah, it was just a match they expected it to be, blah, 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 interference, boo, boo, boo.
These matches, the title matches, the Roman ones, I just feel like I'm wasting my time watching them. You know what I mean? Because it's so obvious what's going to happen. And the matches all follow a very, very similar structure. I appreciate the fact that they didn't slow things down in this one because normally you get 10 minutes of Roman Reigns, like just slowing it down.
The first 15 minutes are like time to go and get snacks.
But you didn't get that in this one. And I appreciated this. It was pretty balls to the wall throughout. And it's not even the foregone conclusion. It's the structure of the matches every time. It's like, we'll either get a ref bump, we'll obviously get bloodline interference, spear through the barricade. It's really tired. It's really boring. And it makes you look back at the show and think, it's the one where Reigns beat LA Knight. Oh, not good. I thought the show itself was actually quite good.
I'm really glad you liked him.
Him?
The show.
Oh, the show.
The
Sorry,
show was really good.
Yeah,
the words you said.
Yeah, and people are just so down on it because, the last thing you see is the most important in wrestling, and we've just seen it too many times. We've just got to deal with it until, hopefully, WrestleMania. It's just going to be more of the same, isn't it? It's just boring.
Finish the story.
Yeah. I did miss the fact that I've been having more of the Roman Reigns bit where she's yelling at LA Knight going, I told you before, Yoko's gone already. Monday Night Raw. Quit playing war games with my heart. I like that. Seth freaking Rollins opened Raw in a lovely lemon fresh suit. Ooh. I'll tell you who wasn't a lemon, Seth Rollins sort of said. Drew McIntyre, who turned out wasn't in league with the JD after all. Haha. He invited Sami Zayn to join him and thanked Sami for the Money in the Bank cock-blocking Damian Priest at Crown Jewel. As a thank you, Seth gave Sami Zayn a world title shot whenever he wanted it, and Sami said he'll have it tonight. I really like this segment. This was lovely. Sami's like, I'm going to get my title shot. I'm going to have to beat everybody. I don't have to do whatever I have to do. And Seth's like, oh yeah, no, I'll give you a title shot anytime you want, mate. I appreciate it. You've already earned it. And Sami'd be like, oh, thanks. Oh, I'm not used to that. Yeah, you just give me one. Oh, thank you, title friend.
But it was the fact that Sami Zayn went, look, we're both, we're both down the road together. You're hurt. Let's set a date. And Seth was like, nah, don't you use that as an excuse. I won't. Well, I'll have it whenever. So I went, all right, I'll fight you tonight, dickhead. Yeah. And so it was the main event. And Seth looked really annoyed by that. He was like, I don't want to fight you another time. I'll fight you tonight. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, it's a nice change of pace. Just like, yeah, you and me. Just give me one. Yeah. Oh, I don't know what to do now. Cheers, pal.
Have a match.
You see the game last night? It was good, wasn't it? Anyway, the JD beat the New Day in a non-title match set up because they dressed up as the New Judgment Day for Halloween. They did. Strong opening contest, as expected, with Priest and Balor getting the clean win on Woods after the South of Heaven coup de grace combo. Nice. And you put coup like I would put coup C-O-U-P.
That's
a chicken. No, is that a chicken coup? No, it's chicken coup C-O-O-P, isn't it?
Couscous. They spell it like
yeah,
that
it's
on
couscous. I'm not getting this
de
debate.
grace.
This is very. Sorry, I'm focusing on something. That's
Judgment
boring
Day
people.
won.
They did. Thank you for helping me there. I almost argued myself.
Fun, like nice chemistry between all four of them, as always. I think it's just another match that I don't think New Day lose anything by losing clean here. I think it was a decent back and forth.
Let's say Big E isn't able to come back, and hopefully he is, obviously. Do you ever see New Day reaching a similar height to where they've been so many times in the past again? Because the way they've been booked,
I think even if Big E does come back, I don't think they do.
No.
I think outside of like a big reaction when Big E comes back, I kind of think they I love them being there, but I think they've done everything.
Yeah, I agree.
You know?
Yeah, it's time for other people to have a go. Isn't it? Yeah.
And they're always very open about the fact that, we'll be whatever the company needs us to be whenever they need us to be it. So like Kofi Kingston's been champion, Big E's been champion, Woods won King of the Ring. They've stepped into different roles in different places. So they seem quite settled in that now that they'll just go wherever they needed to go.
I think they're useful enough without even wrestling another match. They do all the sponsorship stuff, all the PR stuff, and they're so great at that. I don't think anyone's better, in fact, in WWE than like if you got the New Day presenting whatever, doing a sponsorship thing.
Yeah, they're just permanently over.
Yeah, they are.
They're the modern version.
set.
Modern version of Kane without the issues. Right. We see Drew McIntyre arriving early. I love this. Such a good role. Drew McIntyre arrived earlier today, and then what's her name? Backstage, Jackie showed up and said, "Hey, how you doing?" He just got back in his car and drove off.
Very bizarre. What's next for you? Bye.
Drove off.
We've all wanted to. I think we've all had jobs where we wanted to do that. Where we just
Mr. Prime Minister, Mr. Prime Minister, how you doing?
Sod it.
Nakamura defeated Tozawa. How? Despite Tozawa having moral support from Alpha Academy in his corner. Post-match, Otis sized up Nakamura, but Shin took a powder. Wow, like Jim Mitchell. It wasn't much here.
Akira's been brilliant lately, hasn't he?
This has been the best exposure, and as we'll see on NXT, probably the most wrestling exposure for Tozawa in as long as I can remember.
Yeah, just proper gives it his all, doesn't
Yeah, big
I like
style.
him. I like having him like one match a week, preferably, but whatever.
he? Too much Tozawa for you. Is that,
Yeah.
that's your big takeaway.
You know
from
what?
all
Yeah,
this.
because you watched NXT last week, we had all the bloody Scooby-Doo segments from him. But
Yeah.
whatever. I mean, I still like him, but
I think he's really funny as well. He's just a naturally funny guy, isn't he? He's very likable. And I really like the Alpha Academy stuff with him in it.
Jack always brings up the fact, like, former Open the Dragon Gate World Heavyweight Champion Akira Tozawa
Right.
then loses in 3 seconds to a broom or whatever happens to him.
I think he's having great fun. Right now he is.
Yeah.
He's featured on TV. He gets to dick about. Doesn't have to do that much. He makes people look very good as well, as we saw on NXT and here. I think he's great.
We see a video package to hype up the fatal 4-way IC top contenders match between The Miz, Big, Bronson Reed, Ivar, and Ricochet. And we were talking about before about AEW, you watch it going, who, what? FTR and ITR and ITV and BBC are not getting along. What the bloody hell's happening there? I've got no help here. This was so great. Just a nice, simple segment. Pierce going, this guy's in this match because he's done this. Yep. This guy's done this because of this, blah, 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 blah. They've all deserving a title shot, so we're going to have a 4 week tonight because of this. And you're like...
And they
This is
don't
great.
always
Easy.
do that. They don't always do that, but it was especially noticeable here. And it took 60 seconds of TV time, and it just made everything
And a great,
make
great
perfect sense.
footage. Boots up, blah, blah, blah. Oh, wow, they do look
It
like
made
four
everything
lads.
feel
Yeah.
important.
Yep.
Yeah. And then all this hard work went to nothing. The Miz defeated Big Bronson Reed, Ivar, blah, 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 during a match with Gunther for the IC title at Survivor Series. A high-octane match from the off. A great spot in the middle where Bronson jerks Ricky off the rope and Ricky lands on Ivar, turning it into a Frankensteiner. We cut back throughout to Gunther, who's having a lovely time watching all the meat getting started. You all right?
It doesn't say Frankenstein. He's changed it on the
You know,
fly.
I do that.
appreciate that. I think that's really nice.
I do that.
It says Hurricane Rana on the sheet.
Have you not
he's just
seen the
got-
interviews where Scott Steiner gets legit mad when people go like, oh, so you invented the Hurricane Rana? The Frankensteiner. It's called the Frankensteiner.
Well, I appreciate you
amended.
doing that. I think that's
So
nice.
out of respect to the great Scott Steiner, I say that. End came when Ivar and Bronson came off the top onto Ricky and Miz. Miz dodged it and rolled up Reed. Ivar and Miz got simultaneous pins, but Ricky caught shoulder up at 2, meaning Miz got the 3 and the win. Ivar attacked Miz post-match like a naughty Viking. Oh, those pesky Vikings.
Now
Go
this
on.
is something you've probably been sent because this was a botch.
Yes, Mr. Alvarez, my mate, because he doesn't watch this and I take the piss out of his voice, broke it down and said when they did that cool bit where it went boing, God, he was very high angled. He was shades of Rey Mysterio, basically Crown Jewel. Did that thing and then went right on his head. And so Ricky wasn't 100% throughout the match. So we probably had John Moxley going, yeah, we probably should have a guy ringside who wasn't a doctor, who wasn't a wrestler, it was someone who has a vested interest in just a guy getting out, not being hurt. But he still carried on doing all right because wrestlers have the ability to be really good, even in autopilot.
It's the adrenaline, isn't it?
Yeah.
It just carries you
So
through.
he's still doing his spots and diving outside and doing all the things. I went, oh, okay. But then it came to like, okay, simultaneous pins. And apparently the idea was going 1, 2, 3. Oh, who's won? Well, next week we'll have this. Except Ricochet just went, kicked out. Also, then helped the ref went 1, 2, and then like did that. So I know Ricochet was just like, oh, that's a bloody long 2.5 go, isn't it? Oh, but it could go. And did that, and then Miz celebrated, and the ref was like, no, stop. And then he was like, no, he did win.
Yeah.
And the ring announcer went, Miz won.
And Michael
It's like-
Cole on commentary going, I was watching Ricochet. He didn't kick out. You weren't watching Ricochet.
Let's rewind the footage and see it again. And they show the footage again, and he doesn't kick out. Like, oh, how clever is that? Like, we thought we'd all seen the man in the silhouette and Ricochet kick out. It's a little reference to Ghostwatch earlier.
Oh, sorry. I didn't get that.
People are calling in saying that Ricochet kicked out.
There you go.
That's
there
it.
you go. Now I'm on with
Calling
it.
in. So let's watch that back again. No, he doesn't kick out.
No.
Yeah, so
Stop bringing us.
so it was a screw up, but it kind of worked anyway. The
Yeah, they
refs
said
are
the-
trained to kind of make the call regardless. They count 3 legit, and if the referees don't kick out, then that's on them.
Plus, the idea is to have Miz wrestle Gunther anyway. So it's not as if like, we're going to have to change everything. It's like, no, the idea is that Miz wrestles Gunther.
It would have been nice for Ivar to then get that match with Miz as well. So he's above the other two, the two that got pinned.
He is having a match on Raw next week.
Oh, are they doing
Yeah,
that
so
anyway?
They're doing it just because, what the hell?
Yeah, they went,
Oh,
because
I missed
Ivar
that.
attacked Miz. They say, hey, next week, chance for Miz to get his revenge. They'll do Ivar and Miz one-on-one. So it doesn't massively change their
sorry, I
plans,
missed that.
really.
I don't remember seeing that.
It just means that there isn't a top contendership up for grabs in it. It's just
a match.
Ivar and Miz having a match.
More single action for Ivar. I'm into that.
He's been brilliant so far,
He
hasn't
has.
he? He's been brilliant. I've really enjoyed his solo.
Crowder, he's more over now as a singles than he was in that tag team with the Silly Billies.
Silly Billies.
Backstage,
Eric.
Tozawa got a post-match debrief by Gable Notice and said they'd be at NXT tomorrow night when Tozawa challenges for the NXT Heritage Cup. Ooh, more on that later on. After a recap of the Creed Brothers Raw debut, we see Brute, Julius, and Ivy Nile writing in black binders. That's right. Either it's their National Record of Achievement folders. Wow.
I didn't
Or they
understand
signed
this.
Raw
You don't know, you're missing
contract.
a
Guinness
national
World
record.
Record, are you talking?
No, it's a national
Oh,
record
yeah.
of achievement. Am I this old? Gosh.
I've got mine
Joel,
still.
could you Google National Record of Achievement? Not, I want to say NRA, but I think that gives you a very different abbreviation. National Record of Achievement. There. Them bad boys.
Yeah.
Never
Did
in
you
my
not have
life.
one of these?
When you got your GCSEs, what did you get?
We got one of these because I'm old as the
certificate?
hills.
Just a jiffy, not a
Yeah,
jiffy
yeah, but
bag,
not like not in a folder or anything.
Nope.
We got a
Wow.
folder full of all our certificates and our grades. and
That's
stuff.
really fancy. What,
Me
and do
from
you-
Bish got that, and you didn't from Posh Lad World.
I was sorry, I had to
State
take.
school, Isle of Wight. Worst on the island, actually.
Really?
Yeah.
Says it on big letters on front of his national. That's why he didn't have a national record of achievement because he didn't achieve anything. That's right.
So wait, do you keep all of your like your uni degree and everything? Do you keep
No,
all of them there?
well,
Have you still got it at
I
home?
got it at high schools. I had all my certificates in, my perfect attendance, my merit awards. It got my GCSE grades
Your
in there.
perfect attendance.
Yeah.
Oh, shut up.
Oh,
You were
I
doing the Charlie
walked
back
15
then.
miles through the snow. and they were said like, now keep hold of this, keep it all in good condition because you'll need to take it to college when you sign up for college, and you
Yep.
have to take it to your jobs as well.
Yeah.
When you go for a job interview, they'll want to see that. No one ever asked for it ever. After it was the biggest lie that we were all told. We're told keep this,
Hang on.
and then nobody wanted it after high school.
mine got thrown away. My university degree got
Oh.
thrown
You
away
threw
by
your
mistake.
degree
No,
away?
I didn't do it. I didn't do it. It's
Oh.
in the bureau at home, and I think there was just a big clear out, and it got binned.
They went, what's this? It's just a
I don't know if you. I assume
degree.
you can get a new one, can't you? First
How
class degree.
How
Out
long
in
do
the
you leave
biffer.
you now?
I mean, go your CV or your resume and get rid of that. You no longer exist.
I haven't had
like
a
Damien
CV for
Priest trying to
10
cash in his
years.
money in the bloody bank. I had a degree, but it went. Oh, did you? Right. I've got a degree as well. I've got 5 of them, in fact.
Have you
It's
got
not
a
here.
CV? You've had proper jobs fairly recently. You've got a CV. You
I've got a CV, yeah. I've got
Do
a.
you not? I guess.
I didn't even submit one to What Culture. Sent him a couple of YouTube links and got lucky.
Well, I mean, that counts, doesn't it?
Yeah, I
What
guess
was, your,
so.
what was your YouTube videos that you submitted?
The wrestling documentary that I did at uni, Pinfall.
Which one was that again?
Pinfall, it's called. It's on YouTube, you know.
Yes.
A wrestling match.
Memories of that, yep.
And I think it was off the back of the Billboard stuff as well.
course,
I just sent
yes,
them
I'm
that
sure that
stuff, and then they just sent me I got really.
Why
lucky.
should we hire you? Just point to that.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Go on, yeah. So after that, we haven't got the match yet. Yeah. It's the latter. They've signed Raw contracts. Well, that was great comedy timing there, Maffew. Well done to kill that joke. Gargano and Ciampa interrupt their signing and want a match with the Creed lads. Creed accept the challenge. With arms wide open. I'm Ronaldo. The Creed brothers then beat DIY. I get it. In an excellent back and forth, we saw Julius kick out with a fairy tale ending. This match was ruined by bad lad Ludwig Kaiser, who attacked Gargano from behind, leaving him open to a Brutus Ball, giving Creed the win. Oh, I'm surprised they did this match already. It was a dream match almost, I thought. But obviously for sad wankers like myself. But yeah, they happened. It was
Do you
beautiful.
feel like they just sort of spaffed it away a bit early? That's something you could have had down the line, couldn't you?
Yeah, and I've also, they did this last week as well. They've gone really heavy on the hard-hitting matches. Like, I would have waited another hour after having the four-way match before having a match like this. That's just me. I don't know. Obviously, I'm book wrestling or anything like that. But
I feel like they've done DIY a little bit dirty here. It should have felt like a bigger deal, and now they're just losing. And
well, no, in fairness, it is part of the bloody Kaiser feud that they're still doing.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
Yeah,
it's-
true.
If they've lost clean, like, oh yeah, that sucks. But no, it's like, oh no, they're still feuding with him.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Giovanni
Sexy
Vinci's
lad.
still AWOL from WWE at the moment. Like, he's off TV for some reason.
Oh, what is the deal there?
I don't quite know.
All right.
Don't quite know.
Because they don't like him. Look at Kaiser, I mean. Look at Kaiser and Gunther, like, oh, Tim.
just keep giving him the wrong address for the venue.
He's how you say the Maffew of the roster. Oh, only book him if everybody else is sick.
He's not even the best drummer in Imperium.
Oh,
Matthew
Fame.
Snort for Hall of Fame.
Stop it. I'm practicing then anyway. Jay and Sammy have a nice moment backstage where Jay reveals he and Cody are challenging the Judgment Day for the tag titles next week.
They replay the Elimination Chamber build with Sammy and how close he came to beating Roman. So that was a nice little touch.
Oh,
Just again, this is where WWE excel, where they have these little 60-second bits just to go, this is why this is quite important, because back in February, he nearly did it.
yeah. Previously on WWE. Jay and Sammy Yeet. Can't wait for it. Backstage, Jackie. Is that something her name, by the way?
I just started calling her backstage.
Thank you, 'cause
Jackie.
I like that you've done that because I know exactly who you mean now. Backstage, Jackie interviews Becky Lynch, but she's interrupted by Nia Jax. Jax says when she wins the Battle Royal tonight, she'll be happier than the time she broke Becky's face. Becky reminds Nia that she went on to main event WrestleMania whilst Nia Jax got fired. It's funny because it's true.
Yeah.
COVID denying idiot. Yeah, cheers.
did she say that?
She's never really said if she's been vaxxed or not.
She was
So
walking away under her breath.
yeah, that's a quote. Do you know what's wrong, Pagini? What's wrong with you? You didn't hear?
Didn't have the subtitles on.
You weren't paying attention.
On the feed I was sent by my contact in WWE,
Siren Baxton.
I won't use the full name, L. McMahon. That's too obvious. Linda M. Zoe Stark wins the Women's Battle Royal. Woohoo.
Yeah.
Xia Li attacked Becky Lynch before she made it to the ring, leaving her unable to compete. Consequently, Lee got DQ'd from the match by Adam Pearce. Nikki Cross is still doing her... Oh, Linda McMahon impression. Oh,
Hey!
wow. Oh, how you doing, Linda? Thanks for the videos. She stood up in the center of the ring in a trance as the match happened around her, leading her to be dumped out by Jackson Rodriguez.
I find it a bit awkward in that she does this thing. Obviously, it's fine when she's in the ring. She's facing the hard cam. Gets dumped out the ring. Quick reposition. Get on the hard cam again. They've got nothing for her, have they? They have no idea where this is going.
Do you not think?
The only thing... Have you got something in mind?
No, but I'm hoping they have because I really like it.
Do you? You enjoy it?
Yeah, I really
that's
like
interesting.
it.
What do you like about it?
I think it's just because it's so different. It's so jarring. It jumps off the screen when the match is happening. And again, it's in the shots that they take where the match is happening all around her and Nikki's just stood there. And to the point where like Nia and Raquel have like a face to face, and Nikki's just squashed between them. So they just pick her up and drop her out. And it was on Raw last week where they lifted up, was it the pumpkin? And Nikki was just underneath the pumpkin, just staring straight ahead. I quite like it.
Yeah, no, fair.
I just as long the problem is like I've been burned so many times like a jilted lover by WWE who give me these really intriguing premises. And then just go, oh God, we didn't think. This is the pineapple thing from my engagement party all over again, where I told everybody, bring a pineapple. I haven't got time to tell you why, but bring a pineapple. And then it came to the night, and then bless you and about 10 or 15 others all brought pineapples, including Maff. And I said to Alex, I went, I haven't thought of an out for this. I don't know why. And she went, you're on your own, love. I was like, oh.
You knew the whole time what you were going to do.
I didn't.
No.
Promise you, I didn't. I thought I'll write it for a laugh. I'll worry about it later. And then I thought, I've got to think of something for that. I've got to think of something for that. And then it came to the night. I went, oh no, I haven't thought of anything.
I got excited.
I
thought we were getting cocktails. I thought you were going to hollow them out, fill them full of vodka or whatever.
I mean, you kind of did in the end because they gave us some free cocktails.
They did give us some free cocktails.
Because the power kept going out.
Oh, yeah, it did, didn't it?
Yeah, power kept going out, so therefore they gave us some free drinks.
Yeah, the Nikki Cross, it just doesn't do anything for me.
That's fair enough. See where it goes. If it goes nowhere, then you'll absolutely bang to rights.
Initially, I thought, oh, maybe, and it still could be. I thought it might be Joe Gacy getting a main roster call up, and he's sort of controlling her in some way. Now he's lost all of his friends. maybe that's what's happening there. Time will tell, I guess. Hopefully, I'm proven wrong.
Yes, I'm ready for an Emelina situation here too, Tom.
Pardon?
Emelina? It was one of those gimmicks that they said, oh, we've got an idea for this.
Yeah. And they went, oh no, we haven't got anything.
Yeah, a pineapple.
Ken comes out dressed as a pineapple. That was the payoff.
My gimmick is I'm now a pineapple.
Yay!
Final four were Ivy Nile, who got the most eliminations, but cheaply eliminated by Jax after her elimination. Shayna Baszler, Raquel Rodriguez, and Zoe Stark. Zoe finally eliminated a tag team partner with multiple super kicks and a DDT on the apron. All I've put down here is Raquel got a big pop. Everyone else got kind of nothing in the entrances. I swear, did they do interviews or promos with them backstage beforehand? I swear Shayna says, I'll be the one with... She says her hand raised tonight, but I swear to God, she said, I'll be the one with Henry's tonight. With a strong accent. I don't understand what that means.
They had Piper Niven and Chelsea Green backstage, and then Zoe Stark and Shayna Baszler interrupt them. And the concept for both teams is like, oh, every person for themselves, everyone for themselves. And then she might have said, oh, yeah, I'll have me Henry tonight.
Thank you.
And then which she's given a Hoover at the end of the Battle Royal as a prize.
Because it sucked.
No,
it's just because of the pun. Don't on me.
Great pun that is Henry Hoover.
I put good for Zoe Stark winning, but right now the women's division's a bit like AEW, whatever tag division, because there's lots of people here, but not have a lot of momentum or push, or like which one of these women are we supposed to get behind? Because you can't push them all at the same time.
I mean, this is why you need, I think, like a mid-card women's title. It's like something else.
Stepping stone.
Yeah, a belt worth fighting for. You need something else in the mix other than everyone. Because what was quite refreshing about the Becky and Trish feud was it was a female main roster feud that wasn't over the belt.
Yep.
And it was just a grudge feud. And you've got all the pieces there to have some grudge feuds in the women's division. Or not over a belt, but they never really seem to pull the trigger on any of them, really. But they've got them. So therefore, I just think like a women's intercontinental belt type thing wouldn't be a bad thing to have.
Instead of the tag titles.
Maybe
I wish they got rid of the tag titles and introduced the mid-card. I'm just buzzing for Zoe Stark. I think it's so awesome. She's now going to be in the title mix, singles match on one of the big four pay-per-views. And I just think that's awesome because I think she deserves it so much.
Yeah, you know what? I think I'll be a bit negative about that. Like, she will get momentum by winning this match. So, yeah. And good that they are. I think Becky's been quite public about the fact that she wanted to lift up people because there's not a lot of people at her level on the Raw roster. There's Becky and... Well, anyway. Jackie backstage is backstage. Yes, that is a sentence. Jackie backstage is backstage with Rhea Ripley.
I changed her name from Backstage Jackie to Jackie Backstage.
Thank you, and it threw me off. Rhea Ripley, the only other person who's at Becky's level. There we go. She is cut off by Zoe Stark, and they recall their favourite moment from Crown Jewel. Like the near fall Zoe had on Ripley.
The journey over there.
Like, all those Brendan Fraser movies we watched.
Remember Saudi Arabia? Remember, it's just last week. All right. Ripley hitting the Riptide on Zoe into everyone else on the match. Ah, great days. Anyway, they'll fight at Survivor Series. Why would you go, remember when I nearly beat you? You're like, what?
I've romanticized that a little bit. That's not. They didn't go. Do you remember when we had that match? It was very much like in the hey, I'm gonna beat you, like I beat you at Survivor Series.
Match.
Yeah, I remember when you riptided me onto everybody. I'm gonna get you. So I romanticized it a little bit more than it actually was.
No, that's exactly
It
what
was
happened.
a
You're
bit
giving
more
yourself a good
aggressive.
service. Seth Rollins defeats Sami Zayn to retain the WWE World title. They got time, and it was an even-Steven contest. Seth shows a bit more of a mean streak at times, willing Sami on to give him a fight. Seth gets a near fall of a lovely springboard swanton, followed by a springboard moonsault. Bloody hell.
Yeah, it was really nice.
That was amazing.
Combo.
Sami even kicks out of a pedigree. What? Sami nearly gets a tap out from a lion tamer by Sami, the one Jericho used to do before he got bored. But Seth manages to roll through in a small package to get the sudden 3. Yeah, nice. That it was a flash pinfall, as they say. Oh, no, wait, 2 seconds. They shake hands after the match before the JD attacks Sami. Seth gets amongst it, and Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes even the numbers. Security tries to split them up, and Adam Pearce tells them, "You want to play games? We're going to play games at Survivor Series in Chicago. Travel Scrabble. War games." They continue.
You didn't do it justice. The War Games, Pierce full on went for it, right down the hard cam. He was loving it, and he knew people are going to be comparing me to William Regal here. This isn't fair, so he bloody went for it.
Yeah, go hard or go home.
Yeah,
like,
and
good lad.
He was fantastic. Shades of Byron Saxton.
Are you ready? Game what?
Go Wames on.
It's a 4-way fatal match. I don't know why he sounds like that.
You're competing in a 4-way fatal match.
The Biggin in Wigan.
Oh, Johnny.
Aye, but nice main event here. Made sense. Break from the norm by having the JD constantly, tagging, whatever. But it was just these two going at it.
Yeah, I wanted Sami to win again because I think like if Sami had won, he's won his first main roster world title, WWE. Yeah, come on, have Drew beat him next week. People get more behind Sami. Drew gets the heel turn, and he beats somebody who, let's face it, is more over than Seth Rollins. I think people are getting tired of Seth Rollins, and I know he's doing the little nasty bits here and there.
is
Sami's
winning.
so over still.
Yeah, it's hard to be a babyface and win every single match. When it's like, oh, this will be the time. Oh, no, okay. Like the Nakamura thing, you're like, oh, this will be it. This is a perfect time to. All right, fine. Let's keep on doing this then. Keep on doing this.
Keep on finding it. But yeah, we're getting War Games.
Whee!
At last, they finally pulled the trigger on the War Games announcement, which is nice. They mentioned it at Crown Jewel.
Yeah,
they
they did
mentioned
video
we're doing
package.
a War Games, and then they didn't wait too much longer to go. Here's the teams for War Games. I like it. I like we're getting War Games. Mm-hmm. They're good fun matches.
Yeah, they are. It'll be great.
It was a bit weird that they did announce it like during the Sorry show, but and then it's like if it's like, oh, well, good. It's just like, all right, yeah, well, go see the thing then.
Yeah.
If the sake of
whatever.
2 days,
It's a minor.
It would have been a nice surprise on the night
Yeah.
if they hadn't announced War Games prior.
Yeah, especially with like Pierce's delivery, it's all going bonkers, and then he goes War Games. Like there's the solution, but we already knew that solution was coming. I get what you mean, yeah.
NXT, who whooped that trick? Noam Dar retains the NXT Heritage Cup over Akira Tozawa. Dar got the first fall with a handful of tights and gave Tozawa a cheap shot moments after. Tozawa got a tap out from an ankle lock to even the score going into the final round. Lash Legend pulled Tozawa out the way that Tozawa sent on, giving Dar an opening to hit the Nova Roller for the 3. After match, Oro Mensah got a pacing from the AA, Alpha Academy.
Again, like a great showcase of Tozawa as a wrestler.
Yeah.
Really fun match.
I think this is the best work that Dar's been doing as well since he came up. He's it's not that he didn't have character before, and he's another guy, maximize your minutes and all that. He made like he sort of did the meme thing with Alicia Fox. He knew just how to insert something to make it memorable. He's always been good at that, but they've really sort of let his character develop, and it's great. Love the entrance too.
I love
big
that
fan of the
entrance.
entrance.
Big shades of Vic and Bob's Big Night Out.
It's a bit Bob. All the character select screen from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game. Which is nice. I really like it. Nerd.
Yeah, but these are such a lovely way of presenting Dar's strengths, which put in brackets being a dafty. But why these matches I have these matches on TV if you're then going to have adverts covering half the bloody match? I don't know why they cut half of it out. So these rule on these rule on the live event. I'm going to say pay-per-views, not a Tory. The pay-per-views when they give them but they don't have the adverts coming on. because the entire thing is telling a story over the however many rounds it's going to go to. So
I guess they get nervous with the Heritage Cup because like it's a bit more of a wrestling-y gimmick, and they've done their best to kind of streamline it as much as they can. I really like the Heritage Cup stuff, but I think WWE get too nervous about it being too wrestling-y and too long. Yeah. But it's a nice nod to like World of Sport.
Yeah,
and I still think you can tell some interesting stories in that dynamic. You really can.
Yeah,
as this match proved.
Yeah, it's to the point, isn't it? It really does. You're right. They've trimmed the fat away from it.
Yeah.
That I think anybody who's tuning in and isn't familiar with World of Sport, that doesn't mean anything to them. They're still just really enjoyable.
I think you mean NXT Europe.
Sorry, NXT.
I think you'll find it's ECW.
Shawn Michaels paid for a Mick Foley cameo and
The watermark bouncing away.
and Foley added Tiffany Stratton and Fallon Henley and Dijak and Tyler Bate as NXT Iron Survivor qualifier matches. I put Mick Foley phoning it in like it's his TNA run.
They're getting Hall of Famers to pick the qualifiers. So Jerry Lawler, JBL, and Lita are going to be on in the next couple of weeks.
I think they did this last year. Yeah. Set your recorders for that.
I was watching Foley's eyes. Foley is my favourite, right? I love Foley so much.
As a book
when you're doing a cameo, right? When you're recording it, it shows you the message from the person on the screen, doesn't it? And I always try and make sure I don't look down. It's like, oh, this is going out to Robert or something like that. But Foley's eyes were darting all over the show. He's got his script there.
My favourite wrestler, Dijak. Never heard of him.
It's obviously not a caveat. I've said that for lols, but come on, Foley. Do it landscape.
Yeah, it drives me mad.
Turn it landscape. It's like, right, that's it. That's all you're getting. I'm too busy.
Yeah.
Can you just do it landscape?
Now, you know he didn't do another one because he's on like a pay-as-you-go contract or something. It's such a tight get.
He's run out of data.
Well, what am I made of internet? We're backstage with the winner of the NXT Women's Breakout Tournament, Lola Vice, Elektra Lopez, Kalani Jordan, and Miss NXT Ariana Grace. Do I have to read this? Jordan,
Yes.
Lola, and Lopez argue whilst Ariana tries to shoehorn in positive platitudes, but is ignored to death. It's a horrible way to go. There is a blonde lady behind them not getting involved. A blonde lady, bloody hell, not getting involved, but having a lovely time. I'm going to guess her name is Shirley Onions. In brackets, I've just been told that's Carmen Petrovic. But I might keep calling her Shirley Onions anyway.
It's just a stream of consciousness, isn't it?
Yep.
Anyway, Roxanne Perez warns Lola.
I put in the group chat on Slack, I went with an arrow going, can someone tell me who this is?
Oh, yes, I remember now. Warns Lola that winning the tournament doesn't automatically make you champion, and she shouldn't make enemies in the locker room. Shirley Onions smiles at all this frivolity, but snaps at Ariana when she tries to be inspirational.
What fun we're having on NXT.
Let's put these segments are death. None of these women can speak and sound human. This is what Chat AI has done.
None of it feels like real conversation. These aren't real humans talking.
I had fun reading this version of
Big love
events,
to
though,
Shirley
Tom.
Onions.
Thank you for your fear and loathing in NXT type.
Wouldn't it be terrible if I have a habit of manifesting? Wouldn't it be terrible if someone shouted Shirley Onions at NXT on Tuesday?
Oh, you'd hate that.
That'd be awful, wouldn't it?
Tom booked
Someone-
for NXT and
someone shouted
TNA 1
Shirley
week.
Onions.
Stop trying to get Shirley Onions over.
I think I might have done some irreversible damage to Carmen Petrovic by calling her Shirley Onions.
Moving on. Lara Valkyria,
if she leans into it, she'll be fine.
Cut all this out, Joel. Lara Valkyria,
keep
the
all
new
of it in.
NXT Women's Champion.
At Carmen Petrovic.
Oh, no.
Shirley Onions. Ugh. She puts over Becky Lynch and says she didn't just meet her icon, she beat her icon. Oh, God.
That's how people talk. I'm always doing that. Dr. Seussisms.
Before
People
she
love
can
that. Kids will get bored.
continue, Xia Li appears in the crowd. Lyra lets her into the ring, and Xia asks Lyra if she saw what she did to Becky on Raw. Lyra plans to take Lyra's NXT Women's title, and to prove her point, she kicks a security guard right in the mouth.
Black Mass. It was beautiful, that, wasn't it? That was a good kick.
Good kick to security
Good
guard.
kick.
Yeah, take that, you get.
Yeah, Lyra wasn't. Lyra here spoke like ChatGPT again, unfortunately. Like,
It's not their fault they got these rubbish scripts.
They've been told, read this verbatim,
Yeah.
and then they're having to do what they have to do. If they were allowed to put a little bit of character in there, I think Lyra would be far more interesting.
Yeah. Alpha Academy have a run-in with Drew Gulak's lads. Catch point, in brackets. I'm right in writing this. I accidentally put catchphrase, which makes this Roy Walker would have been a wonderful addition to the
Missed a
group.
word there.
It's not
Yep.
even timed out. You too busy Googling, is his name Roy Walker? I don't say the wrong name on this. But on bloody Google, they make sure you go, I'm going, oh, what do I have in the other presenters?
Admittedly, after I watched 3 episodes of Catchphrase, I had to rewind it and then just see what the catch point were doing. Yeah.
Damon Kemp, Miles Bourne, Charlie Dempsey, and yes, Roy Walker.
And Mr. Chips.
And Mr. Chips. Drew thinks Chad is lowering himself be hanging out with Mr. Chips, and this leads to Otis challenging Drew to a match later tonight.
What do I want later? Watch on your screens. Here it comes. Somebody strike a match, right? I thought you'd like that.
I did.
I did.
I'm having a
Don't anymore.
stroke.
Catchphrase. Would it be terrible if at NXT on Tuesday everyone calls them catchphrase?
Yeah, get.
I'm using this podcast as a chance to book NXT. I've not booked NXT.
Go clear
yet.
out your car now, so there's room in the back of the back.
I booked AEW. I booked
Shirley
TNA.
Onions.
I need to book NXT now.
Enter Roy Walker signs for the next episode of NXT.
Please, someone take a Roy Walker sign to NXT. Preferably sat next to somebody with a sign that says Shirley Onions.
And then you have to fight the pair of you. There can be only one. It's like Highlander. Otis says something like, hey, Gulak, stretch this. Hey. And I put, yeah, Otis dick. Which somehow makes Tom's contribution to the podcast even better than they were before. A referee leaves Shawn Michaels' office, which has been a red flag in wrestling since 1997. Oh, we're back on track. Anyway, Shawn's told the ref to use discretion in the match between Bron Breakker and Come Tuesday. JC Jane walks into HBK's room in the background. I need to sneeze. Talk amongst yourselves.
I think it was JC Jane.
I think it was, yeah.
Oh,
Pretty
yeah.
sure it was.
Who might it have been, Tom?
Oh, well, it definitely wasn't Shirley Onions, because Shirley Onions, as we all know, Shirley Onions is a lovely blonde lady.
Catchphrase has too many people for it to be them.
Not one of them looked like the lady that walked into Shawn Michaels' office. There's like hardcore NXT fans that are going to be chasing me with pitchforks down the road.
I'm sure you can outrun two people.
Dare you get the Ross and
Tiffany Stratton defeated Fallon Henley in an Iron Survivor qualifying match. Stratton catches Fallon off a crossbody and dumps her through the middle rope, which gets a holy poo chant. Tiff wins with a chop block on Fallon's injured knee, followed up with the prettiest moonsault ever.
right.
Good stuff.
It was a nice match between these two.
Yeah,
had a lovely time.
I like prettiest wrestler ever. And then Wesley is back, speaking of pretty. He's interviewed by Mackenzie Mitchell, but is interrupted by Baron Corbin. Oh my God, did Baron blast this poor little sap?
Yeah, he did.
Oh my God. They even put down.
Nobody
put
cares.
down.
It was so
Wow, I should make a comeback by leaving and coming, just returning and no one caring. Because he's right. Yeah. Just absolutely buried him, mate. So good. Lee has a list of things he's working through. Now he's back and he hints at adding Corbin to it. Very Jericho of you.
I wish they would do this with Corbin on the main roster, or would have done it with Corbin on the main roster, because the guy's really quick, he's really funny, and when he doesn't give a toss, when he's just burying people, it's so good.
It's easier on the NXT because he's a bigger fish there. Like
Yeah.
he gets bullied a lot on the main roster.
Yeah,
he's come here so he can pick on people.
Yeah, and it works because Gary's like, yeah, I'm better than you. You haven't won much. Yeah, but I was on WrestleMania. Damn it, he's right. Says Wagner here. Come Tuesday, gets on a roll against Braun, but starts getting dizzy, giving Braun an opening.
Oh, they have a match here, by the way. I forgot to put
Von, oh yeah, he's resting by the way.
they're resting. They haven't just turned up.
Backstage, Von would go on to put Braun through the table, but Braun pushes Von into the steel steps and low blows him. Braun, the naughty dog, then goes after Mr. Stone, and when Von tries to save him, eats a spear for his trouble. A second in the ring puts Cum away. Mr. Stone cracks Breaker over a steel chair, which is zero effective. Wagner comes to his manager's aid and powerbombs Braun through the table. Stone and Wagner hug to end the segment.
The story of the match was Von Wagner had a bad head. And every time he started getting into moves, he was like, "Ooh, my head." But he somehow muscled through and got a powerbomb in at the end.
It's actually working for me.
Yeah?
Watching it. Yeah, genuine. I don't know what the general
You're getting behind
consensus
somebody
is.
working through CTE to get his revenge. That's right, keep going.
Every time he gets an offensive bit, he goes, "The bells, the bells."
I don't know. It's humanized him.
Yeah.
I look, Ross would love it and agree everything you're saying here, but listen to crowd reactions. He was getting over when all his gimmick was, "I'm going to put you through a table, yeah," and that was all he needed to do. The crowd give less of a toss about him, or even his manager getting beat up by Braun. They love booing Braun because he's a dick. He's doing a good job with that. But then they piped up going, "Yay, a table, a table." So I don't know what they're trying to be both wet and dry at the same time with this guy. And he lost. Oh, sympathetic. He's avenging his manager. The idiot lost.
He got Rowenge, though, and he put him through the table.
Oh, that's good. Well done, Lance Archer. Backstage, Carmelo Hayes is asked about Trick's return and reiterates he did not have relations with that Trick. He's going to give Trick some. That's a good reference for people in the 40s. Jesus Christ. You know the kids love Maffew. You know they love the Collect fans. You know who TikTok loves? Former United States President Bill Clinton.
The Clinton years.
Yes. Another reference.
Wrestling in the Clinton
Jesus
years.
Christ. He's going to give Trick some answers tonight. The Brown Brutes are walking around a dinghy. Is that dingy?
Dingy. They're walking round a dinghy. Yeah, we're not going far, are we? We should sit down, really, because we're rocking the dinghy.
That's why I have a limited vocabulary, because I like to stick to words I know. Walking around a dinghy trading estate, dressed in Peaky Blinders cosplay. This was just... They talk about their history of scrapping, complete with footage of Ridge Holland playing Ruggers and some classic Pete Dunne indie 8x10s. Wow, I've definitely seen a few of these. They're going to fight out the mud next week. They were like, I swear at one point it says, we went up and down the country fighting people in pubs and working men's clubs. You're like...
They're not wrong. I have seen Pete Dunne fight in a working men's club, but it was in the back room, like with a paid event. Where
yeah, there you go. See, when you say it like
where
that...
you buy a ticket
Right.
and a raffle ticket as well.
There's like blowing the
so
wires
he's not
going...
lying.
Fancy going up to Essex? Why? Just for a fight? Oh,
He's definitely had a match at the Frog and Bucket, which is a pub that has a function room. So they're not lying. He's fought in pubs and working men's clubs.
They're technically...
Just not in the way they're making out.
Right. They're technically...
They're not making out.
Thank you.
In the dinghy.
So you're technically right, which is, of course, the best way of being correct.
Yes.
So, yeah, it was just funny because it was just like, all right, Americans saying, all right, English people, do what you do best.
It would have been good, like,
Go on.
when was it popular, Peaky Blinders? When did that come out?
Like mid to late 2010s?
Yeah. Spot on with the timing.
Yeah, that's pretty much how it
Very
works.
WWE.
I didn't realize how much they ripped it off, British Strong Style, for the Progress Run until I saw Peaky Blinders. Oh, they even got the song from the TV show. I had no idea. Anyway, the Braun Brutes, I've already said that. Roxanne Perez and Kalani Jordan defeat Lola Vice and Elektra. Whoa, sorry, the sneeze is killers. Elektra Lopez. Ariana Grace, Miss NXT, wishes all four wrestlers luck in the match before pulling up a high chair.
A high? It was a director's chair.
It looked like a high chair.
With a bib on.
She had a dinner while she was watching.
A high chair.
I mean, I don't know. A high chair is what you sit your toddler in.
All the garbage I've written in these notes, the issue is high chair.
Sorry, yeah.
I'm jumping on
true,
this.
though.
What, you think she's in a dinghy?
She sat on a stool in a
So she had a mashed up banana and she watched the match.
I loved it if she had a mashed up banana while watching the match. That would have been a great bit of character development.
They managed to avoid the distraction of her asking where does the sky come from. To Lopez eats pop rocks and a moonsault to give the win. Ariana goes to announce the winners, but she's attacked by Christ in heaven, Shirley Onions, who is fed up of Miss NXT talking. It says here, quote, boo, Shirley Onions, boo.
I wasn't expecting Shirley Onions to come back, and I was glad that she did.
I'm crying, and it's because
They
I've
have
got
a
Shirley
lovely-
Onions in
They're
my
having a
eyes.
little feud on Twitter, Shirley Onions.
I've heard that.
And Ariana Grace.
Yes, that's what all the people talk about.
Embrace it and get Cena. This is Onion's ring.
Oh, no! This smells like onions. I'm Shirley Onions and you're getting layered. You're getting pickled! Yes! I'm Shirley Onions and you're getting pickled! He's done it. He's done it!
Former leader of the schism, Tom Campbell.
Shirley Onions.
He's put himself in it here. Former leader of the schism, Tom Campbell. Oh, he looks like you. But he's got a nose piercing now. He's a little septum deal.
That's how you can tell them apart.
I'm so glad of it. We could get stopped to there.
Tom Campbell, who is not just content with ruining wrestlers on the show, now he's in the show itself.
I decided to write myself into NXT.
Mary Sue was cutting a promo talking about the voices in his head. He said when he was around people, the voice was quiet. Voice was quieter, but now he's in his own personal hell and he knows what to do. Talk about Sonic, talk about Sonic, talk about Sonic.
What did commentary say when it finished? They just went, what was that about?
Yeah.
Yeah, Vic was like, what a loony. Neither of them cared. It's a rare neither care situation. Usually Vic has to rein Booker in, explain what's happening. But this time Vic was like, what the hell was that
Does he
crap?
care when you hear Booker go, oh, the driver's nearby.
Yeah. Come on to the front, come on to the front.
Code 42.
Don't say it's me. Go for it. Thanks, leader of the schism.
You're welcome.
Just him without the lads, isn't it? All right, cool. Otis beats Drew Gulak, outlasting Gulak's Mad Mat skills of a shoot caterpillar. Thank you. The Shades played great roster and a power bomb. They all have a dance at the end. Lovely.
That's the match. That's all it is. They have a little dance.
Wait a minute. Yes, you're right. That is actually what happened. God. Tiff Stratz and Kiana James are talking in Mean Girls about the women's locker room. In the background, Boa, all right, okay, is seen in full makeup chatting to the wall. What? Except it's not the wall, it's somebody else who has the same face paint as Boa. Boa is building an army. You could say she's a boa constructor. No offense, Tom, but I'm gonna send an anonymous email to NXT, just a bunch of lies about you, so you do not continue to have an influence on the show.
I totally get why I got a message from saying, please don't let Tom do the podcast again. Totally on board with it.
From Scott Damore. Chase University time. JC Jane interrupts.
Can we explain that Boa's building an army? I'm buzzing for this. Boa, I used to love Boa. And obviously, your face. Oh, I'm sorry. I don't think there was.
Go on.
I don't think you were a Boa unbeliever in the room here. I love Boa. And it was weird because at the start of this thing, it genuinely looked like he was chatting to the wall. And I was like, what is...
The wall, brother.
Like,
The wall.
not the wall, brother. The wall. And then all of a sudden, this other person just walks in, and it's almost like he realizes he's got the face paint on. And it's like, ooh. So I was like, oh, we're getting like I reckon this should just keep going on in the background until there's like 300 of them. And then they acknowledge it. Where have they all come from?
He's just like bacteria. They all splinter off. One by one.
Bacteria.
Duplicate.
Boa gets a feel weird. Oh, what am I going to do if someone finds out? So, knock, housekeeping. Don't come in, don't come in.
There's loads of people all with the makeup on.
You haven't got a plan. What's happening? Why do I have this ability?
Did someone order a burger? It's a room service.
No. You know, this isn't Boa Kati.
Yeah, he's done it. This is spreading like bacteria.
Yeah, I feel ill. JC Jane intercepts, I should say, a letter from one of Tony D'Angelo's low-level scrubs. That's not very nice. Before she and Andre Chase are interrupted by Delightful Hudson and Thea Hale. He cancels the class so they can strategize for their NXT tag title match next week against Tony D and Stacks, which Delightful Hudson's like, I didn't know about that. Andre takes a long look at the letter and looks nervous. He looks like me reading Tom's notes for this. He's like, oh, God, I have to read this. Oh, no. We still don't know what's happening, but JC Jane knows something is afoot.
What do you think it is? I really enjoyed this bit. I did love Chase U so much.
I love Chase U.
Really
have
great.
you seen him twitching?
Yeah. Oh, what a likable bloke he is. He's lovely, isn't he? And he doesn't look like any other wrestler on the planet.
Yeah, I thought that.
He's got a really unique look about him.
You get because he's,
I reckon he's going to go down the Sami Zayn route because he's so likable. And I think he'll just work his way up and people will be like, oh, okay, this is a guy we can get behind. He's an everyman, isn't he? He looks like you or I. I love him.
Oh,
I
you're
think
doing
he's got-
so well. You set his career back a year. But yeah, no, I agree. Like, it's like, and it's like, what's the secret?
I wonder whether they struck a deal and they're going to lose the titles. Whether like there's going to be something happen next week and they'll lose the titles back to Tony D and Stax. Like he struck a little deal with them, and they're going to pay like a generous donation to the university.
All the bursaries are being paid for by
We lost
Italian restaurant money.
We lost the titles, but on the plus side, we have this check for £1 million to build a new football field at
And
JSU.
some tagliatelle.
Yeah, just pasta everywhere.
Yes.
It's covered in bolognese.
This is one bowl for the entire group. Like, all right, great.
Covered in penny.
Ty Jack
Penny.
Do you
defeats.
two like each other?
Nah.
I'm playing it off.
we think in another universe we probably dated.
Yeah.
In another universe, we've definitely done it.
Is that code for last week?
Oh yeah, that's what I mean.
Is this
yeah.
what we're doing? All right.
It was last week, wasn't it? Yeah.
It meant room, not universe.
Not necessarily.
Ty Jack defeats. It's amazing what Flashwipe can do. Ty Jack defeats Tyler Bate in an
Like that
Iron
film.
Survivor qualifier match. Jesus. Ty Jack demolishes Bate at the start like I did with throwing him to the ground. Bate rally. I didn't say anything. You filled in the rest in your head. Bate rallies and hits it. No one cares. It's a starting superplex and airplane spin. Bate goes to a super German suplex, but Dijak lands on his bloody feet, which is great for the big lad. Bate attempts a Brett's rope dive, but Dijak catches him and turns it into Feast Your Eyes for the win.
You're a big Dijak fan, aren't you?
Yes, I am a big person.
Why do you like him?
That's a good question. Oh, damn it.
Genuine question, because I don't get it. I think he's great in the ring.
He can be great. I'm not a fan of this personality where he's currently like, can I look like Stallone in Cobra?
This is it. It looks like he's playing wrestler.
Yeah, this bit where he's heavily... I mean, obviously it's better than bloody Retribution, but still, I'm not raving over, or we would torture lads backstage. It's like, all right. And then sometimes he's a face, and you're like, wait, I've seen what you did. Oh, come on, man. His wrestling style used to be a bit more fluid. This match was all right. I mean, it's just weird he's getting a bit of a push because Mick Foley put him over as like his favorite wrestler.
Is that what it is?
No, I do like the idea of him, but now you've said that and asked me to think, I'm like, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Dragunov match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The whole gimmick of like judge is something that should be the character who's playing a judge should be one like, right, you're guilty, so you're sentenced to death, and then they just walk out, batters you, and leaves. A bit like a 911 type deal, as opposed to, right, I'm your judge, you're an executioner. Let's have a long wrestling match.
Yeah.
It should be somebody. It should be something a bit more explosive than like someone who wrestles long matches. So maybe it's a great gimmick, maybe not for Dominik Dijakovic.
Speaking of bad gimmicks, Tyler Bate is now serious. He's cut his hair, and he no longer looks like he eats jam sandwiches with Mr. Toad by the river.
I wish he'd stop whinging about people bigging him up when he was young.
I was going to say,
That's all he
like,
does now. It's go,
Yeah.
oh, everybody was saying like, oh, I'm just such a hot young prospect and I've got a great, bright future ahead of me. Yeah, that's when we liked you.
yeah. This feels like when in WCW, they would talk about how Buff Bagwell was the 1993 Rookie of the Year in like 98. You're like, you can't keep on bringing up 5 years after the fact, mate. It's a bit sad at that point. And like, even when he was going like, oh, me and Butch, we had that match of the year, 2017. You're like, yeah. Have you looked at the calendar recently? Have you looked at anything, any outside technology recently, you dirty hippie? But now he's serious, and it's like, oh, God, go back to being that. Because now he's just like, I've got to be in it to win it, and I used to be good. You're like, oh, God. I just feel bad for him.
Remember, it all used to be good.
Yeah. A long time ago.
He didn't like it. I remember him putting tweets out or saw some interview and stuff. When he was like super hot on the British indie scene, and he was like, I wish people would stop talking about my age. No, embrace that. That's why you're so interested, because you're so good at such a young age.
Maybe it's something you can't grasp at that point in your life.
Yeah,
like,
maybe.
It's a
maybe
big
he
thing with
gets it
Leon
now.
Slater at the moment. Like Leon Slater's like no age at all, and he's about to take over the world. A similar thing with Tyler Bate.
Is that why you're doing stuff for TNA? So you can like buy him booze?
Basically, just so I can buy him beer in America.
And who are you? I'm his dad.
Come on, son, go wrestle a match.
I'm not going to serve
I'm
you
going to
this.
start talking like
Have you
Mark.
seen catchphrase? Murray? All right. Take your
That's
booze.
it.
Get out. Get out.
I love Leon Slater, but I mean, I spent half the time explaining all my references to him. Like, we're in different generations.
I said ping pong balls, not kick. Leave. So I'm calling the police.
So her name's Shirley Onions now.
You're twice his age, aren't you?
I am,
Goodness
yes.
me. We've wasted our lives.
Someone grabbed a lovely photo of me and him in the ring at North, and it looks like the worst rap battle contestant you've ever seen. Because it's me like
it's not that bad.
It's me mid-flow, like announcing him to the ring. But what I love about Leon, like he's proper into when I'm announcing him. Like he's into it, and like I'm just there, like halfway through a scream, and Leon's there, like picking me up, and I was just like, it looks like he's like a help the aged thing, joining a rap battle. You know, he's doing some care in the community and looking after this old boy whose dream it was to beat Eminem.
And now he eats M&M.
Now he eats M&Ms.
Hands together for our competition winner, Tom Campbell.
Every day's a bonus.
Winner of the raffle, Tom Campbell.
What a prize.
Anyway, Dijak looked good here.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Trick Willie arrives and beaches his car as he walks in the... Beaches his car?
He just ditches it, doesn't he?
There's another term for that.
Beach it, yeah.
Like,
I've known that
is that
before.
like, is a beach like a ditch? Because I would agree.
I've
disagree with
heard
that.
just beach
I've
the
seen
car,
garden
where you
force.
just sort of just pull up wherever and just leave it there. You
but-
beach it.
I've never heard that. Fair enough,
Beaches his
thank you.
car.
One day, somebody's going to get their car stolen, and they'll have to install a new policy about proper parking. I mean, you're not wrong.
I'm not wrong. It's not an interesting fact, but it's just there.
Yeah, but it is a true one.
It's
yes.
truth. It's a
It
truth.
is revealed that, as well as Mick Foley and other legends, oh god, I wonder why we brought this up again.
line of your Dynamite, really.
He said it, not me. We'll get there.
Sorry, that's why I laughed then. I was reading
No,
ahead.
we can't skip this main event segment.
No, we
NXT.
absolutely
Yeah, come on.
can't.
As well as Mick Foley, other legends have done the Iron Survivor qualifying matches, such as Lawler, Lita, and JBL. I hope Lawler books himself into the tournament. And then Carmelo Hayes is out to go face to face with Trick Willie, who many think, Carmelo attacked. Trick comes out and Hayes pleads his case, but Trick is upset and confused. Why can't Trick be there the same way he was there for Hayes? I'm going to sneeze.
Bless you.
Thank you. No, I've got a bow in my nose. Trick asks him to point blank, did he attack him? Before Hayes can answer, after all, he's only had 3.5 minutes to do so right now, Lexis King interrupts. He stirs the pot whilst failing to put his sunglasses in his top pocket.
So fun. Have you not seen it?
It's amazing.
I was trying not to look at
I'm
him,
surprised
but,
you haven't
like-
sent it.
Yeah.
No one watches NXT.
So he's
Or my
trying,
mates
to get them in in his massively oversized jacket, which is like 3 sizes too big for him anyway. Sleeves are down there. And he just can't do it. And he bollocks to it. Just throws him aside.
And then if you look again, you see like the top of there is a button on the pocket, but he was nowhere near it. If he looked down, he would have seen it, but he was too busy looking cool and just decided just to chuck his glasses on the floor.
If only that was the worst bit of this. So he stirs the pot, can't get his sunglasses in. King says it may not have been Hayes. It may have been a newcomer looking to make an impact. Trick goes to hit Lexus, and Lexus dodges, meaning Trick clatters Carmelo Hayes. That's being incredibly dangerous. Incredibly complimentary, I should say, of that segment. Trick goes to hit Lexus, and Lexus dodges. It looked like this. If I'm him and you're Lexi, well, yeah. There was no way it was going near him. It was rubbish. It was completely bloody awful. If you threw a grenade at him, it would have come nowhere near him. We're left with more questions than answers in a weird segment. That's what Vic Joseph said. I'll quote Vic Joseph to summarize this crap. How dare you? But this was a rubbish segment because they went, well, did you do it? Let me know. And then Lexus King came out, a.k.a. bloody Daddy Hart without the cats, to make it even worse. And just go, well, did he? I'm like, they were about to say so. Why is this? And then bloody family affairs come Emmerdale. Ooh, oh no, this was really bad by the sounds of it. NXT doesn't always have amazing segments, as we know. But even Ross would be hard to defend the crapness of this.
I like that it's been so many weeks. I know I said 3.5 minutes here, but it's been so many weeks since Trick was attacked, and Carmelo is adamant he didn't do it, but just hasn't told him yet, and has just gone, right, before I give you my answer, like if I was accused of doing that, I'd be like, right, before anything else, no, I didn't, right? Here's where I was. He's just been, he's dragged it out so much where I think, well, if he hasn't done it, he's an idiot.
Yeah.
If he hasn't done it, he's just an arse.
Sorry, I meant to say it wasn't me. Sorry, it took you 4 weeks to say that. Like, yeah.
If it turns out it's not him, I was like, well, why have you spun this out so long, you silly Billy?
Plus, it might have been Lexus King. I'm looking forward. No, I'm not. I'm looking forward to bloody idiot being a top main event. Bloody.
Oh, I like him.
What do you like about him?
Good question. I think he's got charisma. I don't think he's shown it off very well in NXT, but I do think he's got charisma. I think he's got a great look as well. Jacket aside.
He needs to learn where the
Great-
pocket is
great
and he'll
look.
be fine.
Aye. AEW Dynamite. Ojo, no.
I'll explain that, right? I'm trying to appeal to the Ute.
I know what it is. Yeah.
Ojo, no. That is off TikTok. Yeah, that was the one that I did. Thank you.
Like it.
Yes.
Like it. 10 on 10.
Well done. You do it like sped up. Backstage, Tony Schiavone introduces the show, and the fat old prick is approached by MJF. MJF says he won't be pinned again before being called by Adam Cole. Cole says he should recruit Samoa Joe for his match against the Guns. MJF refuses, saying he'll defend the tag titles solo. Enter Daniel Garcia. MJF says Garcia's getting the match because he values talent over tenure.
I like this because so many people were confused about why he, like with his win-loss record and everything, why he's getting the match. It seemed so random. So
Yeah.
I'm glad they tried to do something there.
Yeah, on the show itself. I
Yeah.
guess.
Well, that was a response to all the crap that they've been getting online, wasn't
Yes,
it?
due to logic. Enter Roddy Strong in the Kingdom, but MJF doesn't want to hear any of it and walks away. Strong tells Cole that MJF is the devil. Cole hangs up. Roddy says it's time to remind everybody who he is. Yeah. I like the fat old.
I liked it, and I was a big fan of the way that they tried to. Who said fat old prick? Was it
MJF, that's what he calls him. Yeah. I didn't just write in. I didn't go Tony Schiavone, fat old prick. I like Tony.
I was going to
Fat
say,
old prick to his friends.
I missed that part. But it was definitely something they had to address with I didn't have an issue with Daniel Garcia stepping up on Rampage and going, hey, I'll have a fight. I'll have a match for the title. I want a match for the title. But I'm glad that they sort of addressed it at the start.
It was like MJF wanted it, so
Yeah.
it's okay. If it had just been like, oh, I want a match, of course you do. Everybody does. That's the point, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's just Daniel Garcia's so low down in the overall scheme of things in AEW. It's like he gets a world title shot. You're like, what?
That's why they needed MJF to go. Yeah, this is cool.
The only issue is that it's reactive, not proactive.
Yes,
There you go.
Agreed.
In the sense that they're having to do that because they've made a decision and everyone's gone and everyone's just plopped all over it.
At least they did something.
They've had to do it. They've not done it because this is a story we're going to take. They're like, no, we need to explain why we're doing this thing very quickly.
Yeah.
Yeah, so obviously that's going to build up later on when they do the title. Oh, no, it's now. MJF defeats Daniel Garcia to retain the title, tapping him out with the salt of the earth. MJF offers a handshake after the match, and Garcia was about to do it until Maynard and Parker cut him off twice.
There you go.
It was a solid match. It was okay. Wasn't like amazing or anything else like that. I think Garcia got to show off what he can do. Yep. Sure. I think MJF got some nice little counters in. He did that one little move where they didn't even know what to call it, where he span around. Oh, I've even written down what it was. Oh, it was like the spinny thing. Great, Maffew. Don't say out loud. You look like an idiot. He did a cool thing. Honest. Whatever. But yeah, the crowd didn't seem that into it, but they do like MJF. That makes sense. They also like in the picture-for-picture bit, some fan went like, "You suck, MJF." Somebody stopped what you're doing and said, "Shut up, fat boy." Go on, yay! Sting and Darby Allin defeated the Outrunners. Sting has only wrestled in the state of Oregon once before, back in '89 against Ric Flair. Cool. Sting.
Oh, that is cool. That is cool.
Wait.
I think that was nice. You know what?
Wait,
I love
the state of Oregon. No, it's
Portland, Oregon. Yeah, Oregon's the state.
Oregon's the state.
Yeah.
Portland, Oregon.
He's
Oh,
only,
yeah, you're
he's
right.
only
Yeah, it is.
wrestled.
Yeah.
The
Ric Flair
state of
once
Oregon.
before.
Oh, no, it's Oregon, Maine. Portland, Oregon. Yeah, sorry. I'm confused.
What I loved about this is the Outrunners, who are just great value, really, really fun to watch. They've got to wrestle Sting now. How cool is that?
That's
Before
something
everybody
they'll have
goes.
forever, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's really awesome.
Plus, they look like the type of team that Sting may have been.
Yeah, exactly.
Gone to the wrong wrestling school.
I can't help but think aesthetically that's probably why they were chosen
Yeah.
for this particular role.
And I'm all right with this. Sting just came out, played the hits, wasn't very long. Crowd like, yay, that was it. Doesn't always need to be an epic. Just like Sting's retirement tour. Yay, we've got to see him.
But what's
Yeah,
nice
cool,
is that there's
fine,
the
quick.
AEW, if AEW are going to insist on just having matches, like as a big part of what they do rather than long stories, at least everywhere Sting goes now, there's a little bit of history there where they go, well, this is the last time he'll wrestle here because it was back then he did that. So there's every match that he has now on AEW television, there's some reason for it.
Yep.
Which is fine.
Darby takes the bumps, hot tag Sting, yay.
Yep,
Nothing wrong with
agreed.
that. Timeless Tony Storm and Hikaru Shida are backstage with timely Tony Schiavone, the fat prick. Tony says that although Shida may have the title, she will never have the spotlight because it belongs to her. Tony and Shida sign the contract. Tony Storm, I should say, not Tony Schiavone. God, that's annoying. Storm and Shida sign the contract. That's better. Shida tells her what will happen is what will always happen. She will beat Tony at Full Gear. Taz really makes a segment by going, how do they know they're in black and white? And why did Tony say, adjust your set? People don't have TV sets to adjust anymore. Man's got a point.
Timeless Tony Storm is winning it. I genuinely think she's winning it.
Yeah, 100%. And she should.
Yeah, this is I don't know whether I don't know whether it was meticulously planned. With AEW, I kind of doubt it. I feel like they've stumbled upon something great that Tony Storm is doing, and they've given her the room to create with it. And they've created a character, a persona, and a star. So give her the belt.
I want to make an apology. Last time I was on this podcast, they did the silent movie thing.
Oh, during the picture-in-picture?
I didn't watch it picture in
No,
picture.
I'm with you.
And I
Yeah,
was
yeah.
so confused because my dodgy download was just like it was full screen.
Your Fight TV subscription.
So we do have one. I can just watch it at double speed if I torrent it. So it wasn't picture in picture. Hey, we're legally. That's not even breaking the law. You're not allowed.
Carry
We
on.
paid for it.
Carry
We got
on.
the rights
So
to-
you saw the thing.
As long as you delete your ROMs after 24 hours, you're fine.
Exactly. That's definitely the. No copyright intended in the description, so it's all right. So it wasn't picture in picture for mine,
Yeah.
and I remember going like, "This is a bit weird. Why don't you go picture in picture?" It was, and my copy wasn't. So I want to apologise for that.
No,
a few
obviously,
weeks
it
ago.
was the idea was if you were an American or didn't want to buy the Fight TV subscription, whatever, that you saw like pizza or whatever, and then she'd be in the corner and it's all right.
Yeah.
You're right.
Dancing.
I also was there
Good.
going, I was given no setup for this, like, and I'm like,
Fat
what the
sex,
hell was this? Not realizing it's supposed to be a thing in the corner as a
Yeah,
joke. But yeah,
good.
full screen, it loses some of the effect. Or like,
But apparently it retained viewers. Like it was a success because
Oh, for
normally when
sure.
people dip away from the picture-in-picture, it actually retained people because they were like, "What's going on in the corner? I want to watch it." Because will something else happen? And nothing else happened, but it was brilliant.
I think they should do that, not every week, but every
No.
second or third week. I think that's a really good way of increasing retention on the shows. It was good, and I'm sorry.
I think one way you could do it in a picture-in-picture is have a wrestler call out a really slow wrestler. So I'm going to call you out for a fight now, picture-in-picture, and it's them just waiting for the wrestler because they're really slow.
just walk out.
Yeah, it's like, I'll be there in a minute. And as the
Ladies
break
and
ends,
gentlemen, Jim
Whoa! Jim Ross. They walk out as the picture ends. And you have to follow them walking backstage really slowly.
It's just taking a massive dump. Speaking of great stuff, Swerve Strickland defeats Penta El Zero M, an absolute banger. Too much happening to mention, but bloody hell, there was a great destroy in the apron by Penta. Oh, God, a reverse 450, and Swerve picks up the win with the stomp, and he absolutely nailed the stomp. He doesn't always do it, but like Penta was like, yeah, his. After the match, Adam Page saves Penta from a beatdown, batters Swerve and some security with a chair, then hits Strickland with a dead eye off the ramp through a table. Bloody hell, because you know it did invade his home.
I think Swerve should be the man to beat MJF.
Oh,
I think he could be, yeah.
Legit, I just think he's on fire right now.
Yeah, I thought he's so good at being a dick here. Also, they did like the cool stuff with the, I'll do a move and you do a move at the same time, blah, 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 that's passe. But just the work he was doing to Penta, snapping his tongue, his arm, his shoulder, everything. Penta's either going to not be able to stand up or be able to feel better than he's felt in years after this match, all the stuff that went on in him. And yeah, manipulating his joints like RVD with a microscope I've put here. That doesn't work at all, does it? You don't manipulate with a microscope, Maffew. That's horrible. Say something, Tom.
I like how this is not just lit a fire under Swerve, it's lit a fire under Paige as well. There's an intensity in Paige's eyes. And the whole thing, it's a weird story to have where Paige starts off this thing as being like, hey, you know what? I'm happy to be here. This is great. And Swerve's like, oh, you've got something really special. Like, this is going back weeks where he's like, you know, you're coasting on this. I really want what you've got. And Paige was super chill as he always is going into it. And now Swerve has really got him going and like wound up Adam Page. And I really like this Adam Page. Like,
He's
you don't
back.
see it very often.
No, he's back.
Yeah.
It was really, really just excellent to see that intensity that we haven't necessarily seen from Adam Page since I guess pre-title reign.
Yeah, you had to really coax it out of him and had to go and invade his house to do it. But that's brilliant. And then all the more painful when Swerve beats him.
Yep.
That's it. I was there going, like I said earlier before, like, why are we doing the rematch? Like, Swerve's so far above Hangman Page right now. Like, isn't maybe lowering himself for this? We're doing a rematch, but then, went and saw his kid. It's like, Hangman Page does need to get his revenge.
We need a gimmick match that Swerve can beat him on.
But I'm like, but I don't care if he gets his revenge. And then here it's like doing dead eyes off the ramp, going, I'll kill you. It's like, oh, okay, no, I'm into this. Yeah.
I'm into it.
And again, Swerve, damn good. Ooh. Backstage, Jay White gloats about beating MJF. Says he spends all his time searching his own name and hypes the match with Briscoe.
He said it.
He does. That can't sue him for slander, can you? Some sort of promotion with Yakuza, in brackets, the video game, not the actual crime syndicate. Yeah, come on, man. This is in the mid-2000s. Kenny says we're getting a Like a Dragon street fight. Maffew, talk about video games for a bit. Sega are a popular video... I mean, they are still, obviously not the 90s anymore, but yeah, Yakuza's a big deal franchise for them, and they've got a very subtle... You may have missed it, so subtle... bit of partnership with them, where Don Callis was talking about the match, and then was just like, yes, they will fight like mythical creatures. You may say they may fight like a dragon. Oh, what a name! Well, would you believe it?
The name of the game was on the side.
Yeah, of the apron.
The man with no, whatever. What's the game called? The man with no face or something like that. It's like an Ed Leslie gimmick. the man, like the man with no trousers on, or something like that.
The man with the booty.
What's the game called? This the Yakuza.
Fight like a dragon.
Is it called? But wasn't there like a silhouette of somebody? It was like the man without it, or have I mistook it?
Maybe. I don't play Yakuza.
Neither do I. But I was just basing it on what I saw on the side.
I was happy. I was just also confused. Like,
are you able to look that up, Joel? Just so because I'm worried I might have had a stroke. Because I'm sure like it had like a silhouette like you'd use to go WWE wrestler in contract problems for a news video.
That's what's called Yakuza presents contract problems. Question mark.
Yakuza presents XW champion joining AEW. Yeah, so on the side of the ring, I'm sure they have the name
Joe's
of
doing nothing.
the game. No, he's Googling.
Oh, you're on your phone. Oh, sorry. I beg your pardon.
He's actually Googling. Well, okay.
While he's doing that, the golden...
Oh,
You were right. It's called The Man Who Erased His Name.
the man who erased his name.
So Like a Dragon's not the subtitle of the Yakuza game?
It's not called Yakuza. It's called
Is it called Like a
called
Dragon?
Like a Dragon, Gaiden. The Man Who Erased His Name.
That's the name?
I think it's part of the Yakuza
That's horrible,
series.
I knew it was an Ed Leslie gimmick.
It looked like Yakuza.
Yeah.
I wrote that without even thinking.
Yeah.
I've watched Sam's streams and
That's
he
a Sega
plays
thing,
them.
so
Yeah.
Thank
Anyway,
you, Joel.
Thank you,
Cheers.
Should have been Sonic the Hedgehog.
I'm glad,
Just
that,
saying.
I'm glad me and Tom had to ask Joe about a Sega game.
Yeah.
Ugh, we're getting old, mate.
Should have been that firefighting game that they did. Do you remember what I mean?
Burning Rangers.
Burning
See,
Rangers.
90s, no problem. Didn't even need a blink for that one.
Burning Rangers.
What do you do in Burning Rangers?
Firefight.
Is that it?
Yeah,
The
it's a
buildings
fight.
are on fire and you go.
Yeah,
and
it's like an
extinguish
arcade
them.
game where you go out and put out fires.
That sounds great fun.
Brilliant.
Love that.
That's why Sega lost the war. Golden Jets are being interviewed backstage when they're approached by the Bucks. Oh, goody. Bucks says Kenny has forgotten about the Elite. Trash talk Jericho, and a match is set up for Full Gear where the guaranteed tag title shot is on the line. Oh, they remembered that. Good, right. However, if the Bucks win, the Jets have to split up.
Jet.
Thank you. Yeah, that works as well. I'll put wah. Just for the Young Bucks.
They made some little punk overtures here where Omega said, "Oh, you're acting like children," and Matt Jackson was like, "Oh, somebody I respect saying that to me," or something like that, as a little overture to Punk.
Oh, they always have to be doing references
Yeah.
to this stupid stuff only they care about. Look, the
I
Young
think you'll
Bucks
find
are
in episode 4 this happened.
The Young Bucks, I'm over them, man. They've done this feud. They've done this exact same thing multiple times beforehand. And I put, do they do these type of promos because they know people search, quote, Young Bucks moan loudly, and they want those search hits or something? That was a bit forced. Also, we've done this feud, they've done this match. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. We've had this.
Oh, our screen's gone off behind us. For
We've been
those
talking
watching
that
on the
long.
podcast.
It's done the loop. It's back on.
But and this is again the issue that you have with AEW is it is not kind to the passive viewer. because, like, aren't the Golden Jets about to team with the Big Show and Ibushi to fight the Callis family? Why are we having this thing backstage going, oh, hey, mates, let's have a match with a massive stipulation on the future of our team? Well, hang on, we've got a street fight next week sponsored by Daytona USA. Let's get that done before focusing on that. Why do we have to, like, do
Oh, no, it's the Wambulance to stop things, Tom. I'm sorry. You had a cohesive storyline going, and now the charismatic, relatable Young Bucks that could have come on and could moan about their mates not being mates to them. Like every feud that the Young Bucks do. Get away. Just trade them for Summit. Trade them from Xbox Ones that can play the new Yakuza
the
game.
cast of Golden Axe?
Yes, they will also be here next week.
Stealing the meat in the middle of the night and then riding
that's what
in
they
on those
are.
weird creatures.
That's right, stealing people's heat.
I've never seen this in you before.
What is it?
This genuine frustration. It's more than apathy. You're just so done with it, aren't you?
Sexy,
I
innit?
can't believe your
about-
face has changed.
That's just me. I didn't get any sleep last night. But there's
why.
bits about the wrestling that I like. I've been a bit negative about some of the stuff this week, sure. But Swerve Strickland's amazing. MJF, yeah, sure, why not? And all the other stuff is great. But like, I've zero interest.
No, fair.
And I don't feel like going like, oh, well, some people like it. Nah.
fair.
No.
You wouldn't do that if it was a different bit of entertainment. Like, if there was a film that came out and you went to the cinema and you watched it, you wouldn't be expected to leave and go, oh, that was awful. But some people really enjoy that.
Right.
Just embrace hating things as well.
Exactly.
It's all personal preference. You're allowed to dislike and you're allowed to like.
Yeah. I was rooting for Jericho here.
Yeah, so was I. I feel the same. I feel the same as
Just
you.
because my mate wants to hang out with me, that sounds like a you problem, not a me problem, mate.
Really does, yeah. It's a weird thing for adults to talk about.
Yeah.
It sounds like a playground stuff, like you're on my moon. Friendship ended with the Young Bucks. Now friends with Chris Jericho.
And again, this isn't like, oh, this one feud isn't very good or whatever. It's just like, no, this is all their feuds, all their storylines. They've got friendship issues.
Let's be positive about the rest. Let's be positive about the rest of AEW
Don't worry.
Dynamite.
You know what? That's easy because next up is
Positives.
You know what's coming.
yeah. Because next up is Samoa Joe versus Keith Lee. This is the Keith Lee we've been wanting to see in ages.
Oh, it is.
Keith Lee, fantastic. Because Keith Lee, let's face it, I'm not trying to be overly negative. He hasn't had the run that I guess we all thought he was going to have here in AEW. He's had glimpses of it. That Swerve Strickland thing that is happening, that isn't happening, then everyone's just forgot. Whatever. But this was a lovely return to form on the man's birthday, apparently. The two grey-haired hosses. Sometimes it doesn't pay to watch these things on 1080 and see other grey hairs. I didn't like that. But this is exactly the match I wanted to see. Their first ever singles match. Scrummy.
It was a brilliant match.
Rummy, meat.
Wrong result. Hated what happened afterwards.
Samoa Joe retains the Ring of Honor TV title. After the match, Joe vacates the TV title because he wants the AEW World title and feels this is getting in the way. I actually agree with them because there are too many bloody titles. The fact that they're forgetting when people have tag title shots and going, oh yeah, all right, yeah, Young Bucks got that tag title shot. Whoops. And now they're putting that on the line. Yeah, cool. Get that. That's good. They don't need all these titles. If this is actually...
If only they had another show for Ring of Honor that they could put the titles on.
What's Ring of Honor?
If only they had another program where the Ring of Honor belts could go. And they weren't clogging up Dynamite.
So, yeah,
Imagine!
they're getting in the way.
Because they're putting them in the way.
Yeah.
You can't be angry when someone puts traffic cones in the way and go, oh, what's that traffic cone doing there? You put it there. You've got a whole show for your Ring of Honor belts. Oh no, we'll defend them exclusively on Dynamite.
I've not seen this side of you, Tom.
Sexy, isn't it?
Your face has changed.
Your face has changed. You seem done. I'm done because it's the best that Keith has been.
Yep.
Proper back to... I genuinely thought they're going to give Keith the belt. Joe's got other irons in the fire. Give Keith the belt. Keith Lee can go to do stuff on Honor Club. Great addition to ROH. Really, really move that. No. He gets beat, and then Joe goes, don't want the belt anyway. Why not just give Keith the belt? Why have him lose, and then Joe go, rubbish that belt. Want that one. Like, why?
See, I kind of agree, but I think it's a step in the right direction for Joe.
Yeah, but but it is for Joe.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Sucks for Keith.
But it sucks for Keith. It sucks for Ring of Honor. It sucks for the purpose of the longest title reign in that title's lineage, just to go.
Oh
bored
God, was
now.
it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Bored now.
Rough, isn't it?
I didn't know that.
It's a joke. Like, could you not have had Joe lose to Keith? Would it have been that terrible? We talked about it in the news video, and you went, well, maybe there is mitigating circumstances where they don't want to give Keith a belt. Okay, then maybe give it to someone else. Does that have to be done tonight? Does that have to be done this week where Joe... Because bear in mind, MJF is currently... He's just had a match with Daniel Garcia. He is feuding with Jay White. Like... So we need to chuck Samoa Joe in the mix as well now. Like, could that not wait? Could we not maybe
go down?
Could we not move that a little bit further down the road and maybe have Joe lose to a challenger so he loses the belt and then focuses on MJF in a bit? No, it's this booking that AEW does where it's like, can I interest you in everything all of the time? And it's just loaded and loaded and loaded, and it means everything means nothing and nothing means everything.
Story makers.
It annoyed me. Had it been, obviously, I've got a special connection with Keith. I love Keith Lee. Had it been anybody, and Joe just goes bored now, what another bout? I think it devalues. Have Keith beaten Joe, Joe would have lost no momentum. Joe is still the guy.
Yep.
No momentum's lost.
but
Nothing's lost losing to Keith Lee.
The devil's advocate, aka the guy who keeps on attacking people in AEW, would say that.
Yeah.
Well, if Samoa Joe is having this main event thing with MJF, who is maybe going to be his friend or maybe not going to be his friend for the tag team titles, it would be a bad decision to just lose cleanly to Keith Lee.
Okay, then
Maybe
maybe
like, why is Samoa Joe in this thing if he's in with MJF, if he's then also losing to Keith Lee? Look, you know what, I agree.
Then why not do that later on when MJF isn't as busy and have MJF costs Joe the belt that leads to that? Why does it have to... I'd have no issue with Joe losing the belt. Why do it now and tonight?
Because he's leaving in 2024, so they're getting all the stuff in now.
So they get it all in. Is that what it is? They just want to get it all out of the way.
You'd think so, right?
They're just stacking it all up.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's what that World's End pay-per-view is going to be about. But I again agree with your thing. But because Keith Lee looks so good here, it was such a lovely match. Yay the Joe, yay the Lee. That I wasn't that.
Yeah.
It was a soft blow. Like, oh, that's not good. But hey, good to see a Keith Lee match.
Yeah, it's fine if that continues, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's still, I agree with Tom. I think it's very frustrating.
And it's the fact that
thing
all
to
these
happen.
ROH
Bit of a
titles
waste.
aren't being defended. Like Eddie Kingston's popping up on Honor Club and defending the ROH title. Fine. But so many of these belts, like the Ring of Honor TV title hasn't been on Ring of Honor TV since the summer. And it's been defended fairly consistently, but on AEW. The 6-man titles, the tag titles, none of them have been on Ring of Honor telly.
I think you've just sort of thrown that away, haven't you?
Yeah.
All of that investment.
You watch
of
what
time.
The thing is, right? I guarantee you, right? This is because Tony's booking a million and one things all at once. I guarantee you, and it's going to. I'd be happy to be wrong. I love being wrong. I guarantee you, we're going to see a Piggin Eliminator tournament for the TV title. Starting on Thursday, an Eliminator tournament to crown a new TV champion. Get bent.
Tony Khan has an announcement this time. Tournament. Thank you,
Tony Khan's BombCon for tournaments continues. Oh, I have a tournament for the belt. Sod off. You could have had Joe lose to somebody and make a star in the process.
Keith Lee should win it.
Keith Lee should have won it.
No, Keith Lee should win the tournament.
Oh, if you
get the belt that Joe didn't want.
Jesus Christ. And
they present him the title and it's in a bin. The bin that Joe put it in. Yeah, just put your hand in there. Yeah, you go. Oh, a free banana. Great.
And then Joe just takes it back.
Defends
Give
it a wipe.
I never lost this.
Yeah, defends
Give it a
exclusively
wipe.
on Collision.
Backstage, Orange Cassidy says that all he's been thinking about is John Moxley. I know the feeling, pal. He's going to retain the international title, that I always call the IC title, at Full Gear. Later, Moxley replies saying that OC doesn't deserve to get to Full Gear, so the minute they land at LAX, it's on. Him and whoever versus John and Yuta. You think it's going to be Hook, so he says, my darling Hook, please make notes if your fingers still work. Ooh, that's a nice little bitchy line there.
Kind of hope they just started the match at the airport.
Yeah, I think they did.
As soon as you land, we're off on the conveyor belt.
They flew via Saudi Airlines.
Isn't it a lovely airline?
I've been told it's the best airline.
Yeah, me
All
too.
of that particular area.
Love watching George of the Jungle on there.
Watch out for that tree. Bollywood boys are super over in Portland. The Guns beat them in about 4 seconds. Yeah, thanks for coming, lads. Colton grabs the mic and runs down MJF. Austin says MJF has no friends, and he prays to God that he picks one of the fatties in the crowd to be his partner at Full Gear because they're the only people that care about him still. MJF is watching backstage and walks away when Samoa Joe approaches him, saying, "I got rid of that crappy belt I didn't want."
Oh my god!
I thought
fast
the Guns-
passed
sorry.
this feud to like, yeah. I'm annoyed. I'm still annoyed he lost the belt. They didn't lose the belt. He just binned it.
What do you think about the Guns? Because I think they're great.
Yeah, I really
like
like them as well. I think they're brilliant talkers.
Mm.
Yeah, I the Bollywood Boys thing. I like the fact that they gave them a team that was actually over. The crowd were into them, and they just took that away from the crowd straight away. I was actually kind of into
Because they're
that.
proper bad guys.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they are
not-
proper bad
They don't get
guys.
any
They
heat. We're going to beat them.
Yeah, they're just dicks, aren't they?
Yeah.
And I think they play the dicks well.
Yeah.
And then Red Velvet is back. Her first appearance since February this year. Julia Hart beats with a moonsault.
AEW.
Julia locks her in Heartless after the match, but Sky Blue makes a save. Statlander and Willow then appear. Willow helps Red Velvet at the back as Julia Hart walks up the ramp.
Oh.
Ooh.
So, sky blue and red velvet forming green.
Jesus.
Very good.
Julia Hart
It should come out in green.
Julia Hart, great entrance, great hat. Great everything. I think she's great. And this match, even with like, hey, it's this person. We're like, oh, bloody hell, she's here. Yeah, people were still into her.
Yeah,
I think that's a good sign. It's like, all right, yeah, it could be over with like some of the other people, but let's put you in randomly with Red Velvet. And yeah, Crow's like, yeah, still like Julia Hart. I think that's a step in the right direction.
Bit of a weird choice to. Don't get me wrong, it was a really good match, and it's not like Red Velvet looks super weak or anything. It's just still a little bit of a weird choice to have her come back and then lose. But what can you do?
What can you do? You can welcome the new AEW signing, Maria May from bloody England.
Yay!
Oh, bloody hell.
Yeah.
She's very excited to have a chat with Tony Storm and gives RJ City a little kiss.
I feel like they stole a script from NXT for this one, though. It's just in the way that she spoke was very much like, I'm here to have a great time. And is Tony Storm here? I can't wait to meet her. It was a little bit that. But I like where they're going to go with this. I think that this is a nice little caveat to Tony Storm's character, to have like a super
obsessed fan, yeah.
An obsessed fan that kind of becomes a lackey and then, eventually presumably beats her. Or,
Yeah.
beats her, or
damn it.
turns on her.
I thought Dr. Luffy was going to be doing that storyline.
Or better yet, Tony Storm wins the belt, and then like Mariah May helps her retain the title for a year, and then Tony goes, "Don't want that belt anymore. I'll just dump it."
I don't know what you're talking about. Is it Mariah May or Maria? It's
Mariah.
Oh, damn it.
Like Kerry.
Thank you. Mariah May. There, see, I can't say it. Jay White puts away Mark Briscoe with a Blade Runner, following a great back and forth encounter. As White is celebrating, MJF's music hits, and he slides in the ring from behind this back to the heels. MJF says Jay will have to kill him to beat him at Full Gear. Jesus, that's a bad stipulation. The lights go out, and we cut to backstage as a group of masked men are destroying the Acclaimed and Billy Gunn. Bowens is thrown through a plate glass window, and the masked devil appears. MJF pegs it backstage and is approached by Samoa Joe, who says MJF is running out of friends. What a poor little scumbag.
I put that there, plate glass window. And as I was typing, I was like, I've never heard anybody go, oh, he's been thrown through a plate glass window. It's just a window, isn't it? What else do you make him out of? Have you ever
You've
had
got
plate
me
glass
there.
window before? It just sort of
uh,
naturally... Yeah.
One of those church windows, I guess.
Yeah, stained glass.
Stained-
Yeah,
a
very
stained
good.
glass
Stained glass
window.
window. Plate glass window. Anyway, yeah.
Plate glass. You know what? You're right there. You're also right that it was a nice main event.
It was a really nice main event. Really enjoy. I just love Mark Briscoe so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's great fun. His promos are so engaging. He can say absolutely nothing, but his sort of weird, almost rambling, but not quite rambling insanity is just a joy to watch.
The redneck kung fu craziness.
Yeah, he's just great, isn't he?
Yeah. Now, I'll tickled pink by this because we have an ongoing discussion here because obviously Jack was just like, oh, no, Jay White's great. He's so great. And then me and Ross are like, is he?
I really like Jay
But
as well.
then there's weeks where he's building on us, and me and Ross go, yeah, actually look good this week. Or sometimes go, nah, it's the Guns and Juice Robinson making them look good. This was a time when he like, oh, he's main event in AEW Dynamite. He's beating Mark Briscoe. He's annoying people. Yeah. There's another step in the right direction for him.
Yep, agreed.
He's got that title. That's not his. And then it's like, well, meanwhile, backstage, shenanigans with the stainless steel plate glass window.
Who do you reckon it is? I mean, he's got mates now.
Who did I say it was? I swear I said it was Adam Cole before.
Everyone's kind of pointing that it's Adam Cole.
It's too early because Cole's away for ages. They can't drag this out until Cole's ready to be back, surely.
Oh, yeah, you've little faith.
I've got a theory. I think it might be Ziggler.
No.
I think there's a possibility it might be Ziggler. And those
That
mates,
wouldn't
that's
make
the
any
Spirit
sense.
Squad. That's the rest of them. Why?
So?
Oh, yeah, all right, you got me there.
Why let that get in the way of a good story?
Yeah. That'd be like Cole going, you know what? Yeah, my real friends are really strong. And the other ones.
And the rest.
Yeah, and the rest of them. Yeah, that would be way more effective than, hi, it's me, Dolph.
I just think it's too early for them to be doing this if Cole's a good, 6 months away?
I mean, I think they've had a hell of a run, considering.
What if it's no one and it's just the devil?
The actual Satan.
They're all going, who's under the mask? He's like, what mask? It's my face.
I hadn't considered that. Yeah, you're right.
There
What
you
if it was
go.
actual Satan?
It's just the devil. Isn't it? It's just the devil. He wrestles, here comes the devil. And he wins the title. He's just the devil.
And then they have to do
Everyone's
the,
assuming it's a mask.
they have to do the devil is. It's like hashtag sign with AEW.
The devil's all elite. God. Yeah.
Yeah, that was the week in wrestling. I can finally blow my nose after 4 hours.
Let's have a rummage in our mail bags.
That's my noise. Oh, Get up. Let's have a look in the mailbag. Good November day, gentlemen. It is. I'm typing this on a break in my 5-hour drive today. I wanted to first say thanks for all you do in making a fantastic podcast. Listening to the podcast never fails to bring out a laugh. Ooh. My question.
Just the one.
4 hours.
Jeez, that's
It's
a
like,
It's a sad drive.
That's good. Should you choose to accept this question, what is a gimmick that you enjoy or enjoyed that should not have worked? My answer and example is PCO's current run as a Frankenstein's monster-esque persona. Well done, saying Frankenstein's monster. In a sport littered with athletic figures, Olympic champions, bodybuilders, and professional athletes, there's also a historical, literary horror villain doing topes, here we go, and bumping through tables. I love wrestling. P.S. I know there's more obvious examples like Undead Mortician Biker Man, but I wanted to spotlight the one that made me ask the question. That doesn't sound like it's a Saturday morning cartoon. Undead Mortician Biker Man. Thanks again for all you do. Jared C., originally from Northwest Louisiana, but currently residing in Southeast Arkansas. Thank you. I'm so sorry. I'm so used to there being like, okay, former hockey player, Diddler James or whatever the hell. So, no, thank you, Jared C., for just being honest with your name there, pal.
Cheers,
Thank you very
mate.
much, pal.
Thank you.
What have we got?
Ones that didn't work. I think the Mountie. It shouldn't have worked. But then...
It didn't work that well.
He won the IC title.
He won
He did win the
IC
IC
title.
title.
How did he beat Bret Hart 103.
competed in the first ever jailhouse match. I think that, but then obviously across from the Big Boss Man, obviously there's an easy feud there. But then beyond that, I still think it worked as a character.
Okay.
Just like a larger than life persona. I'm gonna chuck in the Mountie.
I'm going to say Damien Mizdow.
Oh, good
Right.
shout.
Right, Damien, come out and just do whatever Miz does in
The
his
stunt
match.
double.
What? It's just a stunt? That's a bit stupid, isn't it? Yeah. But everyone's in on the joke, and it's mint.
I think I've got 2. First is Doink.
The first oink.
Wrestling Clown shouldn't really work, and the babyface stuff wasn't all
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
But Evil Clown, it was littered with silly gimmicks like that at the time, but it was really special, and it was awesome. And I can go back and watch that stuff now.
Oh, yeah.
And just hate him so much. And the other is Motivational Bo Dallas. NXT.
Oh,
yeah.
NXT. Yeah, I was thinking the main roster. Yeah, yes.
And I'm thinking that there was a really great moment where everybody was booing him. And then they started going, boring. And he goes, that's right. This is Bo's ring. It was gold. It was really, really great. And it shouldn't have, given his sort of placement on the card, and he was NXT champion at one time. It's not a gimmick that you would necessarily associate with the main event, but he was great. And I'm gutted that we didn't get to see more of that on the main roster.
I wonder what happened to him.
Who knows?
Number 2. Hi, Roshi Tanahashi, Maffew, Jack, and maybe even Ross.
Wrong
Roshi.
twice.
Hi, as someone who watches
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Hi,
Hiroshi Tanahashi.
That's how you say it. As someone who watches a wide variety of different shows and movies, I'm always quite surprised when wrestlers show up unexpectedly in either the background or as a character. The main ones that come to mind were Mick Foley and Chyna. hosting an edited version of Robot Wars for the United States, and more recently, Austin Theory appearing in a sketch comedy show on Adult Swim. Did he? My question to you, fine lads, is what was the most unexpected wrestler appearance in non-wrestling media? I'm sure you hear it often, but I've been a fan of yours forever. I appreciate all the work you do. Many thanks and love from former U.S. Toro Rosso Formula One driver Scott Speed, otherwise known as Thomas from Portsmouth. I actually know who Scott Speed is because I watched that bloody, what's his name? Nah, he's gone. The F1 dude who's Australian.
There's a real F1 driver called Scott Speed.
His name's Scott Speed. Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
isn't it?
amazing.
It's Scott Speed, the driver.
That's so
He lives next door to
good.
Mr. Meat, the butcher. So we'll answer your
It's
question.
Mr. Flames, and he's also a greengrocer.
I was thinking that exact thing. I was thinking Paulie.
Thank you, Scott. We'll answer your question. Meow.
Hey! Right, I got one. Bill Goldberg in Desperate Housewives.
Was he?
Yeah,
No.
we binge watched it during lockdown, and there's a scene where she goes to visit her husband Carlos in prison, and I've forgotten the character's name, fallen right out of my head. But all the convicts are behind the fences. She's walking through, and they're all sort of catcalling her. And and all of a sudden a riot starts breaking out because one of the cops is a little bit like curt with her, and one of the convicts who's kicking off is Goldberg, and I was like, it's Goldberg!
Oh, I've seen the clip of that. I have seen the clip. I didn't know what it was from.
So
Right.
excited. I was just like, it's Goldberg! So Alex, we're like, during lockdown, we had it on, and I sort of had it was on in the background. I sort of dipped in every so often. It was one of those shows where I promised I wouldn't get into that. By the end, I was like, oh my God, I can't believe she slept with him. And then that one episode, it was just on, I just went, it's Goldberg! Get in! What a time. That was a fun one. It's been, in our house, it's a bit of a thing whenever a wrestler shows up, I tend just to shout and like go, that, as if I'm going, that's my mate. I mean, Tank Abbott.
most of them are.
When Tank Abbott showed up in Friends, I was like,
yeah.
yes!
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
There's a UFC episode of Friends.
Right. What?
Monica
So weird.
dates this billionaire who tries his hand as an ultimate fighter. It's the guy who plays John Favreau, isn't it? It's John Favreau.
John Favreau's in the UFC. This is
Yeah, John Favreau is the UFC fight. Is the guy who's training to be a UFC fighter, gets beaten up by Tank Abbott.
Fights Tank Abbott. In
brilliant.
the UFC octagon.
Yeah, it's
crazy.
And Tank Abbott's there. It's lovely. It's a good time had by all. But Goldberg in Desperate Housewives is always a joy.
Wow.
I'm struggling.
Oh, Paul Heyman in the Rollerball remake.
Oh yeah, he's in Roller. Yes, Roller Jam.
No, Roller Jam's the show that TNN would spend all the advertising budget on rather than hype up ECW. If you ask Paul Heyman, and sorry, it's the virus. But yeah, he's Rollerball remakes crap. It's crap. But Paul Heyman is very good in it as an over-the-top commentator where you think, God, he should have done more of this. So often you see Paul Heyman acting in something that isn't WWE or wrestling or anything else like that. But yeah, he's really good in it.
I remember I'll give you a bit more time. You're still thinking of
Go
it?
on.
I was going to say, watching Hulk Hogan in Suburban Commando, and who's the bounty hunter on planet Earth looking for him is the flipping Undertaker. The Undertaker.
And that
pops
came
up
out
in it.
before he appeared in WF, I think.
Oh, I'm sure he was in it by that point.
Is in the Hulk Hogan film?
It's he's in. Yeah, Suburban Commando's a Hulk Hogan film. But then,
Goldberg was in it?
no, Undertaker's in it.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh.
Undertaker pops up in Mark Calloway is a space hunter looking for Hulk Hogan's character.
Right.
So they had a feud in Suburban Commando as well.
With you.
Christopher Lloyd watched on.
I can't remember the name of the wrestler. Well, I can't remember the name of the character that the wrestler plays. Xavier something was Billy Gunn in Sabrina the Teenage Witch. And I can see Salem being thrown at his face.
I remember that.
And that's how Sabrina wins. And then Melissa Joan Hart went on to be a Smark, didn't she? Her and Kevin Owens had a thing. Not like that.
Oh,
she got
yeah.
blocked by Kevin Owens at one point. Was King Kong Bundy
Kong.
in Married with Children?
Yes.
He was as a Bundy.
The joke was because he was a Bundy and they said, "Oh, the relatives come round," and the joke was going to be Ted Bundy.
That would have been way better.
Allegedly. Oh, thank God, it's King Kong Bundy. Words only said once in history, I guess. But
Did they write it not thinking, oh, they can't get Ted? He's quite busy right now.
how much is he asking?
King Kong's much cheaper.
Is it Kerry Von Erich? No, it must have been Kevin Von Erich at that point. In Problem Child.
Oh, I
It's one
watched
of
that
the
quite
dudes-
recently.
It's one of the dudes in prison behind
way.
Kramer, I believe, is the villain in Problem Child. It's been a while since I've seen it.
No.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
way.
What a
it is.
mad casting that is. And then
Great film.
Gilbert Gottfried as
The headmaster.
Gilbert
yeah.
Gottfried.
He just plays Gilbert Gottfried and everything, doesn't he?
Yep.
Have anybody here seen Charmed?
Scott Steiner and
Scott Steiner and Booker T.
My dad would put on Charmed, but he'd come home from work and be like, I'm just going to rest my eyes for half an hour. Let me see what's on. Charmed would always be on. Go, oh, perfect. Love the intro, love the ending. Has no idea what's happening in this show. He's seen it
all-
300 times.
Witch admin with hilarious results.
Was it like Buffy?
It's
Same
like,
sort of
it's
thing?
like Buffy. It's three sisters all live together in a house, and they're all witches. They're all witches, and it's all about the plot really, and and like a lot of admin in it because special effects are expensive. And they do that. There's one episode where it's like there's a portal to hell, but in order to save yourself from going to hell, you have to win a wrestling match between Booker T and Scott Steiner. Like, because of course, so Buff Bagwell was in it as well.
You know, he's the Rookie of the Year,
He was
1993.
Rookie of the Year, wasn't he?
Yeah. Also, shout outs to Steve Austin's cameo in the Dilbert cartoon.
Yes, he was the judge.
The judge.
Judge Austin.
Because it's doing a parody. It's one of these things where it's trying to do two things at once. It's trying to make a joke of the fact that there's lots of TV judges, am I right? Whilst also doing a cameo appearance of somebody who's really popular at that time for ratings. So it really is it was biting the hand that feeds you, then caressing the hand afterwards and going, ooh, ooh, ooh.
It was a good bit though.
Yes.
It's a great
And he
cartoon.
moves it, he goes around and he's like, they changed the camera angle, the perspective as he's moving. It's like, that's really hard to animate. Someone really loves Steve Austin.
Yeah, they really made an effort
The
with it.
Korean animator studio, they were making it. Where we at? Bonsoir, Diddlers. Long time listener of the podcast since day one. God, I hope not. First time writing him. This podcast is the only one I listen to. Wow. And look forward to watching it each week. It's because he only has time to listen to this, and there's no others. Even though my free time has dwindled over the years, while the podcast runtime keeps increasing. Wow, I made a joke of that. Not complaining, though. I still do my best to keep up, and I enjoy every bit of it. Even the bits that have Jack on it. Ha, ha, ha. I have to laugh because he's not here. My question is, do you have any wrestling-related regrets? My question mainly stems from never seeing CM Punk wrestle in person. I missed an opportunity to see Dynamite live last year when he was AEW champ. I thought I'd get another chance to see CM Punk, but boy, I was wrong. I also missed the chance to talk to Bobby Roode in person. I saw him at a water park in Orlando, suntan lotioning his kid like my dad used to, and I was too shy to bother him because he was outside the wrestling ring.
Wait, his dad used to suntan lotion
I don't know
Bobby
why
Roode's
he's put
kids.
that. I don't know they need to include that, but
I mean,
Weird.
look, I have to just read what it says here, okay? Do you have any regrets about not meeting your wrestling hero? I'm double checking this. Missing out on seeing a live show in person, about not donning the knee pads.
I'm glad you didn't bother him. You're the guy to suntan lotion his kid.
Sorry, you're
If he
tanning
put
your,
suntan lotion his lad, it would have very much changed the perception.
sorry you're tanning your kid. Can I just ask for a photo? Much love to the camaraderie, wit, and chemistry you've all shared 300 plus episodes and going. Oh, thank you, pal. Former legendary striker for the Houston Dynamo, Brian Ching. Houston Dynamo. All right, okay. Thank you very much, Brian. Up the Houston. Any regrets in wrestling?
I got back when we were doing WCPW. I really regret not pushing harder to do a match with Martin Kirby because that'll never happen now. I don't think we'll ever see like a WCPW reunion or anything like that. And it was arguably, and I'm really not tooting my own horn. I think it was probably like the hottest feud.
It
in-
really
in
was.
I
I
think
think
people,
it's
not to
at the
obviously,
time.
not obviously people would love to toot your horn as well, but I think people who like don't even like you would say, yeah, absolutely, they love that feud.
Yeah.
And I know they did because were you at that last ever show? That they then lied to my face and said it wasn't because I guess they don't like me.
Oh, where David Starr won, and then that was.
I can't believe you said his name out loud. Bloody hell.
Well,
Have to check he's not behind us.
I'm confirming that it's the right show.
Yes.
Because I think I
When
was
they
there with you.
played, you'll know it because after one, they then played what we obviously knew after a few seconds was a retrospective video of all the great moments. But the thing was, because not everyone was told it was the last show, and I was like, dude, we saw Alan Pacitti appear because obviously you were at the very start of WCPW. So the noise that came from people's
Did I get a
mouths-
pop? I was
No,
there
no,
and I
no,
don't
no, no.
remember that.
Not just a popper. Oh my God. He's back. Oh, the company's dead. We're going through the highlights, right? Just the shock and wait, what? How would Defiant working with Cultaholic? That literally doesn't make any sense. That's like All Japan and New Japan are teaming up or something. So it was just like the fact that happened and the sheer elation that came from people.
I would have loved to have done it. I think it would have been really, really fun. The storyline was paid off and everything. I got put through a table by Bully Ray, and you can't ask for much more than that, to be honest. But I think people might have paid to see that at one point. I think people would have been into that, and I'd have really gone all out as well. I'd have loved to have done something really special there and get absolutely battered.
You do the Norman Dar approach and just have loads of people like wrestle for you or whatever.
Yeah, it would have.
You're throwing the YouTube money at them. Go get them.
Obviously,
Yes.
it would have been smoke and mirrors, but I tell you what I wanted to do is some sort of. I described it at the time as I want to be Shane O'Mac. I want to fall off something massive and basically be killed off.
Oh, you know what? If that's what you wanted to do, maybe it's for the best you didn't then. Because it's good then, but like now you'd be like, Martin.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I've got to touch the Martin Kirby today. Ooh.
It would have. I would have loved to have done it. I got to do the Rumble, and that was fun.
Oh yeah.
But
Those Rumbles were mint.
I got offered. I don't want to say the name of the promotion because I've never spoken about it before. But back in 2016. Was that a Christmas tree?
Yes, 5 Christmas tree pro
Oh, it wasn't. Sorry, Fuck, I didn't hear the 5. It wasn't 5-star.
EXV. So carry on.
XWT.
Extreme Wrestling Torrents.
What was the company that you were going to
something we talked about?
Go on, Adam.
I was offered a GM role on one of those right at the beginning of Cultaholic when British wrestling was hot. And I sort of wish I'd done it. It wouldn't have worked. So I'd had to travel across the country for it. But I really enjoyed doing that GM
Whereabouts would you
stuff.
have travelled to?
I'll just say down south.
Great.
And I wish I had done that because I really enjoyed doing that stuff.
Do you regret not doing that proper fight in the Tivoli?
In the Tivoli?
Was it? Like you said, you were like, don't tell anybody, but I've been offered to do this proper fight thing.
Don't tell anybody, but talk about it on the podcast.
No, but then you brought it up a week later on the
it was-
podcast and trashed
did
the
I?
company. You made it clear that it was not happening and you burned your bridge.
Oh no!
So
I
that's
didn't
why I
burn
bring it
my
up now.
bridge.
Yeah.
I didn't burn my bridge.
It sounded like you were at the time,
It
but-
was going to be a YouTube MMA thing. It happened. Is that what it's called? The Tivoli? Was it the Arena? Is that the Tivoli? So I had an offer a couple
This
of
is
years
so
ago.
bad, but I genuinely don't know what it's called. And I've just said the name of
It's not the Metro Radio anymore.
The Utilita
It's the
Arena.
Utilita.
Utility. Why am I saying utility? So I
So-
don't want to say utility, so I just say it badly.
I was offered an MMA thing.
Yeah.
On one of those twatty YouTube versus YouTube things.
And who was it again?
So I had a few. There's a guy called
Dark
something.
Side.
No,
Phil.
not Dark. I wish.
Boogity boog.
It was some
Boogie
young
2988.
FIFA dickhead who would have absolutely battered me.
Oh.
But for the money that they were offering, nobody got paid in the end, so I'm glad I didn't do it.
Oh, okay.
The money they were offering, I'll get knocked out for 5 figures, obviously. 5 wrestling figures. I would have 100% done it. No, I'm glad that didn't happen because apparently there was a lot of legal stuff afterwards where people didn't get paid. And I don't want to drop anyone in it.
So it's not like the creator clashes then where, you know, it's for charity and then charity gets nothing and gets paid loads.
No.
It's the opposite. Charity actually made out really well. They mailed in an orphanage out of the money they made out of that. So no regrets there. That's fantastic though.
Nah, if it came along again.
Nice.
See, I don't have many because normally, like when it comes like to meeting somebody, I just go, "Son, it was worth it. Happen. I'll go for it." The one thing, like in a wrestling one, I regret not finishing up properly my time as a wrestling manager with Mickey the Dragon. Like we kind of like I had other commitments and Mickey had an injury, so we never really saw through stuff that we'd had planned because we really gained some momentum as a pair in just it's for MEW in the Northeast and they've been established wrestling company for a long time. We never really got to finish that story off and we had these I'm sure nobody on mine, but I had this idea like if Mickey was to win the title, I had this big plan to do a series of skits called Durham Town at High Noon, right? Where every week, where I sat and had this chat with Mickey, who was working in Durham at the time. I said, right, what's going to happen is if you win the belt, Like every week, we will call out on Monday. We will call out a world champion from somewhere in the world, like a Roman Reigns or at the time Kenny Omega, or like we'll call them out on Twitter. We'll do a video, and then we'll have a video of us in the city, in the middle of Durham, and go, "Well, we're here, and you're not." Like what another win for Mickey, and as weeks nobody would, and then obviously and it was like, what happens if nobody answers? What happens if they answer? Well, brilliant.
Yeah, right.
Of course, that's the best. And
The
every
old
time
Vince Bischoff thing, isn't it?
that's it. And every time they don't turn up, then it's another win. Okay, and that further establishes Mickey as the greatest world champion on the planet. And then it all ends eventually with somebody who jumps Mickey. And we had this idea to have this big fight into like WH Smith in Durham, like where we just trash them, where Mickey just gets knocked around in there, and it leads to a. So I had this whole thing, and I was so buzzing just to kind of stand in the middle of Durham City Centre with Mickey and go, "Well, Kenny Omega, where are you? We give you a week's notice.
That would've been
You're
great.
not here," and we never got to do it. And
love that.
that's a regret that I never got to. And love to Mickey. We're still lovely mates, and it was something that like cemented a friendship there. We didn't know each other too well when we were put together, but we got to know each other. He's lovely, and the best part was. Alex, my partner, said, "The thing is, I've met Mickey and I met you. You're both really nice, and you're going to go be baddies." I said, "Absolutely we are." And she was like, "It won't work." And then she watched some of the stuff that we did, and you went, "Actually, I hate you both. It works." I said, "Yes." She was like, lead into like do that more often. We never got to finish it with those skits. My regret is I never got to do those. I think time has passed now, so it is what it is. But that's a regret.
Somebody's
right?
going to steal that, and it's a really good idea.
And do
Somebody
you know-
watching this.
Do you know what?
Good for them.
There you go.
Yeah.
If you have the gumption to steal it, and dear God, do it well. If you're going to steal it, do it well and put your own slant on it, and then we're laughing. Honestly,
I think it's a great idea.
call out champs.
Lovely. I shouldn't have gone last here because it's very crap by comparison. There was two of them. One was CGW wanted to do like proper work with me, or I do video work for them, and I'm like, we can do this, this, and this. And I went, well, what do I get out of it? And like, what do you want? I'm like, nothing you can give me. So I just walked away. Like, you ain't gonna pay me.
What did they want?
They wanted like proper promotion. Like, yeah, CZW endorses this Botchamania video, and I'm like, I don't really want that.
But they weren't going to pay you.
They were like, well, what do you want? I'm like, well, here we go.
Money.
And I just didn't even ask for anything. I just assumed this is just going to be crap, this, isn't it?
You
The fact that they haven't gone, like, here's an amount, I just assumed,
No,
like,
that's not the way you negotiate your rate. You say, I want.
I think it was a
X
bit
per video.
bashful at that point. Like,
Yeah, fair.
I'm really flattered that you've done that. I don't want to take money off you, but I also don't want to do the work, so let's just walk away.
Right?
And I also, I'm so mad at myself this, because I don't even have any details for this lad anymore. There was some small furniture shop in, I would say, Americaland that messaged me saying, hey, can we do some sort of cross promotion? I went, what? And he went, well, we're going to like have a table and we're going to go like, our tables don't break, or it's like, whatever, don't no sell like the ones at Botchamania. And then he'd like hit it or whatever. He just jumped gently onto it, like, come to Barney's Tables Emporium or whatever the hell. And, and I said, nah. And I told people afterwards, and every single person I talked to goes, that sounds mint. Why didn't you do it? And I went, oh, that was a good thing. To me at that time, it just like, that sounds rubbish. But I'm like, yeah, of course it is. That's why it's funny, you idiot. No, I'm making high art here. What the hell I was thinking.
I don't know how much it would have done for their business, but certainly if they were going to give you a bag of money, then that's fine.
Hi, I'm Alan. I drive a table, but not like this. You know, that type of stick. Oh, no, that's not for me. Me and my sensibilities. We're going to watch a David Lynch film later on after I put out this Botchamania video. Like, what the hell was I thinking? What a great idea that would have been. Dave's
It would have
table.
been really fun. It would.
But you're very much. I think you're a bit of a Robin Hood type anyway, where like you make your thing and you
Yeah, I'm hunted.
Where maybe that's the vibe I've always got from him. You go, look, I just make this, and I'm not looking to, do anything that might not fit what I'm about. It doesn't fit my character. It doesn't fit my energy. So obviously, whereas a lot of people, like if it were me doing Botchamania, I'd have gone to them. I'd have gone, yeah, sure, they'll do that. But it's not in your. It's not your sort of thing. It's not your wheelhouse to do something
That was
like that.
it. I think it's
and I
just-
think there's a real comment there, a real sentiment about being true to yourself and true who you are.
Always the dilemma, isn't it?
Yeah.
The battle between selling out and
Sell out.
Yes.
Always sell out.
These things are
Since joining
fleeting.
Cultaholic, I'm like, those were some good opportunities, weren't they?
These things are fleeting, Matthew. And
You're quite right. Yes.
you're really 40 years. How long's it been, Botchmania? 15
You say
years?
40 years.
No,
I thought you
how
said
long's it been?
40.
15 odd years.
Since 07, so yeah, it's crazy, isn't it?
It's the longevity that Botchmania has displayed is amazing.
Yeah,
Absolutely
Nearly
bonkers.
every video series since then, like I don't know, Squash or Yu-Gi-Oh! Abridged, is they've stopped. That's why I was so happy to see Wings of Redemption, like the box. And I'm like, yeah, we've still got it, lads. Class of 07. Get him.
Have you got wings on a Botchamania?
No, I haven't.
Why?
Because he's a lolcow. You know,
Yeah.
Just look at him from afar, don't you?
DSP's a wrestling fan.
I have reached out to DSP to do
Have
Desert
you?
Island Grabs.
What did he say?
Nah, he's
Love
not
to
bothered.
listen to that.
Yeah, his
Did he
hands
reply?
full.
No, he's not replied, but I know for a fact he's not interested.
He's too
not
busy
replied.
doing. He did a 9/11 memorial stream on Twitch.
Did he?
And he had his little emoji. Thank you for subscribing to the
Oh,
Towers of Fallen.
Oh no.
It reminds me. What was it that happened at the end of a WWE pay-per-view? It was something awful, and then along comes R-Truth doing that. You know, when he stop. Do you remember? What was it
Was
that
it a
happened?
big show punching both of them out at the end of
And then-
one of the 2013 maybe Battleground, I want to say. And there's like, thank you for watching.
So funny.
We should put him after this podcast. Big oh, God, thank you. Well, wow, we got a lot of mileage out of that one. Thank you very much for the lovely questions, thoughts, and suggestions from the lovely people who are also apparently famous athletes as well. Wow, what a coincidence it is every week. Please send your thoughts and whatever's on your mind to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Reese's Pieces for that, lads. Hi, everybody.
Hi,
Dr.
Dr.
Nick.
Nick.
A few weeks ago, you answered a question based on The Simpsons. This reminded me of a list I had started where I matched up a WWE wrestler and a Simpsons character. I was planning on sending it into the mailbag, but completely forgot. I have now found the listed question, and with the rumor of both Tom and Adam on this week's podcast, I thought this would be the perfect time to send in the list. This is great because this would just die a death with Ross and Jack. All you have to do is pick the person you thought would win in a kayfabe fight, whatever. It's a long list, so I'm not expecting you to do them all. If you have loads left, you can revisit the rest of the list another time. Thank you for all the great laughs and company on all the video and audio output you guys have done and continue to do.
Just the one of us.
That's Joel.
Just Joel.
Thanks.
you.
David Krausar, I think. Is that a good pronunciation?
Krausar? Yeah, maybe.
Krausar. Thank you, David.
Cheers.
Sorry about this. I was tired for a long podcast, but I'm excited for this. So,
who'd win in a kayfabe fight between the following two characters?
Yeah, exactly.
That's the Reese's Pieces.
Big Boss Man or Chief Wiggum?
Boss man.
Boss man.
Nah, well, I love Wiggum.
What? No. Go on,
No,
explain.
but in a shoot fight. Oh no, sorry, in a
In a shoot
kayfabe
fight.
fight. Kayfabe fight, boss man. Defo.
He can move. Wiggum can't move. Tied to a chair, apple in his mouth.
You're right, I suppose I like him more.
Clancy getting battered.
Sergeant Slaughter versus Herman.
Herman.
Oh, Herman.
Oh, wait, he's only got one bloody arm. Am I supposed to be Stolen Valor Slaughter?
he's got a whole shop of weapons.
That he can't use.
He could surely use some of them.
Pistol he could.
Yeah. Shoot Sergeant Slaughter.
Yeah, but you can run. Slower take the slaughter bump through the ropes. Stop. Roddy Piper versus Groundskeeper Willie. Oh, here we go.
Oh.
Willie's a body guy, isn't he?
Yeah.
When he's greased
me
up,
up,
that's one
woman.
picture. Yeah.
Roddy would start fight to Andre the Giant. He's not bothered about a greased up Willie. That's the joke. That's the joke.
Biggest laugh from Joel for the entirety of the
Joel hasn't
episode.
laughed that loud as any other podcast we've ever
Loved
done.
it. Loved the grease up Willie.
Up the grease
Popped
at Willie. I'm going to say Groundskeeper's greased at Willie.
Yeah, Willie.
You do not throw rocks at the man carrying a greased up Willie. I'm picking Roddy. Andre the Giant versus Ian, in brackets, the very tall man.
Yes.
Blow them kisses.
Wave to the people.
I think Ian would hit Andre with his car. His very small
would do
car.
nothing.
The best car that he
It's
can
such
afford.
a small car, it wouldn't do anything, Andre. Andre wouldn't even notice. He'd think it was a flea.
Yeah, Andre for me on that one, I'm afraid.
Yeah. Andre would score a
hell of a
3-pointer with
reference.
Ian's car. The $1 Million Man versus C. Montgomery Burns.
Oh, Ted, innit? Montgomery's.
Ted, yeah,
Yeah,
he's
Montgomery's
Stop,
frail.
wait. No, I'm picking Burns. He's undefeated in court. Bret Hart versus Doug, Homer's Canadian brother. Oh.
Doug.
Voiced by Don DeVito. The rich version of Homer.
Where Homer built the car of the future.
That's Carl, isn't it? No,
his
not
name was-
Carl. That's the assistant. That's not.
Wait, oh,
Doug.
wait, no. Yeah, Homer's Canadian
Canadian brother.
Oh, that must be a later day one. I got confused then. Yeah, it's not Canadian at all. I'm talking crap. Oh, it's a new Simpsons.
Herb.
Who cares?
It's Herb he's talking about. Herb is the guy with the car manufacturing
Yeah, you're right.
plant.
No, he wants a Canadian
Who's
dude.
Doug.
He just wants a Canadian. Bret Hart. Moving on.
Bret, yeah.
Donk the Clown versus Krusty.
Krusty.
Krusty's ruthless, isn't he?
Yeah, that man's seen
Original
things.
Donk the Clown.
True.
Krusty's got a pacemaker.
Oh, good shout.
All Donk the Clown needs to do is put like a...
Microwave next to him.
That's it, yeah.
Is that just a myth? Can people with pacemakers?
I'll find out later.
Jesus.
If I'm not in tomorrow, you know it's not.
Stone Cold, that lad from Dilbert, versus Bart Simpson.
Austin's batter the kid.
Austin would batter the small child.
How much prep time does Bart have?
Although, would Brett shake up Austin's beers so when you go to crack open
Oh, bang!
Gets on the top turnbuckle.
That happens after the bell. Austin's beating him, but
Yeah.
Bart gets the last laugh.
Yeah.
The Lance Archer special.
April 4th. He's in the hospital.
Bart, what? James Storm versus Mo Sislak. Oh, because beer drink, right. Oh, yeah. I mean, Mo, pause the points. James drinks them.
Mo's got a rifle
Mo does have a rifle.
And a mace.
and mace.
James Storm has a gimmick he's been coasting on for the past 15 years.
Mo's got boxing experience because he's
That's
like
right.
handsome. What is it like, handsome Mo?
Kid Mo.
Mo.
Dead.
Kid handsome.
Just laughing at all
kid
Simpsons,
presentable.
Kid presentable. Kid ugly.
I'm sticking with Mo then.
I used to be Kid TNA, then Kid Global Force, then Kid Impact, then Kid TNA again. Frank Grimes or Stevie Richards from Right to Censor. Ooh. So Stevie Richards.
Well, Stevie, because Frank Grimes is dead.
That'll do it.
I mean, yeah.
Frank Grimes is
Can't argue
he'll
that.
drown in his own bitterness. Stevie Richards is super kicking.
No, Stevie would get a few hits on YouTube by going, "Oh, Frank shouldn't have grabbed that electricity wire." God damn, Tony Khan took my video down. Brooklyn Brewer. Oh, Brawler? Yeah. I beg your pardon. I think this person's first language is in English, and neither is mine, in fairness. Gil Gunderson.
Gil, the nervous.
I didn't know this dude's surname.
Oh,
Real
Gil.
estate.
Oh, Gil versus the
that
Brooklyn
does
Brawler.
everything.
Who's the biggest loser?
Sorry, Gil and who?
Brooklyn Brawler.
Brawler. Oh, Gil.
I thought they were a Brooklyn Brewer, though. That's a good
I
gimmick.
think we give old Gil the win. I think he needs one.
That's why he's losing. He
Oh.
can't win.
It's a big one for old Gil.
Have you seen Glengarry Glen Ross?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't realize it's such a complete.
Oh, yeah,
rip-off.
completely.
Completely took the character. Anyway, Nails versus Snake.
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 I've seen Nails wrestle.
Snake.
Snake, the fictional character.
Wait,
could
you've
beat
seen
real
Nails
life
wrestle?
Yeah.
Nails? Wasn't Kevin? You've seen him wrestle? Where?
What's SummerSlam?
Oh, so I thought. So, no, I got excited
sorry,
there.
man,
That's
sorry.
cool.
Newcastle Leisure Centre,
Yeah.
2005.
Sorry, the way I made that. Yeah, sorry, Paul. Disco Inferno versus Disco Stew.
Disco Stew.
Yeah, Disco
Balls
Stew.
to Inferno.
Yeah,
Solid
boo,
Inferno.
boo. Paul Burchill, the pirate, versus the sea captain.
Sea Captain's got his little crusty. What's his name on the balloon?
Oh, handsome Pete. Oh.
Pete rings. Yeah.
And
I'll
Paul
say
Burchill had sex with his sister.
Paul Burchill.
I'll take
It didn't happen. I didn't write it. It's what you want to happen.
That's why you want it to happen.
I'll take Sea Captain.
Sorry, Sea Captain, because he lasted longer than 3 weeks. Eugene versus Ralph Wiggum.
Eugene, move quickly on.
No, Ralph, because he glued his head to his shoulder so he couldn't be pinned.
But it can be submitted. But you just know the meaning of
It's
the word
rolled
pain.
down a hill by Eugene.
Mr. America or Mr. X in brackets Homer Simpson.
Oh, the superhero he played for
No.
the film?
Bag over his head, website.
Right, okay.
Weird episode where they get transported to the island. Big bubble coming out.
Oh, that one's a bit... Mr. America was more entertaining than that episode.
I'll say Mr. America as well.
Hillbilly Jim or the Godwins versus Cletus, the slack-jawed yokel.
Cletus, have a kid, all the kids running.
I was going to say he's got the numbers advantage.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cletus.
Dale.
Hey, Brandy.
Tiffany. The ABA versus Fat Tony. And presumably his fat mate.
Ask the mobsters.
Organised crime or always pounding ass.
Fat Tony doesn't actually have it in him, does he? He threatens Skinner, and then Skinner gets piled under the newspaper. But they didn't do it. They didn't kill him. It's all talk, isn't it?
Well, no, they fight the Yakuza.
They do fight the Yakuza.
Like
But do they win?
Like Dream Stage Entertainment did in 06.
I'm going to say APA.
APA.
Anyway.
Yeah. The Hurricane versus Radioactive Man.
I'll say Radioactive Man.
Which radioactive man? Because one's dead.
Yeah, I'm thinking
He's been
like,
dead
what,
for
is it like
long.
the actor from the TV thing or the dude from the comics? So like, what are we doing here?
I was thinking of,
These questions.
I was
man, what are we
thinking, I was
doing?
picturing Wolfcastle as Radioactive Man.
Yeah.
Oh,
it's Fallout Boy. I was thinking that I keep telling you he's 82 years old and he's dead.
Oh, right.
Flim Springfield.
Look at that one. They can't even spell the name right.
Radioactive man. Why not?
Yeah. Reverend Devon or Reverend Tim Lovejoy.
Oh, he battled off the monkeys. Did Lovejoy, didn't he?
Yes, on the train.
On the train, he's got his model train set, and then he's on a real life train set, and I'm sure he comes out on top there, doesn't he?
So one time he does come out on top because he powers through and wins the day. But bear in mind that like Tim's got his wife in his corner, who's a bit of a gossip, but Devon's got Batista, who's a beast. So with that in mind, I'm going to give it to Devon.
Yeah, I'll take Devon.
I don't know. Deacon Batista, I think Mrs. Lovejoy could have him at that point.
No, she
Not the animal
She
Batista.
gossip about him, so maybe damage his pride. But
She
I
just
don't
laugh
think
at him.
Yeah.
Look at ye. Ric Flair versus Barney Gumble.
Couple of old drunks.
That's not true. Barney Gumble turned his life around for a bit.
Yeah, Barney's already winning.
Yeah, Barney.
Hall of Fame list, by the way.
I'm going to go Barney, yeah.
Vince McMahon versus Ned Flanders, closest I could get to God.
Oh.
Who Vince McMahon has beaten.
Ned. It's got to be Ned. He'd do the Bianca Belair with his knob, wouldn't he? Because he's he's got all that.
Right.
In the new series, Ned shows a real mean streak because he nearly drowns Homer in a tub of ranch dressing in a new episode.
I'm glad I'm not watching anymore.
Do you know what?
that
Do you know
sounds-
what?
that sounds
It's
good.
not terrible.
No, I don't want to hear this.
I don't care.
I
I keep on getting recommended that Eye Patch Wolf saying, Modern Simpsons, good. I went, I don't care. I love you, mate. Nah, I'm not watching it.
No, they're not all great. Don't get me wrong. There's a couple of episodes which I've really enjoyed in the new series.
Oh, I like the episode where Virgil takes on Waylon Smithers.
Oh,
That's
nice.
great.
Oh,
God.
Virgil, what's the... Oh, they're like sidekicks
Yeah,
to
yeah.
them. Okay, right.
I'm going to say Smithers.
Smithers.
Yeah,
Up the gaze. Gobbledygooker versus Bumblebee Man.
animals, right.
Yeah, Bumblebee Man's got the longevity. I'm thinking Bumblebee Man. He's got the longevity on such weak material. He'll go the distance.
Just watching the TV, just him like, oh, I get a giant mousetrap or something. I swear.
It's great telly.
JBL versus the Rich Texan.
JBL, I think, on that one. I think JBL takes the Rich Texan.
Rich Texan. Because he's JBL's all mouth, isn't he? Our Steve Blackman.
Yes. I'll pick the rich Texan because I'll try and get that pub. Damien Sandow versus Lisa Simpson. Oh, smart
people.
asses.
Intelligence.
Sandow still.
I'm trying to think whether Lisa.
Lisa is good at hockey.
Lisa showed an aggressive side doing hockey.
And Damien couldn't get a win in the match if to save his life.
I'm going to say, I'll give Damien a win.
I'll give Lisa the win. Damien was very nice to me in person, so Lisa, the fictional character, is winning. Matt Riddle versus Otto Man.
Ooh.
Should we just say Otto and move on?
Yeah, Otto.
Randy Savage versus Duff Man.
Oh, great shout.
Man, that's tough.
Duffman. I'm gonna go Savage though. I feel like Savage has got.
I can hear both characters with either their voices switched.
Savage.
It's tough, Duff Man. I love you, Randy Savage. Finally, Tugboat versus Horatio Peter McAllister, the sea captain. Again. Okay, cool, sure. Put on double duty. Tugboat's theme is a secret pick of like songs I like.
Remind me how it goes. I can hear that bit.
It's coupled in with the Titantron video of him doing that. You realize that was his gimmick, and they were gonna headline WrestleMania with him versus Hogan.
It says in big letters, "Can I get a tug?" Yeah.
100,000 people going to fill the LA Coliseum to see that idiot.
Tug.
All the kids. Hooray! The tug is here.
I'm going to pop for Tug when we see him in January at the Royal Rumble party at Box Park, Wembley.
Oh, yeah.
Q&A with Tugboat. Come on. Me and Tugger's hanging out watching the Rumble.
Dear Tugboat, have you ever seen Tugs, the show that is like Thomas the Tank Engine?
Don't get me wrong. I'm going to get him to come out to the Tugs theme just for my own amusement.
Oh, no, I'm going to pay the one great theme from that period.
Absolutely.
Oh, that noise means it's the end of the round. Thank you very much for sending that in. Bloody hell, David, that was amazing.
Who
Thank
would
you
we
very
have put
much.
Homer and Marge up against? I don't think they got a shout, did they?
Marge against Linda?
Marge versus Linda.
Well, she's dead. Has been for years.
He's like Homer.
The Sandman.
Sandman's not a bad shout. Maybe Steve Austin would have been a better match for beer drinking, blue collar.
I can't see them fighting. They'll be like, yeah, all right, the working man.
Yeah.
Hate
Maybe
your boss.
Sandman then. Maybe Homer and
A
Sandman.
team up to
Bender's the
fight
sound,
good.
man.
Human Bender, that's right.
Yeah. Thank you, mate. Cheers.
That's
Thank
great.
you very much.
Loved your work.
Any Reese's Pieces, please send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
What a lovely, long, silly podcast it's been.
Goody.
Quick shout out to our magnificent producers, Jason Goddard. Goddard! Oh, you don't do this. Yeah, you're right.
That's
Thank
all
you, Joel.
Jason Goddard joins us on the Classic SmackDown review tomorrow morning.
Yes, he does.
He does. He was as a patron of a certain donation tier. He came and did an episode of the Classic SmackDown review with us. So you'll hear him tomorrow.
God, he's hard.
There you go. That's what we need. Damien Smith.
What did he
He's
say?
the devil.
The devil.
He's the devil. Son of
Devil.
Grizzly. Yeah.
Reno 2200.
Oh, he's from the
From the
future.
future. Noah Anderson.
Anderson.
And also Super Sharkosaurus Photography.
Photography.
Yeah. Click, click, bite, bite.
Sorry, I don't normally get far into this podcast.
Tom, echoing the thoughts of
I'm already
thousands.
falling asleep halfway through this week in wrestling.
I've put my wife and roll the other side of the bed by now. Big question this week is, how should John Cena's WWE career really end? Ooh, that's a good big question, isn't it?
So lots of people were speculating that that was Cena's swan song. It wasn't, obviously. How should it really end?
Another loss to Solo Sikoa.
Yeah.
How funny would it be, right? He's taken 11 Samoan spikes from Solo Sikoa and he's gone out. And then they do a thing like in January, like he's back, and it's like a whole thing of like, I'm coming for Solo Sikoa. I'm coming to get you. Training montage. He turns up in the best shape he ever is. Gets in the ring, 12 Samoan spikes.
He just beats him in 3 minutes, like
Just batters him.
like the Cody Brody match.
I'm a big fan of a Shaggy Dog story. I love the idea of a whopping great build-up to something, and then he gets in the ring, within 3 seconds he's dead. Like I'd love for some. Do you remember when Cody faced Anthony Ogogo?
Sadly, yes.
I had this whole idea of like they get the big entrances and Cody gets the big American entrance, the all-American entrance, fireworks, planes flying overhead, big American flag, big announcement, Cody Rhodes, all of this stuff, and like massive confetti falls down, ding ding, a go-go, bang, 1, 2, 3, and I loved that. AEW would have had my money forever if they'd been brave enough to do that. Loved it. No one does it though. Everyone's too scared. If I ran a promotion, that's exactly what we do. We'd have one match, which is all the build, and then with 3 seconds, done.
Tom Campbell's big squash wrestling.
Big squash. Every match is a squash.
The showdown at County Durham
Sponsored
Hall.
by Robinsons.
Finally,
Printing money.
Bachidi versus Martin Kirby. With the
Bachidi's-
stealing bastards from the utility arena at ringside.
All surrounding the ring.
The lumberjacks. They're not trying to put you back in the ring, they're going through your pocket.
They've got the money that you would have earned on a rope above the ring. They're going to reach it because a little bit higher. It's Boss Man again.
Yeah, that's how Cena should retire, you're right.
I'm going to kill 2 birds with 1 stone here. Good job. I'm going to give him Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle had a crap
What?
retirement.
Why do you want to see Kurt Angle back in the ring?
Kurt Angle, John Cena.
In 2023 or 2024?
Yeah, why not? Yeah. You haven't seen him wrestle. He might have got really good. He might be all right again.
He might have got good.
All he does on the Kurt Angle show is give an up-to-date on how bad his back and spine and legs and fingers and eyebrows
you
are.
don't put that in the video package.
There's no way he has the physical limitation to listen to one of these podcasts. And you're thinking he should wrestle Jota. Leave him alone.
I'm trying to fix a wrong here, right or wrong.
Two wrongs make a bigger wrong.
Okay, I'll come up with a better one.
Thank you. I take this too seriously.
Go on, who have you got?
No, but nothing. I want to yell at you.
Kevin Nash.
I reckon he needs to...
Corbin, Hollister.
Yeah, Baron Corbin should retire Cena as well. Oh my God, the promos.
I get a Gunter then. Gunter
You know
retiring
what? That's
Cena.
actually a genuinely good pick.
Thank
Yes.
you. Kurt Angle, special guest ref. He gets involved. No, he's not.
Poor Angle.
What's he gonna involve?
Then they team up and batter Angle for no reason.
Kurt Angle died 3 years ago. We've got his corpse at ringside. We'll never let him be able to rest.
How about you and I have a 12-minute match now, Kurt Angle? Oh, God.
What's that? I'd love to.
Weekend at Angles.
You still got it. That's it. She's laying down.
Angle says yes to the match.
This match is happening because Saudi Arabia have demanded... because Angle really wants to right that wrong.
Cena Gunter at Bash in Berlin. Just Cena goes out in enemy territory where Gunter would be the most over like Rover Chan.
He comes out looking like Guile from Street Fighter.
Yeah.
That's right.
Support our troops. Boo!
Oh, these are good.
Yeah, just let's have him go out booed endlessly.
Honestly, that or... it's going to sound daft, but because of the... long time he's been there for, and because I know that I have good chemistry, and I think it'd actually benefit him because he's probably going to be around here forever. The Miz.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah, we headlined WrestleMania. He beat me in that crap I Quit match. We had the recording, whatever. Yeah.
That's an interesting
Vicariously, that's ones each. How to push. One more time. We've been here forever.
one. Miz deserves that. Retiring John Cena. It doesn't help an up-and-comer, but... Miz is great and he does anything. Anything you ask him to, he'll do. So I actually quite like that idea.
Because ideally I'd like Chad Gable, but I don't think that's going to happen, so I'll take Miz instead.
Yeah.
What, Chad Gable for John Cena?
Chad Gable retire John Cena. Because, you're good at the big superstar stuff, but are you Gable affiliated or whatever. That's not what they say, is it?
Jesus, where did that come
Gable
from?
affiliated.
That's like guessed. You're not Alpha Academized. Whatever.
Are you?
Oh, this is going
Are you
badly,
Ready,
Maffew.
Willing, and Gable? Maybe.
Yeah, but like because his style of wrestling is based on the academy, they're doing the mat wrestling, Olympic, catch as catch, whatever, and he goes, yeah, whatever. My catch as catch kind versus your crap raps. What do you got?
Right. I think Chad Gable's a better fit to retire Angle. You know, if Pachiti's insistent on bringing,
And I am.
Angle's got too matches
dragging poor
booked.
Kurt Angle to the ring.
Gable's playing the Angle suit. My God, Angle looks great. He hasn't looked.
Do you remember just for WrestleMania 19 where Angle got in the ring and then quickly swapped out with Eric Angle?
Yeah.
In that match against Lesnar. Do that, but with Gable.
That's the way to do it. Just to go back, you have Chad Gable become Kurt Angle's underling, his apprentice. You build him up. He displays the intensity that Kurt Angle did. And then it's Gable versus Cena. First match, can Cena beat Angle's understudy?
I like the idea of Angle being a manager and going, okay, I've taught him everything.
And
He's at the Gable level, now he's at the Angle level.
That's it.
Yeah,
And Cena going, damn it. He knows I don't like Olympic slams now.
he knows I'm allergic to them. I'm like Grayson Waller.
Ooh, that's not bad job, actually.
Because obviously Cena and Grayson Waller had a little bit of a thing at Money in the Bank. And whether or not that would be something.
Yeah, but then Cena also said, I'm going to try my best to get WrestleMania in London. Oh, yeah. Lying bastard.
Give him time. It's only a few months ago.
He's got nothing to do. He's been a strike on.
He's been busy. He's had a lot of admin to do. Just get distracted.
I like the idea of Grayson Waller.
Yeah, Waller's a good shout, actually.
It's the sort of thing in that, like, if you choose the wrong person, it could really harm their career, couldn't it? It could lead to sort of go away here. Like Corbin, it did.
I was about to say, yeah.
Retiring Kurt Angle didn't elevate Corbin. It should have done because it's Kurt Angle, but it didn't actually help him really, did it?
Yeah.
So I think you've got to pick carefully. Gable beating Cena. That's my pick anyway, as Angle's understudy.
I think somebody like a Carmelo Hayes would benefit from it as well.
Hayes is a good shout.
Yeah.
Hayes is a good one. Gable, Gunter. I do like Gunter. I think they did such good business with Solo Sikoa. I kind of think if you're going to run it again, just have Solo Sikoa finish him off.
But right now, I still don't really buy Solo as he has gone up that much from beating Cena, because where's he going to go up to? What, Roman Reigns?
Tribal Chief.
Roman, yeah.
And it's just like, well,
In time.
he's always going to be down here, so it's hard to visualize.
Well, no, because
the
the obvious thing is that I mean, even Paul Heyman said like one day you will be Tribal Chief.
Yeah.
So then I reckon you run back Cena and Sikoa does it again, and then that same night or that same weekend Roman loses the title, so then Solo can go.
Oh, okay,
"All right,
I like that. Yes.
I'm up. Okay, you said I'd be Tribal Chief. What if time for you to move on?
Yeah,
and then you have Solo beat Roman. Roman loses at Mania, and then the following month loses to Solo.
Yeah.
2 pinfalls on the bounce, and Solo's the boy.
I like that. But sadly, that is going to be in about 6 years' time. Yeah. And he will have retired by then. So, but it's a nice idea.
Proper fantasy booking hat here.
Tugboat.
Heel MJF coming across, and the first thing he does is retiring John Cena.
Oh, wow.
What about promoting him to death?
First one, then t'other.
Yeah.
Just completely shuts out Cena. Like, I've turned up and I'm just going
First
to
thing he
take you.
does.
I'm going to take out your hero.
Yep.
Wow.
I'm going to dismantle the company from the top. I'll take out the biggest guy here. There we go. Done.
I like that.
Because suddenly, all of a sudden, like, the world is his oyster then in WWE. If he's just retired John Cena, he's like, who else then? I'm literally the guy now. My time is now.
There you go.
Oh, some spicy choices.
Oh.
Who do you think? Leave it in the comments.
Oh, let's have a look. You already have. Cheers. Wow, this has been a nice podcast. Tom, what have you got for us until next week?
Classic SmackDown review tomorrow. We had a really busy week of interviews on the podcast feed this week, and if you're a patron, you can watch the versions as well. We had Colin Hunter on from Kayfabe News. He's making a documentary called "The Ref Didn't See It," and he learns to become a referee, and it's a bit of a love letter to the refs of the wrestling world. It's a really lovely project he's working on. So he's on the podcast feed this week. I had a chat with M. Dickey. who is the guy behind Wrestling Empire, Wrestling Revolution 3D, Matt Dickey. I call him one of the most infamous wrestling game developers. He gets so much negative energy, and we address it. We talk about it.
Why does he get negative energy?
Because the games aren't considered masterpieces, and they are considered a bit ropey. But in that is their charm.
Right.
But a lot of people get very a lot of people are quick to shut him down and shut them down. A lot of negative press because of that. He got a lot of stick when Fight Forever was coming out. He was telling me.
Really?
Yeah, a lot of very tribal AEW fans in particular.
Okay.
You know, there's tribal on both sides. The AEW fans in particular were, but he talks all about it. It was really lovely to chat with, like, his past, his present, his future. Really interesting guy. Had a chat with Trish Adora this week, Ring of Honor star Trish Adora, who has just ended her 1,338-day reign as Pan-African World Champion. And so she beats out Roman Reigns, providing that Roman loses the belt at Mania. So we talk about that. She's about to fight Julia for New Japan Strong. She's got a match against Aja Kong next month for Wrestling RSA. So lovely to have a catch up with her. We're doing them every week. There's exclusive interviews that you won't get on the channel, on the podcast feed, all the time, and they're waiting for you there. This weekend, it's the classic SmackDown review with Maffew, Greg, myself, and Jason Goddard. Thank you, sir. And the second episode of Punkvember. Aidan Gibbons from Cultaholic.com, in his own time, has written basically a dissertation on CM Punk's AEW run. And we roundtable it. We talk about it. And it's a 3-part epic. It's going to clock in at about 7 hours in total. So episode 2, it comes out on Sunday. So some lovely listening for you if you're going for a nice long walk on a Sunday. Busy on the podcast feed. It's free to download the podcast on whichever podcast app you have. Or you can just shout at your Alexa and say, play the latest Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast. And you'll get it there as well. That's all my plugs.
I can't top that.
Yeah, God. Well done.
I'm watching some. I'm doing it tomorrow. By the time this finishes, I'll have watched a bunch of nonces on Twitch. Doing my Tuesday stream, but on a Friday, I've done some list voiceovers. What else have I got?
Just touch my arm.
Got nothing. I will mostly be listening to Tom on the podcast feed, and I'd thoroughly recommend you do as well.
Thanks, mate. So
all right.
kind.
I'll
Got
be
the rub
watching.
there.
I'll be watching old episodes of The Simpsons.
Yeah, me too. After today,
Watch the new ones.
Stuff I've seen a million times before.
it's so comforting, isn't it?
Yes.
It's just the nicest.
It's
I
our,
will not
it's
be
our
watching the
background
new
viewing
ones.
a lot of the time. Is Simpsons on in the background.
I just saw a screen cap the other day and I'd forgotten about the joke. It's good if you forget the bits where it's like, I don't know, hey, here's the porno. And it's Das Butt. Oh, yeah. And I was howling, just let's scream at the idea. Das Butt. Of all the films to do a sex parody of Das Dude. That was my reaction when Peter Jesus. Wolfgang Petersen's harrowing tale of some men stuck on the boat as a sex fest. Patreon.com/Cultaholic for the Hall of Fame and mailbag at cultaholic.com for all your mailbag wonders. This has been Tom. This has been Pachiti. This has been the wonderful Joe, who you can't see, but you can feel his effort every week. Or a magnificent chap. This has been Puppet Jack, who doesn't do much anymore, to be honest with you. You've been amazing. Now we're going to look at this. What can I say after that?
That's but obviously.
Okay,
It's got
at the
to be
count of 3, we're going to see Das Butt. 1, 2, 3. Das Butt!
beautiful.
German for the butt.